Ciao. Chat. Hello. Good morning. I've been owned by BLR. They said it started in 20 minutes. We missed 11 rounds.
It's just to bait out the positions of where GenG would be.
Honestly, a 6-6 here, if Lakia could do it, it'd kind of be like we're starting at 0-0.
That's confirmed the position of Lakia. Up goes the one-way, so this is a very low percentage retake.
Otherwise, not much else.
I think he's going to be doing it,
I
though.
know where he is.
Just throwing the kitchen sink at him. Can't even get out of the one-way.
Okay.
It owned you also, it just woke up? Ah, dude. To be fair, I haven't been owned by VLR in like a year and a bit, so...
Still getting spotted though, and Pat pretty much in control.
I should have double-checked it.
Hang on a second. No.
I definitely should have double-checked it. I take a GE1 pistol.
A bit of a lead going into the second half.
Yeah, they've done very well on the attacking side there. I mean, given the fact that GenG has taken the pistol, you had a big string of rounds in there from Global, courtesy of a very nicely tailored game plan with this double initiator. It's a combo that we've seen in the past.
Let me get the YouTube chat up and then I can actually look at everything.
You often see back in the day when Gecko was very strong, the Viper wall go up and then you'd have Dizzy and KO flashes over the top, or you'd be playing a Sky with a Gecko, for example. Double Init did used to be very popular on this map in that meta.
Look at the GenG roster? Wait, what do you mean?
So I think that this GE comp is a
bit
of an amalgamation of some older ideas, some older metas being tried to put into place now that you are seeing double duelists kind of fall to the wayside a little bit more.
Yeah, it's kind of like taking a piece of everything. I mean, you do have the deadlock as you mentioned, but don't forget the Brim as well. There's so much that they can play around in those post plants. I would have liked to see a stronger finish.
Dude, how have we missed so much?
Yeah, I think look,
I've missed like 30 minutes, but it kind of sounds like it's
You see the GenG fans in the crowd though.
A whole month.
Autumn's done quite well on the Brimstone there. It was definitely an effort by committee though, by GE. I think everybody kind of stepping up and having their moments.
Where are you sleeping, bro? I thought I had an extra 15 minutes.
Like a bit of a shakier first half from them, honestly. I think you saw a couple of whiff shots, a couple of angles that you would have expected some of these players to win that were a little bit shaky, quite honestly. So I think maybe first game nerves.
Sleep for all of split one, yeah? GenG's changed roster. Global playing a deadlock.
Kind of getting used to being back here for Pacific after quite a bit off. But at the same time, I mean, after the little timeout, Texture back on the off.
Fever dream.
Things came back in a little bit.
Yeah. Now he's on the attacking side, so he's going to be running it down hand in hand.
Oxy9's playing.
See how that does go for GenG. Going to be a bit of a fight over short A early on here. Very centralized setup.
I mean, honestly,
ready to crunch to the middle of the map through the TV.
I feel bad for Ash because his Astra was horrendous. But I don't think it was horrendous enough to get benched. But at the same time, if you need a fast fix and his Astra actually doesn't get any better,
similarly,
I get it.
Both sides.
This is a mad comp.
Second smoke down.
This comp will not really struggle on defense. People are going to think it's good on defense, but it should struggle on defense.
Respect it for the time being. Now GenG
kind of depends how they use this.
Retake short. They do invest the Yoru flash to
and we still use a Yoru. Bro, this is such a stacked game. I've slept for the most stacked game. There's so much going on.
Yeah, that's what it comes down to. Feels like an all-in or nothing where G might be a little bit more prepared and they're still trying to poke and prod. Take what they can find. A little bit of a flash getting sent across in now. And you start to see
could have got more rounds.
Players push out a hookah.
Can't force your way through that one.
They're in a good position to win this pistol. Look at this.
Relay bolt in play. GE have taken the middle of the map in the meantime. So if you get the pivot back to B here from GenG, it's going to be very hard to make that work. But they seem singularly focused on taking this A side one way or another.
Fnatic as well. 20-second exec with a double duelist.
Well, it's out to 20 seconds, Pilsky. I'm getting nervous. Pat's starting to.
Did they catch the memo of how to play this?
Pretty good job at holding the off angle, and now Pat comes in for the flank. You got 10 seconds left, and you're still trying to get the spike down. It's not happening, guys.
What the hell am I watching?
I
should have stayed in bed.
Yeah, GenG just getting stalled out by Brim Smokes for the majority of that round. It felt like they gave a lot of respect to that, and I think that comes down to what the comp is at this point. Back in the day, if you had multiple blindsides, you could try to burst your way through smokes a little easier. To be fair, he probably wouldn't have had 2 on the pistol anyway. But with this kind of comp, what you want to see...
They're worried about the deadlock, you too? I mean, they're waiting out. They're waiting out the smoke.
Blindside your way through the smoke, burst out with the neon, and take things a little bit quicker. But it was
horrendous.
very tentative for GenG, and maybe that's respect to the double init util, or maybe that's respect to the deadlock.
just kind of feeling things out
what
as
a
always
shot, by the way.
initial opening rounds, but for this one, you're not expecting these lineups that Javi has, now fully equipped, pushing on through. The rest of the team straight through.
They're doing it together. Look at this.
Yeah,
Full
looks
passing
really nice for
crunch
GE,
against the
doesn't it?
eco.
Fighting all
They're
together
very confident with the
in response
numbers
to
scored.
Bathrooms take from GenG. I think early on though for GenG,
Is this
that's going
Yoru's
to be
best map?
something that they can keep in mind. I think you'd
Yeah.
rather get Bathrooms crunch and destroyed
Should
on
be.
an anti-eco than you would in an important gun round later on in the game. Can be well aware that GE
If
may be
GE
playing
are
some guard
proactive
setups
enough
towards
like
B and that
this,
they're going to be
then
playing around
this
the
comp
TPs.
will
And I
do
think
nice on
you probably would have
defense.
seen something similar in the
One of
pistol if the
those-
approach
that's a
had been
great
up through the
shot,
middle of the
those.
map up on
Really
A. Because you had GE take that short control,
Did
and that's going to
EMEA
allow
use
them to
mix?
actually
Nah,
move the
mix is
TP
awful,
towards that
man.
A
I
side
don't
of the
think
map
teams
if
in
the
EMEA
Retake
use
comes out.
mix.
So very clear to me early on at least.
Lotus
GE wants
was
to be
played
aggressive,
third
they want
map.
to play on the front foot.
Fnatic.
And once again, you're seeing
Eternal
a very
Fire.
close up on short here. I love this on the bonus.
As long as it still keeps working. Try to take things away from GenG, but now fully blinded. Not quite able to play around it as well. Still
The
got the
KO
smoke
right
back
click
into
is
him.
disgustingly
That's going to
strong,
be
isn't
Autumn
it?
now going down.
Very chaotic. Great reactive
little bit of,
utility from GenG there. The C's, the
A
relay
little
bolt.
bit of messed
They're
up with
really
the flash timing. But
responding to all of
all good.
GE's aggression in kind. Now you get the pivot back through bathroom side.
Like this from
Pac-Man trying to
Pac-Man,
find
but
a
they
little
should
bit
be
of a timing
expecting
here. The B
something.
site is fully enforced with
3v4.
deadlock you feel for
3v4,
now.
and honestly, GE,
Pac-Man's definitely the player to keep your eye on.
are one of those teams
Yeah.
that
I mean, if this doesn't work
the
out for him, it's
fundamentals
going to weaken
get
the positioning
drilled
at the
into
front,
them.
but still he walks away with
Holy
three!
Pac-Man, that is
Dizzy out,
nuts,
he's looking
mate.
for the quad as
I mean, it's
well.
really bad from GenG
Oh,
not
McCarron
expecting the
just does it,
push.
9, pays no heed to it. 1v2 now.
But
And
that is
Crystal getting
insane
active in the
chance.
middle of the map now over on market side. Zavi very low on HP. Gravnet is still in play. Could be the piece of
Yeah,
utility
GE are
that
one of those
secures
teams
this
that
round,
they're
but
kind of
Current's
like
reading this quite well for now.
This is gonna sound like an insult
is
just because
he?
how they looked, but they're a little like
Crystal.
the
I mean, this is a
America's
crazy old
Lev,
angle. There's
where
no way.
their coach is like,
You
or
just
I
would
guess
think that he
Pacific
would've
Lev,
gone all the
where
way
their
that
coach is
back,
just
that
so
far
heavy
Nah, he's done
focused
very
on
well. And again,
fundamentals
this
as
is what I
well.
was saying, like, GE are just
That
very active.
Kind of know what
in
they're
the
going to be
front part of
doing
the map.
in
They are not sitting back on the
4v5s,
sides. They're not
3v5s.
trusting, okay, I have
Like,
a
someone
deadlock,
has to
like you just
push.
can't attack this site. They're being
It is the
active
correct
with the
thing on
TPs.
paper
They're
to
pushing
do.
up short on the bonus, hyper aggressive in the crunch, which to be fair doesn't work out. It's really another hero multi-frag from Patman that keeps them in a round like that.
Sneeze, I think.
That's what
So
you
much for
gotta
the tier
love
1, man.
to see as
Appreciate
well.
that.
I mean, we do have a little bit of an extra tidbit information
as well with the
that
Prime.
this
Thanks,
KO, some of the lineups that we're seeing with Javi,
Yeah,
comes
dude, you
in
got a
due
timeout
to
after this. How are they
the
not
new
expecting a
sort of
push in the
pseudo-coach that
3v4?
They've got a fifth
a
coach.
fifth coach, not GenG, but for GE.
Yeah, okay,
Komodo.
who's that? Oh, Komodo. I don't think that's a good thing, to be honest. I've played ranked with Komodo on KO, and I've never been team flash more in my life. So
I know he's
so
gonna,
far, the
Ham
flashes
sandwich
have
as
been
well.
good.
Thanks so much,
That's
man.
right,
Thank you.
But look, we'll see if that continues. There's plenty more that we haven't seen from a
Get
KO.
the slug on
you-
string?
you
I'm just
could
gonna have
still
to be
get
for
the
EMEA, man.
Flashes over B long or over the top of hookah.
cross map.
Not
you
live
know,
on
zero
YouTube
here
now.
and there as
YouTube's
well.
live.
It's a lot of cheeky
Gotta
things you
find
can
it.
do with the KO on this map, and if you haven't played against it recently, those are the kind of things that could definitely catch you off guard as a GenG trying to make this attacking side work, which so far it hasn't. Outside of a pistol and maybe one or two pretty big rounds from GenG, it just feels like they've been mere passengers in this game of lives.
Yeah.
That's
It's
the thing. I mean, G has the ability to play.
was the
a little bit
texture that
further
kind
up
of
front on the
pushed into the
defense. They
angle
still
without
have
expecting
options
it?
towards the latter half of the rounds.
Because they were
because of the pull
watching.
initiator and
It's
everything
just
else.
just a
And
bit of a
players
mistake.
now having that much more synergy to come in with it as well. You see another flash back in for showers control.
Yeah, it does get
This is
Crystal on that
looking
deep line
like what they do on the
with the
anti-eco.
Outlaw.
Got
5
Owlwall that
sets
can
of
one-shot
light armor.
everyone.
It's a Stinger light armor buy for GenG.
GenG low
Does go
buy
on
into
trying to
this,
obscure
but
the
still a
information
decent
over
low
on this
buy.
B side of the map. But even if the A take does come in, I do think you're going to see a quick flank through the TP. Giving up the site now.
Cool.
Crystal
Got the
to
deep
his
wall down.
devices, the outlaw, that is.
Got that early info.
Just looking for
So they
Outlaw
rotate
picks, but
heavy
they're not
over
able to really
towards
get
B.
too much value out of the Outlaw. All the stuns on the site. Plant will go down for Foxy9. How does GE approach this retake? I thought that they were going to crunch through the TP, but they're actually going to opt to go 5-man through spawn. This could be problematic.
And you got 3 players from GenG inside of Lamps as
A very nice call
well.
for GenG. They actually don't realize
Not gonna
just how
lie,
much they owned it.
definitely is. Pat's gonna have to clear
Pretty sure
quite
they
a bit
didn't hear the
out.
wall down towards long.
Dizzy, now the smoke's coming through. GenG are trying to maintain control, maintain close distance up around
How
the
the
spike.
hell is Karen died to
Texture
that?
still holding on to Lamps.
He
Six taking down another
must've.
player, but getting down for a trade from Yudotan as well. Now Texture up with the Bulldog, but slowly bit by bit as they all continue to hunt down for these trades. GE are going
very
down.
nice.
Talaka.
They got
Just
a
gave
little
GenG way
fortunate.
too much space.
They got
I thought they were
little
actually in a decent
fortunate.
position. Like earlier,
But
you
they'll
saw
take
their
that.
setup. They had 2 backside. You had the Outlaw posted up from Heaven, I believe it was, and then 2
It wasn't
outside
even
of
a
the
bad
TP.
idea from GE,
I
to be
thought they were
honest.
just going to TP crunch and maybe smoke the side of triple and just hold on to Bathrooms control.
Yeah,
But they
gambling
give
a
GenG
little
the
bit, then no
entire
one's going to
site and
5-person
basically
push up
timed
towards
themselves out of a
short.
retake. I can't believe they played it like that. That was a nice combo, to be fair. You have to grab that in combo
guy
with the
just
Mosh, gets a
accepted
free
it.
kill onto Caron,
It's a
but
lovely combo,
one free
fair play.
kill with this many
The
stingers
thing
in
that was
annoying
nice about that combo is the
positions
timing of that.
still not good enough to be able to complete a retake. And that's a big boon for GenG. They much needed that round.
Keeps them alive. Now you got the full buys coming in as well, but let's not forget.
Okay,
Autumn
big
does
buy
have the
rounds.
overall strike
1, 2,
now.
3 would get reset, and that's
Get
pretty much the
aggression
game
strike from
done, or at
GenG.
least the map.
Up the top of B long, Zinx sent forward with the gate crash behind.
Surprise GE with their comm didn't go heavy for the
orb.
orb.
Here from GE.
Slowly starting to peek their heads across. They're going to find 3 players on the other end, though. Ooh! Lakia slowly trying to push up front now, but at the same time, Karen's still lurking towards the back of A.
Such a tentative standoff between both of these teams. GenG still undecided where they want to be going in this round. GE were looking to try to isolate a lurk, and they
This is
go
kind of
1
nice
for
as
1.
well. They
Both
saw
of the
2
Neons
here,
dead
and most
now.
likely they might hear a drop
Take a lot of
down
the pace out of a round
with
like
1
this.
insided.
Zinx could still gate crash through the TP. If he gets this pick, though, he'll be able to get Dimensional Drift online.
Feels like G has a good inkling, though.
Very
they're not
nice.
gonna
Got to
let him
speed
walk
up on
away
A.
with it.
A site given over to GenG now. Nightfall is in play, but with the Thrash online for GE, that's really going to streamline this retake. You can blow up U-Haul with the Orbital as well, so
Like
a
we're
lot
really
of good
far
tools
away.
to secure
Furthest
GE
point.
this gun round.
Just to find a bit more
You
spacing
pass and push
first.
behind, and they're going to have 2 watching it.
Feels like
And the
GenG
one
are
that might
somewhat
be
aware of
tucked
the
has
situation as
Fado.
well now. Keeping eyes trained towards Market. I say that, they're starting to turn away. They're actually trying to sneak her back behind. Not sure G might have heard it though, but it's a great position to send out the Nightfall
It's
either
3.
way. Now holding the angle.
Fair
Crystal
play.
walks away with a kill. It's just left the
Hey,
rest of the
Wingman's
players
filling that, is he not?
upward showers onto site. They're getting tagged up by
Wingman!
utility, but the spray control. What is that? Just Foxy9,
Nah.
and someone has the molly. Still though, Javi out for the trade and sticks it down to the end.
God, that's
after the
close,
spike has been
man.
halved.
Holy.
0.5 in
That
it.
was so
I thought
close.
the Wingman got that defuse off, but the
Yeah, I thought
snake
Wingman
bite
was going
molly
to do it.
combo
Foxy9
destroyed
owned
it.
him with the molly.
takes everything away from GE to be able to complete that retake.
I mean, it
but
should be
they've still
done.
got it done.
They can only get 2 guns.
Right down to the wire after a very awkward exchange in the middle of the map here. I cannot believe that only went 1 for 1. Really nice util usage to be able to clear out the active lurk of
Yeah,
Zinx.
Crystal getting that kill
I
is
love how
huge.
GenG played quite nicely
imagine you got
around
that
the
far
Thrash
there.
there. Gave themselves a great shot to be able to win the round, but just couldn't quite pull it off.
Always feels like it comes down to the wire with this team, but either way now, potential last buy for GenG.
It's a decent
crazy
force
for
buy.
GE, by
Dude,
the
look
way.
at
They've
this
got
start
5
from
on B.
GE, 5
They've
on
just given
B.
up the entire
They go
A side. GenG
4-1 and
burns
it's their
Dimensional Drift getting in
protocol
and
against
throws
the
up deep smoke.
Euro.
They're kicked up their feet on the coffee table. They are well set up inside of this A site.
They either
I wonder if they're
overwhelm
gonna
or
flip
kill
the map
everyone
here. They could
behind the
catch Crystal by
Euro, or they
himself.
go 5 for the
Very
retake.
possible. Still though, initial point of entry is gonna be from the back of A short, and that's where most of the attention goes to. If Crystal finds his timing just nice,
The only way
this might still
GenG
be
messed this up
quite a
is
good
by
retake
3
for
people
GE.
sitting in the
Viper Smith, though, will
Viper.
be the main obstacle.
There's currently
The
3
other
people
KO
sitting in the
play as
Viper.
well. They've got to break their way through this pit, and this is a very annoying positioning for GenG. Texture going down in U-Haul, but traded well.
Then you got Javi as well. Crystal still trying to pick his timing. Sneak in through the back. Wingman taken out, reveals some positioning, but it's a Bucky in the hands
God,
of
so
Zinx after
scary.
all.
Here comes the molly.
So still, as you hop in and on around, you take down Karen. The pit's gone.
Oh, the molly's
Zinx is
perfect
dumping his
timing.
body onto the spike, but Crystal
Oh, he
trying
just
to get
got
it down
half.
to at
It's
least
done.
half. Burns
Just got
away
half.
from the molly, and that
Oh.
will be enough.
Oh, they mistimed it, bro.
Foxy9
Did they not have the
walks
HP
away
to
with
go for that?
robbery.
Gets himself an orbital at the end of that one. To add insult to injury. GenG given full control of that A site multiple times in this half. They got it done with the Stingers, and once again, unsuccessful retake for a GE who tried to run a very cheeky set play straight down B. Sent it down B long.
No time?
Just
I mean,
so much position
maybe.
given over to GenG, who
This
set
got
themselves
half.
up nicely inside of the pit.
And then the guy with the
Then
low
post
HP
plants are
goes
enough
for
to
it.
secure the round from
The guy
there.
with the high HP doesn't.
It's a good
Honestly,
clutch from
I
Foxy after a
think
bit
there
of a
was no
rough start to
time.
this game. His first
I'm
half
not
wasn't
100%
particularly
sure, considering
awe-inspiring,
Ultimate
let's
had
be
like
honest.
basically full HP.
He's trying to be that team player now.
It looked like it was
So
too
much
far
more
gone
to
and the Molly
close
still
out
had
this map,
ticks.
especially with GE's scoreline.
Overdrive is in play here for Uditan. Only pistols on offer with a hero rifle on Autumn, saved over from that last round. But they're quick on the flank here.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't know about
They're
this one.
very proactive, man.
GenG
They're
do
non-stop
seem quite
doing
aware.
stuff. It is
Just
good.
right
They
back.
realize
It's a
that with
pack
this
of
comp, they
players.
sit back and
Straight up B
do
long.
nothing. They're going to
Deadlock
get
wall
wrecked.
has been deployed,
Dude,
but they
look
can
at that
break through
timing.
that with 5 pretty quickly. How fast do they
Holy, look
expect
at
to
this
flank from
timing.
GE though?
That's the whole thing. This all comes down to the very minute timing. You relinquish control for most of the map, so you are aware down to it, but you're getting caught by utility as well. Orbital comes through, Overdrive out from behind. Udotan is just fishing out in the deep waters, but GenG are just hopping all
messed
around,
up, man.
avoiding that
They
beam
like
of death.
overheated a little
Watching
bit.
out for the back as well. It's there. That's
Instead
where
of taking
only
the
players
timing,
are
they let
left.
them know they were
Not to
behind.
mention
The
just the fact that this is an eco as well. I
with
mean,
the
they're
ult.
feeling a little bit more confident now. Oh,
a nice
Let's
shot.
not forget what Patman did in the round
Okay.
previous. In this
No.
exact same position, there's no way they complete this retake, right?
surely not. It's a sheriff. There's no freaking
Oh,
way.
they
There
messed
we go.
up, man.
Big crossfire, GenG.
I mean, they had
Righting their
insane
wrongs from
timing.
earlier. They'd rather not relive
And then they
that bad
smoke down
memory.
on their
That's
heads.
an 8 up on the board
Smoke
from
ends
them.
up owning
Back and
them.
forth exchange in the
The
last
problem with
couple
the
of
problem with the
rounds, but it feels
smoke,
like
and they should
slowly
actually
but
just like
surely
let them
GenG
go
are
over towards
working their way
site.
through this attacking
Is
side.
the smoke might make
Getting
them
in touching
cancel, and they
distance of double
kind of don't
digits
want
now.
them to cancel.
For GE, it has to be said.
And then they made sound before they managed to
managed
actually spring on them.
They've left the A site completely open. At some point, if you're playing a bit more of a gambly style, you've got to win some
Bros,
as well as
hello, mate.
lose
How we
some. They've
doing?
been pretty out of position a lot of times, but at what point do you run into the stack here as GenG?
So it just kind of feels like a slight guessing game here and there as well. G should be better informed though. 0 point coming out.
Prowler up in towards Hookah. Confirms that there's no one in there for now for GenG, but they've got to go and re-clear that space.
Good
Deadlock
evening,
set
I
up
was sending
on
it
this
back
big
to
side
him.
of the map, well supported by both the Gecko and the KO. There's a lot of flash plays that you could be making.
He's still
with
up,
the
right?
Deadlock
Maybe.
wall down inside a B long, and it's going to take a while to work through it.
Just
Oof.
trying to thwart the timings of it as well. You
Dude,
peek
Batman
off the
looks so
wall.
good this year. He looked great
Well
last
dealt
year
with.
as well, but
Just trying to
I didn't
chip
think he would
away
look
at the
this
wall. He's
good
been
on a
punished
different
quite
team.
heavily for that. And GenG are creeping their way up into Hookah, but with the Deadlock util underneath, it's going to be very hard to bust into this site.
Unless you can walk away unscathed in this round, it feels like this might be where
fair play, the GravNet timings, very nice. You gotta give it to Crystal, man. His GravNet timings are really, really good.
Finishing up to map point.
Yeah, very nice setup, and that's kind of what I was saying. At some point, you've got to run into the strong
Alright,
side.
4.
And when you lost your Viper right off the rip, all of that passive pressure on the other side of the map goes away. You're not so much worried about a bathroom's lurk as the defense. You're not so much worried about the wall or the orb going up to create that doubt in your mind that there could be a play on the other side of the map. And that's where this singular focus can come on in. Overdrive gets ripped, immediately picked up by the Annihilation. And once you lose the Neon on the entry there, things get a lot more difficult.
Okay, and 4 goes at it.
Now just trying to rinse and repeat the same things again. Of course, the weaker site now would be A site. GenG trying to recognize
Insta react for GenG, kinda.
Lonesome over there this time. Not throwing a stim for the boys. Creeping up in towards bathroom side.
Ooh. Trying to delay as much as possible, but
Well, I think this round's
Texture with
done.
an op, of course.
Now you got no smokes
Is
for the
Paman to
retake.
save
That's
his
going
ult?
to
He
make things
should.
difficult. Udo has crept his way into U-Hall. Oh, I cannot
What?
believe he's got away
Why
with
he's
2
using
there.
his ult now? How's he got a
Weird
double?
timings because of the sprint, and now he's going off for it more. Got Javi chiming in as well, and at this point, it's Texture, low
they win
HP,
this?
no spike.
Has he done
to
that?
gain
He's pushed for a smoke.
50
No one's there to
seconds
punish
to
him.
play out the round. GE are just gonna hop around.
And then he's the decoy at the end.
close out the
That's an
map in
incredible
fashion.
round for
13
Udo.
to 8. I would say this is a pretty swimming start for GE.
100%.
I mean, yeah, that looked
started
nice.
with the first pistol, but you get a big streak of rounds on
Really
attack
nice.
there for GE. They get themselves a very
Missed
nicely
half of it,
started
but
attacking side,
nice.
and are able to make it work on defense as well. A lot of cheeky, gambly setups from them.
Very intentional as well. I mean, you love to see
Watch
how
the
they're
fast
starting
pistol.
to cook all of this up. But for now, we're tossed to the coach interview on the stage.
Let's wait for the interview.
Mine going GE's way now. We're having
How did the
coaches
deadlock
interview
look?
for stage
Looked kind of good
1.
from what I saw.
Platoon, thank you
He
for
timed his
joining
grab
me.
nets well, which
So
is
congratulations
maybe more in
on
GE than
the
it
map
is.
win.
I mean, maybe
the
more in
blind,
GenG
which
than
was
is
your map
GE.
pick. Just wanted to ask you about this comp you're running. Was this your way of countering the current meta that's super duelist focused?
A little bit of that, and a little bit just like I feel like our players found a new identity after kickoff, and we're kind of experimenting with different roles. And what we thought was really good for us then, I think we've grown from that altogether. And a little bit of the comp stuff, but I think it's just what we're really comfortable with our own game. Yeah.
All right. Speaking of identity, back in kickoff, Vito is definitely GE's thing. Is he out of the picture now, or what should we expect?
That's still to be seen, I'm gonna say, but we still like Vito. We still think Vito is a great agent. Just this is what we're playing for now.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you so much, and I'm gonna.
Yeah,
let
they
you
kind
get
of
back to your team.
180'd on
Thank you.
the by far the best agent in the game pretty fast. Okay.
A great start for Global
Watch the
Esports
pistol
for
rounds.
the very first match of Stage 1 here.
Is the pistol?
Untenable. Autumn. Caron is a bit further and try to push their GE starting out on this attacking side here. Viper Wall is across A to try to aid in a retake, and Zink's already on the move down long.
Yeah, it's going to be quite a bit of information, but at the same time, Texture playing hyper defensively inside of Labs. Ooh, slides over. Quickly able to get away. Not quite. The classic kill coming in instead.
Why is the spike gone for TP
Now
solo?
for GE, Caron is guarding the entrance with the Sheriff, and he's
What
seen a
the
lot
hell?
of players heading past into spawn. GE very tricky right now, and there's just far too many targets for Caron to be able to calibrate. Does at least take one with him, but this is a very awkward situation now. Spike may get caught inside of Hookah, and I do not
This
know
is
what's going on for
unlosable.
GE right now.
It's a bit of a trick play, perhaps,
Did
but now
GE
everything's
win
all
this
done
pistol?
inside of this Hookah position. Tough to kind of play around, especially with the smokes down.
Yeah, they're going to have to bide their time here. At least you do still have the grab net available for Crystal, which could help them cut down the angles, but GenG
Why
are
on
taking
earth
a
are
bit more of
GenG
an
playing
active
it like
approach
this?
here.
Yeah, marking the possible flank as well.
These are
You
sticking
know,
together.
It's going to be a jump and a hop into Hookah, so that's going to give away a lot of information.
Autumn creeping up on the line here. There's the grab net, which is going to kind of slow down GenG. Catches
I mean,
two
it's still
players
not that
there, but
bad
Autumn applying
situation.
pressure from the flank now.
Bring together then?
And
Oh, yeah,
starting to push up
Melon.
bit by bit. You got 30 seconds to make everything happen.
What?
but
How do they
Crystal's
lose
just gonna
this?
make that so much more untenable. Just Autumn. He's worried about the 50-50.
Wait, they
but
don't
as
lose
soon
it.
as he gives away his position,
It's not that
Rocket
bad,
comes in
chat.
for the kill.
Yeah, nice pistol win from GenG.
It's not
and
that
I mean, we had
bad.
some
They've
discussions
gone for a
about
TP with a spike, like
miscommunication with some of
GE
these
play bad.
international rosters in the prelude trailer before this game did get kicked off, and for Global.
When
That's
you just
not
have
that
your
bad, bro.
players who are very good
I watched
individually,
EMEA
play
poll twice
agents that
yesterday,
they're
and this is the
comfortable
worst
with,
you can
this
show
is the
me.
kind of result
I am
that,
not phased at
comes
all.
up, and I think they look very again comfortable going against GenG.
Yeah, something I would not expect players to be comfortable with all coming out like that was something I didn't really anticipate at all. But in the end, it ended up looking very strong. Yeah, he did a great job. I think he was playing in the past, so the players, but I think it's a very sort of nice fight. I think he was playing quite like it.
So we're really far behind.
He did a great job. Really nice to capitalize on the map one that we wanted to see.
Yeah, definitely. But on the other side of GenG, not so much performance that we wanted here. I know you put Foxy 9 on your build diff roster.
Both of your, two of your players down at the bottom.
Hello?
Foxy and
Can we play Foxy? Yeah, but I mean, I think a little bit of a slow start for everyone on this GenG team. Luckier there.
Chat, what did they say about
And I think
what
that's
did
not
they say
something
about
you ever want to
this?
see if you're a GenG fan.
Like, what was the
Luckiest
official
place is
statement?
Not at the top of the
Yeah.
scoreboard in what should be a
They
high
literally just say
bracket.
Ashes.
It was like it's
Ashes
like
Astra isn't good enough.
Stacks be the one leading the charge.
Yeah.
Master Santiago and all the matches that T1 is kind of getting
No
bodied in.
statement.
It's not really what you want to be seeing. Like you said, you want texture, you want Zinx when he's on this Euro to really be the tip of the spear, and they opt to go for this, and I didn't really feel like we ever got to see the reason why.
Yeah.
There was never that much trickery thrown in here.
There
we
was
weren't
no
seeing
statement.
GenG going for
Foxy
crazy
9 just
teleport
appeared in the
plays.
walkout.
So I
Hey,
think
that's
this
sick.
might just be something that has to get workshopped and moved away
You
from.
didn't even
Yeah,
tell
I mean,
anyone.
I have to agree.
I helped me with the
can
tier
see
1.
buying
Appreciate
some
that.
where
Thank you for the
Yoru can
35
work, but
months.
it they didn't show us anything really to do with the Yoru. Zinx was just standing there and fighting half the time, and he can do that on any agent.
I'll be back in like 2
I
minutes,
do
sorry.
think that we might be seeing changes down the line, but that is their opponent's map pick. Maybe they were surprised in the veto. Maybe this is a map that they put a lot less time in compared to some of the others in the pool.
Perhaps. But I do want to go back to global esports. There's a guy that we had our eyes on since kickoff, and that was Patman. Bit of a slow start, but things really picked up.
I mean, I think this is exactly what you want to see from him. We know he can make big plays, and these are 2 rounds, 2 separate 3Ks, one of them being a 1v3, where he takes over the round, wins it entirely on his own, basically, and keeps the momentum in their favor. If he's not able to light up in those moments, I think things could have got a lot worse for global esports very quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he's continuing to show his versatility. He's continuing to show that he is a player that can, you know, hit these incredible strides, hit these incredible peaks. I mean, the 517 ACS, we were talking about it earlier. This obviously isn't that level of a performance, but it's still such a rock solid one from him.
Yeah, and also back on the initiator, where he made his name, so it's no surprise that he's comfortable there and he's able to immediately start off strong.
Yeah, and you know, he was on the Gecko, and we did see a couple of wingman plans. We were really impressed with global esports plans.
Look, I mean, this is why this little guy is in the roster.
Turn away, Sliggy, turn away.
Yeah, I mean, Sliggy doesn't know what he's talking about. Look at this guy. He's putting in so much work, and I think it's so important that teams aren't really prepared for it. They see he's actually in front of the molly. They miss the spam. This little guy actually puts in work so consistently and even starts to get the diffusers in that second half. I mean, I think the big thing for global esports is this composition. When they're attacking, it's all about those strong post plants. Wingman is a part of that, but KO has a molly, Brim has a molly, Gecko has a molly, and they have so much util to put together traps like this. I mean, Texture manages to live and somehow gets a kill. That's the caveat to this, where if teams are still able to shoot you in the face, you might struggle. So I am curious if they bring this composition out again if they play Bind. Because I think once is a surprise, second, every time, everyone's going to be that little bit more prepared. But I do think it was well worked, well put together, and I liked it.
Yeah, I think so, and I think they liked it too. It definitely paid off there. And as we go into Split, now Split is going to be very interesting. Like Jen asked, Platoon on the stage there. Are we going to see the Veto come back on Split? You know, they played more than one agent comp there, but Veto was so memorable for global esports.
Yeah, I mean, he says it's still within their wheelhouse, so it's something they could bring out. But if they're not going to lean the veto, I think that going into something like the chamber as well could be really, really strong here. My biggest question is GenG. Okay, you're picking this map. Texture, we know he can play that Neon, but are you still going to be running the Yoru? I mean, what is your take on this big time? Because it feels like Split in the past, an absolute playground for Yoru, but given the changes, and you can't transition across the map as quickly and as reliably, I think that this is one that you don't really want to lean into him.
Yeah, absolutely. I like it a lot less on Split after the nerfs. Now, I think on Bind, I can forgive it. You can see how it would make sense. But I think if GenG decide to play Yoru 2 maps in a row, it starts to ask the question of, oh, do they not think like this nerf is impactful at all? Are we going to be seeing even more Yoru from them? And then I would start to be a little bit worried. It's not very cutting edge. It's not very modern if they're stuck in the patch of last month. So very, very curious. That is a very big question on the side of GenG now.
Definitely. In fact, Jen had a word with Coach Solo over on stage.
Never mind.
Not yet.
She's about to have a word with Coach Solo on the stage.
I think she is about to. I think it's, you know, these are big questions for Solo right now when you have so much expectation for GenG, you know, since that Masters Trophy win. It's been sort of like ups and downs here, and now with Foxy9.
Down.
Yeah, and lots of downs now, and with Foxy9 back on the roster, we are honestly having better expectations. We did predict GenG in the end. And you know what? We're just going to have to hear from the man himself, Coach Solo, over with Jen.
You went live 30 minutes ago? Man, I didn't realize it started earlier. Oh, here's the veto instantly.
Jen here with GenG Solo. Now, Solo, tough luck on map 1, which was Bind, but we saw Foxy9 on Brimstone. So what was the vision here? Talk to us about the implementation of Foxy9 into the team. 감독님 먼저 1세트 아쉽게 내주고 말았는데요. 폭시9 선수의 포지션이 굉장히 궁금했었는데 바인드에서는 브림스톤을 했더라고요. 좀 어떤 과정이 있었고 어떤 계획이었는지 여쭤보고 싶습니다.
일단은 저희가 이제 빈 자리가 테스트도 많이 해보고 했을 때 연막이 빈자리가 되어가지고 재성 선수가 또 스크립트도 잘 해줬고 그래서 기용하게 됐습니다.
Well, yeah, it was more of a plug and play because we tested a lot of different comps, but it seemed like Foxy9 was really good on the smokes role, so we thought it might be a good replacement for the empty spot that we had. Now, one more thing.
The empty spot that we had.
We thought the nerf had killed him, but we saw him from your team. So do you feel like he's still kind of viable on some maps? 그리고 이제 너프 이후에 요루가 아예 사용되지 않을 줄 알았는데 바인드에서 기용을 하셨거든요. 이제 아직도 몇몇 맵에서는 좀 충분히 기용할 수 있다는 마음이셨을까요?
그렇게
longer
생각하고
interview.
있기도 하고 뭐 물론 너프긴 하지만 그리고 저희가 또 너프
Beast and
전에
Bunny, thank you so
또
much.
많이
You two
준비를
appreciate that.
해놨어요.
Thank you for the prime of the tier
이
1.
조합으로. 근데 이제 너프를
I'm a little
당했는데
confused, but
그러고
we'll
나서도
see what the
좀,
answer to this is.
근데 해볼 만한 것 같다라고 판단을 해서 기용을 했습니다.
Well, yeah, I somewhat think that he is still kind of viable, but the thing is, we prepped a lot of different strats before the nerf kicked in, so we couldn't just throw it out the window, and I actually do think it's very doable to run the Yoru in this meta, so yeah, we just gave it a try. Thank you very much,
Oh,
Solo, and good luck
boy.
in the next map.
Surely not every map.
Now,
Wait,
Coach
I'm a little
Solo,
confused.
GenG,
Okay,
they are pretty
I'm
notorious at this
my
point
confusion
for
is stacked in
largely
multiple
keeping things the same
areas.
and then refining
So,
it and perfecting it and making it better each and every time.
should we go for the first question or the
But
second
now,
question?
I'm
Let's go for the
happy to
second
see that
question.
he's been
Okay,
trying new
he's
things
talking about the
out,
Yoru
but it
there,
still seems he's
saying that
gonna use
they
the Yoru
had done
anyway,
so many
and
strats that they had
Foxy9
to play it
remains
on
uncontrolled.
certain maps, which is
Yeah,
fine
this is actually,
again
I
on certain
think,
maps.
one of
But the
we might
teams
have
are
to look back on
told
this, but
like
this might be one of the only
3
maps
weeks,
where we
maybe
really are gonna
even a
get
month
solo
before.
duelists from on both sides.
That's a weird one.
Yeah, I mean, I think Foxy9
Just
being on
scrap
that
it,
omen,
surely,
it
you
is
have
still
enough
a question
time.
mark when you have Karon in your team. That is, of course, something we
let's
have
talk
to
about the
talk
comms,
about.
man.
On the
Hold
side
up.
of Global, they're keeping things
Oh, they got the
relatively
comms.
simple. They're bringing back that veto,
bring-
but it's
bring
all
back
of
the
who's playing
veto.
it in Yudutan
They have
on that
solo
race.
race.
So a little bit of differences there, but ultimately the same style as kickoff.
I mean, much more active control
Solo
with this
race,
element for Foxy9.
sure.
Yes.
A lot more micro that you have to be
Sure,
just
sure.
keeping tabs on timings, where you're
Um,
placing your smokes, the paranoia uses,
and
etc.
then the
This
weird
is
thing
gonna be a
is-
bigger test than the Brim was.
Oh,
If you're minus
100%.
Ash,
All right, we are going to send it over
and you're
to our
considering
casters for
Foxy9.
map 2. We're going to see if GenG can bring it to a map 3.
why would you not
Casters
just
are having a lot
play
of fun
Foxy9 on
over
the role that he
stage here.
used to
But we
play
have our own
and then put
casters
Karen
here in the
back
form
on
of Pilsky
smokes?
and Quack.
instead of having two people that look uneasy?
Definitely feeling the vibes out in the arena.
Hi,
but
Vic.
at the end of it, I mean, it still is going to be, GenG up the back against the wall. It feels as though G has come in with the roaring start that they wanted, baby roar.
Yeah,
on the split.
Look, GenG hasn't necessarily looked fantastic so far
Not
in this
everyone was
series. And I
told.
think
No,
in a
all the
group like
teams were
this, where you've
told,
got
man.
TRX,
If the
PaperX,
teams
and
weren't
Noxian,
told, they
the
missed the
two
email,
Masters
and that's on them not
finalists,
checking their
You can't
email.
really afford to lose this series when only 4
God,
teams
imagine
go
not checking
through,
your
so
email and
they're gonna
teams had
have
a
to wake up, they're gonna have to wake
3-week
up
head
fast. I'm
start
looking
with
at the
Yoru,
race, playing
knowing that it
into
was
something
nerfed
like
and
a
you didn't check
Cypher
your email.
much better than a Neon would, and I think
Maybe
that
that's
the
why
Cypher
Ash
is
got
maybe
kicked.
positioned to deal with the Neon a bit more in this meta. Zinx solo over towards this B side of the map
Pretty
with
valid.
the Viper Wall for a little bit of assistance, and look at this big trap set up here for GE. He needs to make sure he doesn't walk into that.
Why would it be in Ash's emails? Yeah, I'm
You
joking.
would assume that he's just going to...
It should be in the general manager's
G's not going to sit still, though.
Yeah,
email.
they've thrown out the paint shells and the C's to be able to take B main control. You see the pivot straight through the middle of the map here for GenG. They take ropes control. They're going to head over in Patman's direction.
Whoa.
Already in
Yeah, it's hard to
position
push through
as well.
here. It's all a question
Transfer
mark.
all that information to his team. Find the right timing.
GE full retake on this one.
Lurking back around, just trying to catch him off guard, but he's going to eat a lot of bullets instead.
Yeah, full heaven control here. Lakia playing a little bit more pressure. Which direction does GE take this retake? Straight through screen side into texture. He's been able to do quite well with a 1-for-1 there. Paranoia holding them at bay for now.
That's
See, they
gonna
got no util.
quite a bit as well. Maybe a Fort Karen, a little bit more timing on the peaks. Oh, and then you got Foxy9 just looking for the right clicks. He sends out the smoke. Makes it a little bit more difficult, but still, GE will trudge through. Now, straight from inside the smokes, Pat's going to walk away with a couple
Dude,
more
Patman.
kills.
Patman is incredible, isn't he?
G walks away with a pistol.
Yeah, GenG very much poised for
Chat, what was
maybe
the,
a retake through ramp
1-1,
side and
right?
get
So
caught
2-1
a
on
little bit
pistols.
by the pace that was set on screens from GE. Nightmare start to
Yeah.
this attacking side of Split. This was their
They
map
played a
pick.
little
Let's not
individually.
forget how successful GE was on this map last Split. They did quite well with the veto in the past.
Considering they had a ramp control, I got no idea where they're fighting spawn.
You got to be quite confident that this is going to work out for them.
Might actually even be
Like,
a little bit better
if you
now
have
you've
this,
got,
you're
Euro
fine.
time back on the Raze as well.
And they're gonna
He was
most likely
monstrous on
take
the Raze.
this.
In fact, when he was
They
brought
decided
into
to
this
have
roster,
this and greed
I
to
remember
that.
it was
Yeah.
Patrick
Maybe because
who
the
wasn't
smoke leaked
quite
out a
able
little
to get
bit. I
into the
guess
server in
this
time.
is a
They had to put
idea.
Yucatan on the Raze, and it turned out he's pretty sick at the agent.
He is.
Already been battle tested with it. Interceptor in position. Autumn, a player who's now on the Senti role and feeling right at home. Let's not forget, this man has played plenty of this role. He is not just a duelist player.
For sure.
How's GenG looking?
Mechanical skill transfers over to the role. He's just locking down this site.
I don't know, man. There's a lot of weird stuff going on.
You look towards Zinx.
That was a rough pistol, and then I guess just the roster / role changes are a little weird.
Sees dodged quite nicely. Zinx has made it quite deep on out here, but the Prowler confirms his position, and Zappy will pick him up.
Nice haircut. Much appreciated.
Free haircut on your birthday. I'll take it. I mean, I was liking your durian cut earlier, but now you're back to your usual style. I think it suits you a little better.
It's more of a comfort Tyrion now, as I kind of hope that GenG gives us a better map. Okay, I like that one. Texture slides on through, but
doesn't matter too
onto
much.
the Guardian.
Yeah, Patience, Udo, and Crystal both warning
Well, 4 people surviving. One has to rebuy armor.
And anti-eco closer to an evolution and a showstopper as they head through into their bonus.
Who did
GenG
Foxy
now
9
prepping
replace?
themselves for their
Ash.
first gun round. Foxy 9
I don't really
not
know
looking
why.
too comfortable on the
Other than the
Brimstone
fact
in
that Ash looked
opening
really
map.
bad on smokes. I mean, that actually makes
again,
sense.
like GenG is trying to plug the role question in their team.
And then now
which
it's
has been
more
opened
just,
up by Charon playing Sentinel. They could have just put Charon back on the controller, but that still hasn't happened. So that kind of begs
I mean,
the
that has
question,
to be the main
why?
talking point. It
Yeah,
really
I'm not gonna
does.
lie. It's just so weird. I don't know, but I guess we'll just have to kind of cross our fingers and hope and see.
Literally one of the best smoke players in the game, by the way. I know he's playing Viper, so
It
was a nice try. You know, the set play, haunt up over the top, double satchel into the progression.
but so much
smoke
comfort
there
on Astra
on
and
the dark
Omen.
cover, looking for a pick. GenG all over it. Now the contact walk back up onto the line. It's just Crystal here.
How's
with
the game's been? I don't know, man. I've been sleeping the whole time, apparently.
Very uncomfortable.
I felt for the VLR, not considering daylight savings.
That was feeling under the weather. It's spreading through the team now.
A little bit. He's right under us. But still, coaching booth. Either way, just trying to hold down to this choke point to the best of his ability. GenG back up towards the top of heaven.
It's a nice high-low through the gap in the Viper wall that gives a pick over to GenG, but the pivot, Zinx very active on the lurk. He is the consolation, the second plan.
Okay, what can
plan
Autumn
B here
do?
for GenG that allows them to
You
break
can
on
one-shot
into the
one,
big
which is
side. Autumn
Texture.
has repositioned,
Texture is going to take
activating
first
his
angle.
Interceptor now and looking for a pick with the Outlaw.
If he goes unchecked, it could be good, but at the end of the day, it's still an outlaw. Everyone from GenG pretty much up full shields.
It's a good pick for Crystal.
Dude, Texture
and now you're
loves,
gonna be able to run a bit of a
loves
bait
giving them
setup
ways in
inside
at the
of B
moment.
main. If Autumn goes down here, I'm not sure they're going to be ready for Patman on the flank.
So a little bit of that fake, but Pat, he's
Oh,
whipping
boy.
shots. Now it makes
That's
things
my fault. I
really
complimented
awkward. They're gonna
Demalia.
swing him together. GenG just looking to protect the
bullets.
spike with their
3
lives.
bullets.
Crystal, of course, trying to make his own moves as well, but it's way too exposed. So
1
just down
bullet.
to Pat.
It's a round that could have gone very poorly for GenG, and they've walked away with it. Foxy 9 and Lakia barely clinging to life. Patman scrambling back into the site. Will lose his Vandal here, but he's really just trying to cause any damage, and GenG are giving him nothing to work with.
Pretty much. So we're just going to hang back as well. They can get, some out points here as well. They might as well go for it. Lakia's close to Nightfall now.
Should be okay with the
He's been
damage
quite
done.
good this series. That streak from him in the opening gun round. He was actually the standout over on Bind. Question in this meta is, what Enit are you going to run on various maps? And I know a lot of teams are trusting the Sky because with the nerf of Yoru, it creates this question in your composition. Where did the flashes come from? And do you even use any? And you've seen in various other regions, both CN as well as over in EMEA, Phoenix being picked up in the secondary duelist, or they're playing a little bit of Sky to be able to answer kind of the flash problem, as it were.
Right, big buy
In
rounds.
this case, though, no flashes on either team except for the
We
Paranoia.
got 4 the combine next, we got 2 the combine next.
Maybe more of the Nightfall in this case. But for now, it's just going to be Texture all the way up front. Catches up
Nice,
someone on
though.
slight
Fade
timing.
eye
You
into
don't have
Omen
to
flash.
trade.
Yeah, Haunts exchange back and forth. Oh, swinging through the Viper Orb. I thought Patman was on
Right,
for
he's
2
unlucky
there,
to not
but
get
Foxy
2.
9 shuts him down nicely.
Oh, now I gotta get caught by Javi though. So just constantly getting doors shut in their faces.
he
GenG now
overheated
find
a
themselves
lot.
the only option, the A site.
Oh, Yudo though, he could be on for a big multi-frag here, but caught off guard by
As he
Larky,
jumps
who
up.
continues to deliver. Nightfall is in play. Prowler will clear out all of the close angles, so A
It's a
side
big round, so you might see
is
Fatal.
definitely an option, but not when you get caught on the cross by Crystal.
Continuing to jiggle peek as well. Karen just has one mission in his mind. Get the spike planter. Okay, trying to bait some of them out.
Karon is always so clutch in these kind of positions. You have to give him a lot of respect as GE. They're just going to trust the numbers here.
He's still tapping the spike.
Yep.
Walks up towards elbow. Hello?
Yeah, they owned him.
Look, he's just looking for a 1v1.
Yeah, he's trying to get the
trying
one.
to bait out a bit of a mistake from GE. But former Rookie of the Year demanding
they-
a lot
they
of
did-
respect in that
they're
one.
good to double up. Very patient on this one.
Particularly great finish. These players in GenG still have so much veteran savvy and so
As
much
Fate,
aura.
I wrecked him.
So much respect over here in Pacific. I think this was the key kill.
Well,
I think
force
if
him
Foxy
down to
picks up
Nico.
Savvy there on B, this round's done and dusted.
Could be a pretty good
Great
low by though.
positioning,
3 can get
start
good
to
guns.
finish from these players on GE. Has to be said. Very scrappy round, which came down to mere milliseconds in certain duels, but GenG have had their money broken. Big round for GE to win.
Yeah, we might be able to do it today, Ivy. I was actually gonna watch it last night.
To gain proactive control. I mean, look at that outside garage.
Yeah. A bit of an exchange inside a middle. Texture is one off of his overdrive. And especially with something like the Nightfall, you could take a lot of HP away from these players on GE, and that's where something like a Bucky, a Sheriff, a Guardian can very much clean up some of these decayed players.
Well, you always just going to want to watch out for positions where texture could suddenly pop through.
I mean, Foxy has already made his intentions clear. He's already fired a Bucky shot into Mail. So GE are well aware of what's on the cards in a round like this.
Sure, but they actually look pretty
Very
good.
defensive positions.
You got a lot of space.
into
They're
its
picking the right
elbow.
site.
It's a lot of
GE have
space
no
being
info.
given. They're just trusting the
This is one of the most
trusting
passive
retake.
rounds I've ever seen
Trying
from
to,
GE,
again,
and I
kind of
guess it's
chip
because
down
they're
GenG before they're
playing
actually
against
able to
Nico.
get into a successful post plant. Prowler goes forward on A main here. GenG taking more and more space. Autumn digging his heels into the site to play off Crystal.
Does
Util.
Autumn
I
just
say digging, but I really
try
do
get a
love
kill
how
and
he's
get out
got
of
the
there?
2P set up and gives him so many more options to play around it. He's gonna eat the Nightfall 4 now. As he hangs
Oh.
inside, Crystal walks away with the kills through the smoke, and Autumn is just unscathed
don't even
by it,
think he's sight.
unbothered. A counter Nightfall comes in, and it's pretty much just GE to flood back in Lakia. What do you have?
God, they made that look so
Nothing
easy.
Much. It's GE up to 4.
Crystal's positioning
Yeah,
has
show
been
me this from
pixel perfect
Crystal.
so far this game. Caught multiple players on the cross out of A main. Another successful haunt before GenG is able to actually get into a comfortable A site post plant. They're just losing players coming out of the chokes. Great spam, great use of the
Fade eye?
Phantoms.
Yeah, there's no one
5
shooting the
Phantoms
fade
in
eye.
play there. Very intentional for GE.
God, and he got
They
a
just
tether
wanna
with it
play
as
a
well.
spam heavy game and punish GenG on the entry into site.
getting a lot of value from Fade Eye.
As well. I mean, you really, once again, hope to see more from GenG. Some signs of life, a bit of breathing, perhaps.
Okay,
Wait
big
for the
Byron
cross,
for
sets up
GenG.
Texture for a little bit of control of
Starting
A-Map.
to feel like a
Colby's in
must-win.
place up there. See GenG just trying to bait out some kind of reaction
Dude,
from
are they
GE on A-Main.
perma using
Very tentative
B-wall?
of how far they should push the issue. Autumn caught there on the cross though, and that's
Okay,
an open
this
A
round,
site for
the
GenG.
use of B-wall makes a lot of
As soon as the
sense. It's
curtains
B-wall,
fall, now
and
it's
so what
pat
you're
down
meant to
in the
do when there's
ground.
no vision block here is just face, so they just full pass
They
and
found a
swing,
decent
trying to
timing.
capitalize off that.
Shotgun sinks
Like,
for
I'm
Zabi though.
looking
Karen
at the
caught
wall,
on
and
flank, but
this
it's
is the
still
round that
same
actually makes a lot of sense for
situation
it.
GE, a
Feels
very
like more of like a
difficult
one-trick
retake on the
thing though.
cards.
Well, Zurotan
Oh, timing's
finds a
really
little
good.
bit more, but he'll have his choice as he streams
Could
in
imagine
towards
the
Elbow. The
nade,
rest of the team
yeah.
now beginning to make some moves. They found Zinx.
He's dead.
Foxy still taking his time though, and that's where I do get a little bit
Oh,
worried. Lakia
Lakia.
pretty much has things under his grasp. Yudotan
Uh-oh.
beginning to make his assertions. 3 kills. And down to the 1v1. Foxy still has the full
Oh, God.
kit, so gonna toss out the paranoia. Blinds Yudotan absolutely.
It's a little scary,
Key
man.
round for Foxy to win. Yudotan on a bit of a heater there, picks up the showstopper at the end of the round, and that got very expensive
Jumbo,
for
thanks
GenG
much for
in
the
a
Prime, man.
round where they
Appreciate doing
don't
that.
really have the
Thank
money
you.
to replace those weapons.
Yeah,
Started off so well for them.
and
That
it's like
was
the
at
best
one
loss that
point
GE could
a
have had.
5-on-3. Karen gets picked on the flank, and it feels like GenG are really struggling through a lot of rounds that they should be able to close out more cleanly. Another 3K from Lakia. He has been gold today. in theory, Lakia should be the weakest
Texture's having a
fragger on your
really
team,
bad game right now.
but he is just delivering time and time again.
Been a few rounds that if he stays alive, they win.
To another go, it's the pit online now.
Dude, another wall over
GenG
towards here, but they double cage.
Xavi
I mean,
is by
like I don't
himself
mind
here,
this wall
and
here,
he's
but they
a
do have
triple
to
P
do stuff like this
on
to
the
warrant
cards.
it.
Spams away. He's given a little bit of space. There's a counter spam back through the wood wall, and he does get picked. It's a nice opener for GenG. A lot of pressure on this B site now.
Very open position. Because of that, now Crystal getting a little bit itchy.
Yeah, Utitan bringing the showstopper over to the other side of the map. They're expecting a flood back into B. Autumn making a nice mid-round push here. Could give them the information that they need. Crystal dealing with the trip and sinks to boot.
Prowler in towards the back of sewer as well. Pat is just tucked neatly into this corner.
Yeah, Stinger, though, brings a little bit of punching power away from him. Rotation back from Crystal. He has not put a foot wrong this entire game thus far, and he's got a 1v4 on his hands.
Now Pat's beginning to make
Yeah, but he gets the early sound cue.
Suddenly you see that everything's
Results on the
clear, some
rotate.
Steps, you call the team across. Yudotan gets it just nice. Showstopper will be huge.
That was
Set
nice.
play coming in. Either way, GenG just trying to kick down
Yeah,
these
man,
doors.
fade eyes right
Get the
now.
spike in quick, but the Showstopper
Feel like
has
whoever gets the
already
best fade eye wins the
arrived.
round
Party
so
brought
far.
over to you. How do you like that, Pat?
Whoa.
Up from behind. Still gonna toss in Nightfall though. GenG are
Yeah,
not
but it
backing
hit
down from
it
the
hit
fight.
one.
Yeah, getting the retake in through from a ramp side. That's a cheeky position from Lakia on the off angle.
Very possible. Just down for the count, but not out. Still, though,
Very nice for GE, man.
weapons will reign
Again,
supreme.
fundamentally,
Low
they
HP,
play
there's
so
not much
nice.
you can do unless you have those well-placed
They
shots.
love
It's another
they
round
love
where you
bodying
get a
up.
bit of an entry into A, but unfortunately
This
can't
was
close
pretty
out
much
the
all
post plan.
Crystal,
It feels
though.
like GE is constantly given
Like
so
this
much
kill
space in
here
these
changes
retakes. They're able to
everything, and then
successfully
he's
get
close
flanks
enough
off.
to
They're
hear
able
the
to retake
Prowler,
through
so the
ramp
rotate
side.
can come in.
Love the fast
They can
flood
push
approach
fast
from
behind,
GE.
that's why
They have the
Patman
Vito
manages to do
TP
so
in
well.
A heaven with Autumn on that B side of the map. So they're able to just very flexibly rotate and stack. That's a big kill again from Crystal. The fades are having so much impact from both teams. But the setup from GE is what's so impressive. Even with Xavi over on that B side of the map, he had the From the Shadows. So in theory, the Vito and the Omen on that B side of the map could stack A so quickly. We talked about the previous meta where Yoru's with the gate crash allowed you to be able to fast flood and stack the
Yeah,
correct
they're in
sides.
trouble.
But similarly for GE, actually, with the Omen
They're
and
in a
the,
lot
the
of
Vito
trouble.
on that B side of the map, being able to TP A heaven and From the Shadows across the map, that is such an easy fast flood kind of stacky approach.
many roll
And
issues.
on top of that, you throw the rocket. I mean, it's hard to actually
Yeah,
convert
I
an
don't
A
like
site
how
after
GenG
plan really
lived
is GenG.
after coming out of such a
That's
long
what
break.
another
And that interview,
relatively early
the honest
timeout
that interview just
halfway
made
through
me
in the
question
first
more.
half for GenG, but other than that, yeah, GE just feels like they have so many options, and it doesn't.
The interview
help
they
when
had
all
where
their
he's just
players
saying
are
that they
starting
practiced
to
so
perform
much
to this
stuff with
level
the
as well.
Yoru that
Crystal
they didn't want
continuing
it
push
all
here
to
and
go
there.
to waste.
I was not expecting.
Dude, that's Valorant, man.
GenG, it just feels like
Sometimes
the
you
alpha
spend
power
like
side of the server are
days,
not stepping
weeks,
up
and
to
you
the
just gotta
level
throw
that's
it all in the bin
required.
because something
Firepower-wise,
changes.
GE are kind of all over them in this series. Zinx has not had any impact on this Cypher. Another rough game from Caron. Felt like they were not super
And the good news
online,
is
not
every
super
team is
active
in a similar
mind, and I'm
spot.
not getting the sense that much has changed coming into Split here. Lakia is once again top fragging on the fade. This is bad news bears for GenG.
Things is looking rough on Senti.
Slightly naked.
Well, if only they had someone that had
Lot
played
on offer.
Senti for like a year and a
Couple of
half.
Sheriffs, you got the
Coming up
Alamo
to
waiting
2
in the
years now
wings.
on their
Crystal was
team.
licking his lips at the prospect of a couple of freebies. Shotgun up on A heaven. There's no way you're making your way up there.
A lot of possibilities to delay as well, the positioning of it. Javi with the judge.
GenG have just been given the middle of the map yet again. GE are quite happy to give it up. Play around that. If you could get a good timing though and a pick onto either Patman or Crystal here, they could be on for one, but Patman covering B main nicely, and that's where the Outlaw gets involved.
I find so much more as well. The C's.
Where's it going?
We're going bungee jumping.
I saw that in Harry
the
Potter. He's floating into the air.
Caster's stupefied. Oh, unfortunate.
That's rough. Caron's literally been force choked into the air by a nicely placed C's.
The fade util from both teams has been really
He did
nice
do
at
it
the
to him,
moment.
to be fair, the Outlaw against the Eco.
Dude,
It
that's
is
so funny.
disgusting. It's too easy for GE this game, isn't it?
But this is so awkward because GenG were the ones
Okay,
who
Outlaw,
walking
dude,
away
the
from
Outlaw's
kickoffs
big on
didn't
this
really
one.
split that
3,
much.
they can one
Look at
shot.
this against GE, who had it 4 times played.
Yeah.
Okay, big change up from GenG. They now put the wall over towards A to create pressure, but they go fast with it. Bruh.
Gorgeous utility from GE.
You had a timeout coming into this round. This was not meant to happen, but unfortunately it did. And now GE just lie in
This
wait.
aggro trip that owned them?
You don't have much else.
Wait, was this not
you don't have
this?
options towards the back of other
I'd have to
sites,
watch it
other
back.
portions of the map.
We're going to contact into Zabby. He's got a shotgun. You've got the
No!
utility. We can't even throw a seize as Luckier. This is falling apart, Quack.
Are we for real? Yudotan's gone
God,
off beacon.
GenG look
Get hit
really
by
rough,
Paranoia
man.
as well. Autumn's starting to make a move, and they're just trying to pick their timings into these fights. GenG want to be dig deep and fight their way out of it, but it's not happening.
take
Yudotan
that,
to
man.
finish with the Predator ace.
For God's
I mean,
sake,
he's
I saw
farming
what
on
he
the
just did
raise
at the end
again.
there.
What do you even say at this point?
Dude, this was a nice
13
combo though. Did
and
they
4.
they throw the trip aggro?
had
The trip
multi-frags
then
on
works as a
multi-frags.
seize. They
Crystal
get the
hasn't put
info
a
of when you
foot
should be
wrong.
throwing a raise
And this
nade.
Vito is
Gets a
looking
combo
a
with
little
it in
bit
terms
silly,
of
a little
double.
bit foolish at this
Yeah,
point.
they're hit by the
From
trip.
GenG.
That's so cool.
Like you said, coming out of a timeout, they try to force their way out A main straight into a util combo. What a nicely constructed side hold from GE.
No.
Ugh.
I was not expecting that from Yudotan.
They're having,
Of course, we go again,
they're having a
GenG.
lot of fun with it. Dude, he's still got his ult, man.
Paranoia onto Autumn. He's
Look at
under
the ult.
not much
It's a
pressure
big buy
here,
round.
feeling quite
Well,
safe
it's
behind the
I
Viper
said it's a
wall.
big
TP
buy round.
into the cage from
Ah,
Foxy
guys, this
9.
is
Where's
done.
he off to?
So open. And now
This
the
is
corner
so done.
unchecked. Autumn is just going to lap it all up. The Stinger still pushing through, though, and Texture already into the back of screen.
This could be a big round from Texture. One off the overdrive here. Still does have the fast lane in play to try to cut up some of the angles. Sees is there for Lakia, but I'm looking at Yudotan. The man has got a rocket in his pocket.
Even just tapping the button is going to force GenG to scramble somewhat. Oh,
Oh,
there goes
sorry.
the Paranoia. There goes the Showstopper. GenG,
Yeah,
how do
they
you
saw him
hold?
spawn as well.
Pat's gone nuclear against Lakia. Now you're just sending off to it. Texture has to come up
great
huge, but it's not
util,
gonna
man.
happen.
It's
The peak
great
cells even at
util.
the end.
Unreal.
Fireworks.
Yeah. 8-2 for GE. Just when you thought GenG was going to catch a little bit of a break, you were going to get a little bit of that Texture magic. Just instantly smacked away with another nice flank on the retake. GE has just been so active in these rounds, taking map control. See the flank down the middle of the map there from Patman. Yudotan joining up
GE
with
looking
him.
good? Yeah, GE are looking good.
It's not something that GenG was able to tackle. To be fair, they didn't bring much into that round, but they need every single round that they can get because this attacking side has been a non-starter.
Just gonna leave everything defense. That's not too good. You got 4 ults online now. Come on, GenG.
Another B trap here. Zinx didn't fall for it in the pistol. There's the trip to be able to secure control of B main that will be taken back at some point. Really, it's only a question of when from GE as the Prowler clears all of that out. And for GenG, I mean, they didn't pivot back towards that B site. They're once again working a little bit more slowly, a little bit more tentatively, because let's be honest, when they picked up the pace, they have been punished heavily. At least they've got ramp control this time. Smoke goes to Mail, trying to obscure their intentions, but GE are rotating correctly
Dude,
nonetheless.
110.
Very carefully as ever. Operator as well. Now you kind of know exactly what's going to happen. Early Nightfall, though, just trying to thwart GenG's advances. You toss everything
Oh my, that
into
armor
the
flash
site,
actually hit
and
him.
you walk away with glory. The kills getting picked up as GenG begin to crumble and fall apart. Once again, just Texture left. Zinx is somewhere else trying to get himself transferred over up through vents.
Just a beautiful contact setup being constructed here. Crystal was the first point of contact, and maybe that's all that's needed. Zinx finally coming alive here. He's had a quiet map thus far, but only 20 seconds to pick up the
there his
spike and
first 2
complete
kills,
a 1 on
mate.
2. I don't know if that's coming together.
No shot. Way too low. Autumn doesn't even really need to use the op here.
10 seconds left.
He's going to use it either way.
Oh man, they are getting so
Score
owned.
out to 9-2.
I mean, this is a stomp from GE on their opponent's map pick. The last time these two teams played, you needed every
God, looking
single
like
round
GenG
to be
gonna
able
have
to
a really
separate
rough
them,
one as well.
but
Like, I
I
think
don't know
GE are
what's
playing
happened in
great.
the off-season. You know, we heard it in the content piece that GenG's been putting in the work, but I'm not
they
seeing
also
it
not
in the
just look
server
like
right
they're
now. I'm
just
scratching
fully
my
out
head
of
at
ideas.
Foxy9 on controller and Ash going out of the roster.
There's 3 ideas
Some of
coming
these
into
comps
this,
as
and they all
well
got
either
owned.
looking a little bit outdated or a little bit flat, and whereas GE, I mean, they've just gone from strength to strength. Everybody is performing across the board, and it feels like the setups are beautiful. Up back out once again for Autumn. Wasn't really needed in that last round, and with another contact play towards A main, it could be freebies for him.
Just trained into the position. He's going to eat a bit of damage, though. Oh, it's still good. Sight open, Nightfall through, doesn't connect onto anyone. Pretty much just a quick reaction from
again.
GE. Look at the rotations. Crystal getting the shot spammed across.
I mean, I don't think Texture has ripped a successful overdrive this entire series. Immediately slapped away. Reactive paranoia for Foxy9 to try to slow down the retake a little more.
You got the Boombot now coming in as well. Not to mention, Pat out from above. Karen, does he have this read? Not quite. Just the rest of GenG onto the sites now, but they're all getting choked out. Lights out in the final round of the first half. We actually get a 10-2.
I mean, this is just dominance from GE. Caron even had a pit in that post plant, and he just never used it. He never got into a good enough position to be able to make that work for himself. Double digits for GE in the first half alone. It's got to be back to the drawing board
good,
for
man.
GenG, and I think if they
He
get
looked definitely good,
this
but
hard
my
by a
God.
team that you'd say might be their closest competition in a group like this, especially
I got
after
so
the
many
kickoff
questions about
result.
GenG.
Surely they're going out bottom 2, because it doesn't get easier from here. We've got both of the
Oh,
Masters.
GenG? No, GenG
Santiago
are done.
grand
GenG are
finalists
done
in
for this
group as
split.
well.
Like, I've seen
Yet to
enough
be
to know that
played
they're
by
getting bottom
GenG.
2 in this group already.
I don't know, bro. I just don't see it. I'm not seeing it come together, and we're only 1 game into the season, not even.
Talk about
They got way too much to fix.
After those words, Billy, I've got a pit in my stomach.
And then if they're gonna do the whole role swap thing, it's gonna take them
just perfect positioning
like a
from him. You
couple
can
of
trust
weeks,
him
and they
in
don't have
every
a couple of
post play. You can
weeks.
trust him to lock down the sides. Haven't seen it today. Haven't seen any of that brilliance that you got in kickoff from Ziggs, and in the off season, he's been silent today.
It's like this is not the time to have teething issues. You know, starting opening
Is
day
GE
of
looking good? No,
stage
GE are
1,
looking good though.
a group
It's
like this,
but it's so hard
yeah.
to stop
usually I
looking
would
at
say,
GenG.
Guys, don't worry.
GE are looking
It's
really
game one
good.
of
They're
the
doing
group
great
stage.
stuff. They're doing
It's
really
okay
nice
to have
stuff.
a bad day.
Crystal's
Because
looking
there's plenty
really
of
nice
games
on the
to be able
fade
to
right
recover.
now.
The problem is
Paman's
when
fragging
the best
insanely
teams in the
hard.
world are in your
Udo
group
and
and
Solo
you haven't
Duelist
played them
looks
yet,
good.
That doesn't really apply, unfortunately.
But
Well,
it's so hard
do
to not
have the
focus on
second half.
GenG, man.
I think let's just try and smile through the pain.
Yeah.
As it goes down to this pistol, you lose this one, G might just close it out early.
Yeah, look, there's a lot of GenG fans in the audience. They are also smiling through the pain.
What went
at least
wrong?
half of them are on their phones
I mean,
right
mate,
now, I'm not gonna
they
lie.
changed
There's
the
not a lot of
player.
watching going
A
on.
player that was struggling
They
on
try to just
smokes,
distract
but then
themselves
put the
from
player
scoreline.
that doesn't play smokes on
I'm
smokes
not gonna lie.
instead of
Batman
putting their main guy on
is
smokes.
lurking towards A main this round. Bit of active pressure on B main.
And now he's got a flex.
Look into middle. GE trying
I
to mask
don't
their
really know.
intentions here.
To be honest with you.
Double trip
It doesn't
on
make
Beats,
it doesn't make
heavily
any sense.
fortified site.
And then they're complaining in the
Shells as
half.
well.
Then
Yeah,
they're complaining
this
in
is
the
why I
map
said the
interview
Raze
at the
plays much
end
better
that
into the Cypher than the
they
Neon.
didn't want to get rid of Yoru because they had too much prepared with
From
Yoru.
Zinx.
Mate, that's your
Sure,
job.
Batman can hear that, and he's itching to
The amount of
deal with it at
days
some
I
point, but
wasted
he needs to
because
take his
people
time.
changed up comps
Scared that he'll
or
get caught by a
Riot
trap on a ramp.
changed the game.
Can see both the Omen
Just
There it
accept you
yeah,
lost
and
some
the Neon
hours.
were ready to pounce on anybody dealing
Play
with
the
that
game.
cam.
Fishing around. You hear one sheriff shot, so it's not enough. You might not think the full force of G is here, but lo and behold, G's just gaming this so
Same
nicely.
for every team. Same for every team.
Foxy9's position
Exactly.
now triangulated.
It's not like
The
just
whole
you
team
got-
marching across. Texture alone.
The interview was the interview
I thought
actually
Texture was
killed
gonna
me.
help him out,
You're
but
actually
Bros
right.
dipped into the
The
side.
interview fully
Foxy9 going
demoralized
one
me.
for one there, not too bad. To pivot straight through ropes though. Up in towards B heaven. Let's not forget there's 2 trips here and 3 players for GenG. They could definitely hold this.
Very workable. Got Lakia finding all that information for the team as well. He's been good so far,
Holy.
but he's going to get taken out. Just Karon trying to do his best. Tucked into the corner, he pushes into the cage, gets taken out mid-fight.
I mean, if you're not holding that, then it's not coming together as GenG today. Another heroic player being
Yeah, 3 on
required
site.
of Texture does have a
He's not
slide to
wrong.
work with that could help him try to win one of these aim duels, but GE just working together in tandem. It's a high-low on the right side of the site.
Timing on the swing's incredible as well.
Too easy.
God, they're
18
gonna
and 5 for
own them,
Unita.
bro. GenG have got to force
11
buy
for
on
GE.
defense.
Just stacking up all the numbers in every category.
Go next
Easy
map,
as you'd
mate.
like.
Next map's next week. That's the
Well,
issue.
Javi. Nah, jokes.
There is no next map.
I mean, 11-2. Now you're pretty much walking into which map series point, you know, call it what it is. Just not seeing too much from GenG in a lot of these moments.
I mean, they're just, I don't feel like they're playing off of each other
No,
very well.
they're
You had
actually baiting
Foxy
each other.
isolated at heaven
But
by
all three of them
himself
are
when initially
baiting.
At the start of the round, you were probably banking on a relay bolt paranoia combo, and then a 3-player site with double trip not being able to be held when you had a singular, like, pivot through heaven. Like, old GenG, you'd put your house on them winning that pistol.
Well, I don't know how you feel about your predictions, but either way, this is now GenG forced into the bye, literally.
Yep.
Would GenG beat Team Secret?
Bucky.
Don't know, man.
Autumn is waiting for his opportunity.
The thing
There's
is,
3 sets
GE
of
are
light armor here,
looking
and he'd
great,
love to
which
get
is
a little bit of
making
a
this
click on with the Outlaw.
look a
Chokehold
lot
thrown
worse.
in towards Vent is going to break things up a little bit, or at least confirm that Lucky is waiting.
Texture and Current, they're going to have to do something, anything. They feel pressured for it, so just dumping utility out now.
They just bait out the trap so easily. Like, they threw a chokehold and then
Heavy
Uniton
hold
shot a
over
bullet,
towards
and they were
middle,
like, "Yep,
insta
that was a
group
trap.
up, hit B.
Thank you. Let's go B main.
Anxiety
Got the
for
Omen
GenG
flash
through
out.
the roof.
Oh, they might have to
They're
cancel
burning
this.
through all of their utility.
Oh,
Like,
here
that's
we
the
go, big
paranoia
test.
used, they've used the relay bolt. They've still got the
Do they
Cs,
cut
but that's about
sounds?
it.
And
That's
now
nice,
lethal
bro.
range, GE sees the kill.
And the
Going in for it.
fade, I hit the guy
Texture,
back
though.
sight, right?
Hold on. The sheriff shots are ringing across
Whoa.
the site. Bucky out in hand. And Patman trying to save the round. Out with a ghost into the corner.
Oh.
Might have to spike. 10 seconds.
Should be no
Makes him
time to
go.
plant.
But unbeknownst to
Okay,
him,
they're
it
still
sinks
alive.
around the
I'm not
corner.
believing, but they can get it
GenG
closer.
survive just a little bit.
Third kill of the map there for Zinx. You're definitely going to
Yeah,
need
the
your
rare
Cypher to come
defense
online
buy.
on the defense. The Viper and the Cypher, some of the most important agents to have yourself
It's mad that this
fragging,
guy gets hit by
which is funny
the
'cause I feel
fader
like
and then doesn't get
old
spammed back
GenG,
to sight.
If you saw like the Sentinel controller combo of like Munchkin Charon, you'd be like, okay, this site is held. It doesn't matter if there's a full execute. These guys are going to multi-frag, but like in this game, the contrast is so huge. That's a round that will keep them alive on the defense here, but I'm not sure how much more confidence you have at GenG turning this series around at this point.
The
It's
Hero
gonna take
Guardian.
a lot more work than that.
Undoubtedly. Even now,
Does
just
look
getting
like GE
forced
have
all the way back.
GE up into
looked
Vents
a
is a
little
safe
more
round from them.
into how
Playing
to
around
use
on
the
ropes,
V2 on attack a
Charon
bit better.
lies in wait with the judge, could be on for a multi-frag here.
Using the trip more as a projectile.
Oh, but he's gonna get taken out.
Oh, that's a double up
Surely
of guns, and that's to the
Rough.
weak side.
Foxy 9 alone on the site now. Pressured by a lot of utility. It's a decent paranoia to try to buy himself some space as the rest of GenG trying to rotate in, but he can't
Holy.
even pick up one.
He didn't
Hold on,
even
we
get
got
one.
6 around the corner still. He was good in the previous round. Has to come up with more
Dude,
goods. But he's
Udo
getting smoked
looks
off.
great on the
At the
duelist,
same
man.
time, it's Pat pushing up further front. Zinx makes it a trade, but then you got the hopping judge in play. All of a sudden, the tables have turned around. It's just
Yeah,
Lucky. He's out by
as
heaven.
long as Udo
Position
tucks
noted.
in, I think they
He's
win.
trying to peek across, but Yudotan
Holy,
right
bro.
underneath his nose. We're up to
Solo
series point
Guardian
default.
goes
This is
in.
a stomp, man.
The judge
You had
in
to force
heaven
by
gets
one by
nothing. The
GenG,
guy
and
back
GE
at sight
reply
gets
with
nothing.
A full eco win. The judge gets nothing. Not even one.
Yeah.
Immediate entry from Pat.
The foot!
Yep.
Ah, you gotta
Spotted
one-shot
out the
that.
foot, head taken off. Foxy 9, the next up to bat. With
I got a
decent
question where you're
paranoia,
aiming with a
still
judge
can't
to not
even
one-shot that.
Bring one frag to the table.
He's not even jiggle
Back of
peeking.
the side there. You need your Omen Viper to be able to multi-frag on these side holds. The frustration is
Same.
evident for GenG. It's been a very rough series from them.
Rough day. Opening day. Again, just not what you want to have, but alas,
Okay,
here we
9
are.
goes at it. God, I thought GE would win. I didn't think it would
Again,
be
looking
like
for openers
a
with the Outlaw
domination.
walking up mid, trying to bait the trap. Ball goes up.
You feel bad for Texture? Mate, he messed up 3 of the biggest rounds. I don't feel bad for him.
Waiting for it to drop. Doesn't see anyone out towards mail or anything.
Boombot dealt with. Did hear the stinger, so they're well aware that this is a 1-3-1.
Foxy 9.
Yeah, he's walked into B main. You got to cut some corners. Glass Cannon Vandal as well. You can tell that the man is feeling confident. Pivot back to A though. There are multiple trips here. Paint Shells hasn't
I
been
think it's one of
used
those
just yet.
situations where he doesn't trust in the rest of his team to do stuff. He feels like he has to win every round on his own. When they're not, and when you have that in the team, it's just done.
Paint Shells to break the trips.
One tree not broken, and that will be enough for Texture to kind of line things up. The rest of the team coming in off that effort as well. Now the spike on the ground. Surely this is where G starts to resurge.
Paranoia into Hellside though. I thought Patman was on for a multi-frag, but Texture from screen side, very dialed in on his screen this round. Xavi looking for damage. Only 10 seconds, just going to fall away and save a successful hold from GenG.
Yeah, I mean him staying alive is important. He can then drop Crystal.
From Texture.
Thanks to the information from Foxy9 as well. I mean, you gotta love.
Okay, do they force it? Probably.
Shut some doors in G
We'll see.
space.
I mean, yeah, it's a
got a ways to go.
It's a good round, but many more needed. 8 more in a row.
Just
from
get the
GenG.
judge.
I'm not sure how that's going to
Yeah,
be
maybe.
together.
Just put Udo and judge.
Showstopper's out from Udo as well. It's a nice hold. Good setup with Zinx in the back of the site. Spam through from Texture, reactive haunt over on Heaven's side. I mean, you can hear it in the comms of GenG. You know, GenG know when they're pumped up.
Okay, but they're low buy into, so they can buy next.
That is a whisper, mate.
Hopefully, at least not going out with a whimper.
We saw.
Just trying to fight back tooth and nail. Texture out towards the top of Heaven. Gain some control.
Takes the rocket out of the round as well. Patman over
God,
and
Patman is
side,
just
though,
winning
does pick up
solo
Charon,
rounds, man.
So a lot of pressure on Foxy9 to try to hold this site. Texture has made it to the party in time though. Paranoia
incredible
and relay
flash.
bolt could be huge here. It catches a decent timing and it's a nice crunch on Heaven
Jesus.
from GenG, but how does it get that messy?
Jesus.
Oh my God. Turns
What
things down
the
to
hell,
2v1.
bro?
This was never meant to be G's
It's like a
full
couple of
round.
us in
They
chat
had a
playing.
half buy coming into this. Now Evolution's popped. You got the Nightfall confirms. No one else nearby. There's so much initiative that G can seize just by sheer positioning.
One kill from Zinx, couldn't get it himself, the neural theft, and read the position of the last player from GE.
He's gonna have to at this point. Spots out, the player out towards garage, but still paranoid.
Dude, a lot of you offended
There
that.
may be
I
more
mean, I
players
agree.
up in different
Feel like
corners.
we would have
Walk
done
up
better.
front, bank everything down to the garage plate, sets down the cage just to try to obfuscate things, but
God, that was-
ultimately the C's reveals
That was
all
rough,
on it
man.
for the
That was
finishing
rough.
kill.
Nicely
This
done from GE.
was
GE looked good.
utterly every step of the way.
I'm
GE's
so worried for
game.
GenG.
Yeah, they dominate
People
the team. They
wondering
gave them
why
a
I'm
lot
so
of
worried.
trouble in the lower bracket
Okay,
of
look at how they
kickoff.
just
GE
played,
off to a great
and then
start
look at
in
the
this
rest of their group.
Definitely a must-win game, given how many dangerous
Nongshim,
teams are waiting in the wings. They
Paper
start off
X,
well with some momentum,
DRX,
and we asked the
sure.
question in
Team
kickoff,
Secret?
are
I mean, I'm
GE
worried
good
for
enough to
them
make it
against Team
international
Secret,
this
to be honest with
early
you.
on? Well, I think with a start like that, they've got a little bit
But
of a chance in this group.
they're now going to have to
Hell
beat
yeah.
one of these three.
It does come a bit close on that first map, but off to this split, you know, just every step, every compositional pick, every player just finding all their little moments
Yeah,
here
this
and
is
there.
a stage 2 angle.
Safe to say, GE, this is a fully new, reinvigorated roster out for stage 1, but for GenG, I cannot say the same thing.
No, definitely not. They've had more than enough time to work on things in the off-season after an early exit in kickoff, but it was a very flat performance, even from the big names of GenG today. Having Foxy9 step into the controller role after Ash did decently last stage. I mean, it is a 6-man roster. I'm wondering if we're going to stick with the same roles. Are we going to stick with the same players for GenG after a bit of a nightmarish start here in the group?
We still have those question marks in
Frosty's
there.
sick,
But for now, at
right?
least winning for GE. We're going to toss it down to the stage with Gen for the winning interview.
Would you hate the idea of Ash replacing Lack here on Initiator?
A lot to celebrate for GE this nice 2-0 win, and also happy birthday, Crystal. Now
I would feel
I'm
bad
gonna
for
grab
Lakia to
Autumn
be like,
over
yeah, this is all
here
his issues. I don't know who would
and
IG
talk about
out.
today's
First of all, would be
game.
my
Thank you,
first
Autumn, for joining
question.
me. Your spot
But then
is
it's just
over
like,
here.
I mean, it's already a
네,
shit show.
오늘 2대0으로 승리를 거둔 글로벌 e스포츠의 어텀 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다.
Stats? Yeah, sure.
가장 먼저 오늘 좀 경기에서 처음으로 브림스톤과 비토를 보여주게 됐습니다. 지휘에서 요루를 담당하다가
They look
이제
at
좀
Mango.
다른 요원들을 플레이하게 됐는데 이 부분에 대해서 어떻게 느끼고 있는지부터 여쭤보도록 할게요. Now, congratulations, Autumn, on this win. You were the designated
Like
Yoru
Udo
player
stats
on
for
your
split must
team,
be pretty
but now you're
mental.
playing
Yeah.
Brimstone, and now you're playing Vito.
Dude,
and you have
Pat,
a
man.
100% win rate on both of them because it was your first time playing them in an official. But how are you handling this major change?
I think it's okay because before when I played in VCT CN, I played more of a flex role there. So I'm quite accustomed to it already. So it's fine for me.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun?
It's more fun playing different agents,
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Alright. 먼저 아무래도 그 중국 지역에서 CN 지역에서 경기를 할 때 플렉스로를
What did you
담당했다
think about the
보니까
Gecko on
워낙
Bind?
다른
I mean, they look like they
요원들이
played it well.
다른
Honestly, the
거
main
크게
talking point on
일은
Bind is
아니었고,
the
또
deadlock, I think.
플렉스로도 재밌는
They actually
것
timed the
같다고
deadlock
얘기를
stuff
하는데요.
well enough to make it look
그래도 이
viable.
요루 너프에 대해서
But I think that's more on
어떤
GenG
생각인지
personally,
여쭤보고
but
싶습니다. 아쉬울 것 같기도 하고 이제 요루
Maybe I'm
당분간은 못 본다고 생각을 해도 될까요? But seriously though, I really wanted to ask you about the 요루 nerf. Do you feel like the nerf kind of killed him? He's not going to make his way back? Or do you feel like he is kind of viable on some maps?
Yeah, so I think the patch is kind of killed him, I think, but like the way people were playing him before, it kind of killed that playstyle. But I think on Bind actually it's quite good. And yeah, like they played it on Bind today, so yeah, I think on Bind is good.
먼저 아무래도 이번 패치에서 너프를 좀 세게 맞았기 때문에 옛날처럼 요루를 활용하기에는 많이 힘든 것 같고 좀 많이는 못 볼 것 같지만 그래도 바인드 같은 맵에서는 아무래도 젠지가 보여줬다시피 요루가 아직까지는 쓸만한 것 같다고 얘기를 해줬습니다. 그리고 마지막으로 아무래도 플래툰 코치가 이번 킥오프 동안 좀 팀의 아이덴티티나 방향성을 많이 알 수 있었고 그 경험을 바탕으로 바인드 조합을 구성해서 오늘 보여줬다라고 얘기를 해줬는데요. 좀 어떤 방향성을 잡았는지 어떤 것들을 팀에 대해서 그리고 팀원들에 대해서 발견할 수 있었는지 물어보고 싶네요. So I'm gonna go back to what Coach Platoon said after map 1. He said you guys were able to discover your identity and kind of build off of that coming into stage 1 and thus on Bind you're playing Gecko, Deadlock, and KO. So what were you guys able to discover about yourselves and how did that lead to playing this unique comp?
I think we kind of discovered how flexible all the players are in our team. Like Pat and Harvey play a lot of agents. Same with Sava actually, and also Yudo. Like all 5 of us can play a lot of different agents, and we just thought for the current meta that comp would work on that map. So yeah.
All right, was it more about countering the double duelist or aggressive style, or it was more of, hey, let's see what we can do and this suits us the best?
I think it's both, but definitely against like teams that keep playing Waylay and Neon right now, it's so, I don't know, I hate it.
Okay. Well, you dealt with it, so that's good. 일단 킥오프를 하는 동안 좀 G 선수들에 대해서 스스로 발견할 수 있었던 부분은 팀에 있는 5명의 선수 모두가 굉장히 플렉스로를 담당할 수 있고 다양한 요원들을 할 수 있는 요원 폭이 있었기 때문에 그 부분을 최대한 이용하는 게 중요하겠다라는 점을 배웠다고 얘기를 했고요. 그렇기 때문에 오늘 바인드에서 이렇게 좀 개코, KO 그리고 데드락 같은 조합을 보여줄 수 있었다고 얘기를
JV
합니다.
Gaming, thanks so much for the emails.
그리고
Thank you.
굉장히 재밌는 시간을 보내고 있었고 이번 바인드 조합이
Appreciate.
아무래도 이번 메타를 카운터 치는 것도 있고 아무래도 네온 레일레이가 너무 싫다 보니까 이런 조합을 더 열심히 하게 되는 것 같다고 얘기를 해줬습니다. 이렇게 해서 어텀 선수 만나봤습니다. Thank you very much, Autumn, and hope you guys celebrate Crystal's birthday together.
We will. Thank you
Right.
for having me.
Yeah, okay, chat. We'll be back in a little bit before the next game starts.
Fantastic match by Global Esports to
Yeah,
start
it was a
off
good-
stage
it was a
1 of
good start.
VCT Pacific. And yes, they are going to celebrate
We
Crystal's
might have time to
birthday,
do it
but
before
not
the
so
next
soon because
game.
we are going to interview
Maybe
him
we'll see.
here at this desk very
Be right back.
shortly. But some of the highlights from Split, they did end up keeping that Vito, but Vito was far from the only highlight that this team had.
I mean, this map wasn't even close.
Yeah.
There's no two ways around it. Absolute domination from Global Esports. GenG never finding a foot in the server, looking uncomfortable at every step and consistently outfragged.
like any qualms that you can have after the first map, you say, okay, well, it's fine, GenG, and they pick up 8 rounds on fine, but it's not their map pick. They should have much stronger, game plan coming into this. Nope, not at all. Absolutely absent.
I mean, I'm surprised they picked this map. This is a map that Global Esports looked good on in kickoff, and then they bring out a Cypher. It just doesn't feel cohesive. I think alarm bells are ringing in the GenG camp right now. This game was really important for them. If they want to make it out the group, they have big opponents waiting for them there. So I think this road gets quite difficult for the once storied Korean squad.
After seeing this, I don't think it gets any easier, legitimately. And some people will be like, oh, Team Secrets is dead. No, I do not think that this road gets any easier for GenG. If they're going to play like this, they will lose to everyone in Group Alpha. This was shocking, to say the least.
Yes, I think, yeah, shocking is really the only word. I don't think any of us expected this level of gameplay.
I can't throw a C's! Like everything is going wrong here!
Yeah, I mean, I think it just all feels very, very disjointed from GenG on this map. I mean, I think they can go back to the drawing board. They will have more chances, but like you say, it's a tough group. It's stacked opponents. We need to see step-ups in terms of macro and in terms of individual level, because Global just put them to shame today.
Oh, absolutely. And that's not to take away from Global Esports' amazing performance. They looked very good. In fact, in a past interview with Coach Solo here at our desk, he said, it's really important to have flex players who play like Forsaken. And he said he would be great to have 5 Forsakens. But at this rate, it looks like Global Esports is that team. They have a team full of super flex players, and they're all playing very well.
Yeah, I mean, you love to see it. They have so many options for roles. Now, Autumn picking up that veto, Yuditan staying on that raise that we have seen from him before, but they have so many options to swap these back and forth. We've seen Double Initiator. We saw Crystal play Deadlock in Bind. It seems like their strat book is never ending when compared to GenG's. It's barely a pamphlet.
Yeah, just the clutch as well. I mean, you saw their 9 first kills for GenG. And this was something that we were seeing on Vine as well. A lot of those rounds that they were dropping, they're getting early advantages, but they're just unable to transition that into a win. How many times have we seen them get into a situation where they have a plan, it's, a 4v3, etc., or a 5v4, and then GE is able to just pick them apart one by one.
Oh, that's exactly what it looked like there. And you did mention the Cypher. Zinx didn't look comfortable on the Cypher. I have question marks why they even included Cypher in this comp in the first place. I think we have a lot of questions about GenG.
We really do. And while this was a very brutal loss, I wanted to take a look back at some of the things that did go well for GenG, because I think that is worth highlighting and reinforcing. So if we can roll the clip, I think that it's just one of those things that needs to be expounded upon. So, it was looking good from the outset for GenG. They had like a solid, cohesive walk onto the stage, and then it all fell apart.
GenG's best moments.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to come out here and be mean. I thought that this team was going to be looking so much better, was going to be making so many improvements, but there is still a munchkin-sized hole in this squad because they continue to flip things around, and we're not seeing them work out. Yeah.
It was a really good walkout, though.
It was a good walkout.
It was a fantastic.
Solid.
Now, I do want to talk about the match MVP again. Amazing performances across the board from Global Esports, but our pick is gonna be Crystal, and it is also his birthday today, and this is really great to see. I think we saw a lot of outstanding performances from a lot of the players from Global Esport over in Kickoff. But Crystal, I think, I even heard from Frost at some point, especially after that first match, Crystal ended up having to buy everyone dinner because of his performance then. So to see this kind of improvement over here in Stage 1, I think is a great start for the team and for Crystal, whom we do have here on the desk with us. You're looking fresh, Crystal. Happy birthday. Now, a while ago, your whole team said that they didn't have a lot of time to prep for kickoff. Right? Your team members came in very late. It got put together at the nth hour. Now that you've had a lot more time, what are some of the things you worked on during that Santiago break?
I mean, it was we work about our team chemistry, like our flexibility, how many comp we can play, how many agent everyone can play. So we working about this more than other things.
you worked on even more comps.
Yeah.
You already had a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, in our team, at least everyone can play at least like 2-3 different roles, so it's kind of help us.
Yeah.
So we have like good flexibility. So yeah.
But your performance looks even better today, starting at stage 1. Did you work on anything?
I mean, I work with my aim coach right now, so yeah, it kind of helped me a lot. I work about my movement, so yeah.
So to follow on for that about the roles, of course, today you were on Deadlock. This is a different look for you from what we saw in Kickoff. How do you find playing the Deadlock, especially in this meta, when Neon is so fast? And do you think Deadlock is a good answer to stop the pace that a lot of the teams have here?
Yeah, I mean, like in practice, we have a lot of team who play like Valet Neon, and Deadlock. It's kind of not perfect, but kind of good versus this. So yeah, it helped me a lot to stop it.
When you guys are making these changes, because you know, again, you guys have a lot of comps. How much of it would you say is that you guys as the players going to Frost and the coaching staff and saying, hey, we think that this could be good, and how much is it Frost, you know, coming to you guys and saying, I want you to try this out?
I mean, firstly, we want to try our comp, but if we play Scream and someone beat us hardly, and we're just thinking how we can beat this. So after this, we start thinking, okay, what can be better, what can be worse, so yeah.
Was the bind comp, you know, you guys, or was that Frost? Today's bind comp.
I think probably it's like about Frost because he liked Deadlock so much. He, like his previous team Talon play a lot with Deadlock, so yeah. I feel
that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, how are you feeling about stage 1? Are you feeling really confident?
I mean, yeah, I was excited to play, so and we show good result today. I feel very confident after this win, so yeah.
Well, you're in Group Alpha, so you're still feeling good about it anyway.
Yeah, I feel like it's good for us, like play versus this team in group stage, so we cannot see them in playoff like first round, so it's kind of good for us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, excellent first match of today, and birthday buff. Happy birthday, Crystal.
Happy birthday.
We're not going to sing the song, but we do want you to have a very happy birthday.
How are you going to celebrate tonight? What do you want your boys to do for your teammates?
I mean, we go just take dinner together and maybe do some stuff, I don't know.
They're not going to make you pay for dinner again, are they?
I mean, everything can happen.
I definitely don't think they should. Well,
in Korea, the oldest one usually pays, so have Frost do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's oldest by like 5 times, so he's got it covered. Well, happy birthday. I don't want to keep you here. I want you to go and celebrate everything. So thank you so much, Crystal. And we'll see you around next week, real soon for next week's match. All right. Oh, yeah, he's going to leave the headset here. So I think, again, really promising to see this from Global Esports. We saw a great performance from them during kickoff, but I think this is just so much better now. This is so much more reassuring. This is not just Global Esports, you know, with the right pieces. And I think it's going to be really interesting as we move through Group Alpha. But this is going to be, you know, the end of match 1. We got another match. We got another Masters winning team, T1, playing today against Varel. So T1, okay, Santiago aside.
How do we put it aside, though?
Okay, we will touch on that. Let's talk about the good things. During kickoff, T1 ended it on a very strong note. Second place, but very, very promising.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason so many people had T1 down to win Santiago after their kickoff performance. It felt like they started a little bit slow, then they heated up, went from strength to strength, ended up beating RRQ to qualify, and they looked amazing doing it. Everybody was high on this team. You know, super team on paper. They know how to win Masters, all this stuff. But then, Seth, I mean, you were there.
I was there.
You saw it live.
I was there. I was casting them. I predicted them to win the whole thing, and boy, was I wrong. This has been like 2 garbage back-to-back predictions from me regarding Korean teams. T1 into GenG winning today. I've not really been hitting in that regard, but this is still a team that I have a lot more faith in. There is still such a solid foundation, so while they did not do nearly as well as I thought that they were going to at Master Santiago, I think that there is still promise for them to develop and grow here in Stage 1.
Oh, definitely. Now, you did say for GenG there was a Munchkin-sized hole. This is where Munchkin is now. But really, the player I want to look at is Izu, because during Stage 1, kickoff especially, it was Izu who was really, frankly, carrying a lot of those wins.
I mean, even when you look at the stats from Santiago, you can see that in the wins, he looks good, and in the losses, he looks about the same. He's the only one actually finding some consistency on this T1 roster, and that's my problem, is you see these big ups from the players, they look like world beaters, then the next game they crumble into the shell of themselves, and they can't find consistent footing, they can't put good games back to back.
Yeah, I mean, when you go back, you look at that Liquid series again, Stack's the one who's stepping up, get that round 2 ace to tie up 1-1, but the rest of the team was faltering and wasn't really showing up. Then suddenly you get into another really big game after EDG, everyone, you know, showing up respectively, and then Stax kind of vanishes. And it's that consistency of that inconsistency, I should say, where they don't have every single player at least operating at like 80 to 90% of their usual selves that ends up costing them dearly.
Now, you did at least get to watch one other Korean team ascend through Masters. It was their Ascension team. But we have another one, and it's in the form of Varel.
Yeah.
But Varel, I think, left a lot to be desired over in kickoff. And I think what we were most curious about is why they weren't playing like they were during Ascension. That really high energy, high spark team during Ascension was completely not there during kickoff.
Yeah, I mean, I felt like a father during kickoff. I wasn't angry, I was just disappointed with this Varel roster because I know how good they can be.
Yeah.
I was there in Ascension. I watched them play live and I was blown away. I felt like these guys could
they
be
gotta win
the
one of
next
the
big deal.
they
I thought they could come in and make a massive impact, but kickoff, they fell short, and that's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, I think near the end there you could see
about
that
6 months.
you know they
the problem
started
is
to make some
IV,
improvements, but even
not allowed
then
to block
it
certain
wasn't
stuff.
quite enough. And I think
I know that
you know we
other
did see that
streamers do,
happen
but-
with you know with the other Ascension team, Dongshim, also eventually step it up even after. I hope they don't need to be relegated to get to that point, first of all. But you can see a huge difference here. Now, this is T1, which is one of the most decorated teams individually in the league versus Varel, who has a quarter amount of days played in officials.
Yeah, a lot of these players brand new pretty much. Like
Dude,
they are just coming in. It's the first time I've seen Tier 1 for them after ascending.
Viper change,
but this
is
is one of those moments for Varel who are going up against, you know, a T1. This is a rematch. They played against each other in the during the SVL, during the off-season. T1 was able to find their footing, kind of get a read, and pick them apart and got a 2-0 win. But this is one of those moments for Varel where they need to accept, like, yes, we are young players. Across the stage, they're you know, very decorated, but they kind of need to just forget about that. Forget about the accolades that the opponents have, and just play your own game. Show us that confidence. Show us that fieriness that they had in their run to make it to this point.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I
Okay,
feel
that's
like they
pretty rough.
have so much more left to give, but we need to see more individually out of these players.
Okay, so now we have 2 stats for 2 IGLs from Varel.
The one
and, the 2 IGLs were
the one thing that I don't
MLP
like
and Cinder.
at
So
the
guess which
moment
side is
with
the hint is probably in the agents.
what Riot keep on doing
Who's IGLing in this scenario?
is it's
Is it
like
the
they're
controller player with the
trying
lower
to
ACS?
piss off
Or is it the guy who's playing
every single
controller,
player
Yoru,
that
and
plays the
Farmer?
game. There's a big percentage of their audience that plays the game, not a pro player, just plays ranked, right? That one tricks. So you got all your agents, but you only play one. The chance of this one agent, you putting hours in, let's say 1,000 hours into an agent, the chance of this agent being nerfed at one point and you being pissed off is very high. And then they do that for every agent at the moment. Every single agent you play, so that they've managed to successfully piss off every single player that plays the game because every agent has been nerfed. So then why would you want to load up the game again if you spent so much that they just wrecked whatever you liked from a player? I know that's a bit extreme for like Viper, but Viper lineups, that's like a big skill part of the game, like Viper ult lineups. So over double shocks, they took that out. Raise stuff, they took it out. Like the chance of your one trick getting nerfed, insanely high. You're just slowly pissing off the whole of your user base.
I mean,
It's a bit of a worry.
He just has to be able to step up on his own as well. You can't. I think you can have a veteran, you can have a glue guy, a vibes guy, but they can't only be.
What's the one agent you could have played through the history of Valorant that hasn't got completely wrecked? Brim?
Yeah, that's why.
If you're a Brim main, you're okay.
Now, interestingly, T1 put Stacks.
Raze, mate, Raze got annihilated. What do you mean?
Lost the skirmish. I don't know why they would throw Stacks. I mean, look, Stacks can shoot. Like, I'm not trying to say that Stacks is a
Omen?
bad
I would say
player.
Omen
Like,
got
showed
pretty
on
big
Santiago,
nerfs.
but yeah, when you've
You
got
can't.
Buzz,
Omen,
Beard,
say you were an Omen main in the
72
beginning,
on
you
this
can't do
roster,
one ways and your
it's
Omen
like
flash is a
if
lot
you really want to
slower.
win the veto. They don't, then they're going to be Team A, and so they got to pick Haven first, and now they're going to be forced to play Pearl.
I mean,
Phoenix?
honestly, I quite
Phoenix
like
might
this
be an
kind of
okay
map
one.
draft, and we might
But
get to
he
see
did get
Lotus
nerfed for a
in
little
Stage
bit.
3. It's
That'd be
back
nice.
in the pool with those little tweaks and changes. So
But the
that's
fact that
something
we
I
can
really
only
want to see
name
T1
maximum
choosing
2
that Haven.
agents
I mean,
out of
you know,
all the
James
agents in
played this
terms
map
of
probably longer than I've been
they
alive,
pissed off
and, you know,
every
he
player
loves
that
it
mains
so
everyone
much, so
apart
no
from 2
surprise
agents.
to
Is
see
that not
T1
mental?
going there.
Yeah, in
Haven,
fact,
Pearl, Lotus.
when we were talking about GenG earlier and missing Munchkin, this is, I think, also the peak of the GenG Haven as well, was when Munchkin was still around.
I'm curious what they end up going for. It is what it is, the predictions. But I'm curious about the compositions.
Yeah,
because, I mean, Haven has kind of been this playground through Master Santiago, maybe a little bit as well before that, where the Phoenix was coming out.
Yeah.
And we've been seeing a ton of Phoenix over in EMEA.
Yeah.
So do both teams end up leaning in towards that is something that I wonder, or is it still going to be, you know, Neon, you know, Waylay even potentially on this map? Like, I don't know.
Cypher, mate, Cypher got
I love
killed.
Phoenix on this map. I always have. I feel like it simplifies your game plan so much. You just want to default for those orbs, really get that ult snowballing, and a lot of players find it quite easy to play. You know, Phoenix, you just have to figure out those flashes, and it's quite simple. So
Sage?
in the
Bro,
brief time
you
that
didn't
they've
play
had to
Sage at the
adapt
beginning
to
of the
this
game
Yoru
as well.
change, you can still run double duelist. You still have the same amount of flashes that you did. So I think this is a change.
At least with Sage, I guess they nerfed Sage heavy within the first year.
Definitely, and T1,
And Sage
we
hasn't
have
been changed
seen
for
great
4
moments from T1, whether they're
4
winning
years.
Masters trophies over
If
here
you
in
didn't play
Pacific,
Sage at the
even
beginning, then
earlier
you're.
during kickoff. But this, we really want to see.
They
Barrel
also
step
they
up.
also
We wanna
changed
see the Barrel
walls,
step up.
changed
From
the spread of the
Ascension, we
slow,
wanna see them
changed
show
how much
that
the slow
sparkle
was.
on
At one
stage,
point, changed your
that we
res.
saw there. And you know, they were talking
They
a big
nerfed your
game,
heal.
so let's see if they're going to be bringing that
Yeah, I
game
can think
to
of
the stage.
I can think of
for
4
day
changes to
one
the
of
agent that you're
stage
saying they
1
didn't
of
change.
VCT Pacific.
I'm just saying, along the line, they pissed off every single player that plays the game. If you're a one-track, which is a lot of players. The skirmish one trick. Dude, I loved how much you were giving it as well, bro. It was so funny to watch.
VCT キックオフで VCT デビューだったんですけど、緊張もしたけど、やっぱそれ以上にもう観客に囲まれて
When they said it was the players'
試合っていうのが
cheerleader.
楽しくて、楽しいデビュー戦だったなと思います。
そうですね、自分たちの強みだったり、うまい部分を、出せてる試合もラウンドもあって、ただ、やっぱり出せてない時もあったので、その部分はすごい課題として残ってるかなと思います。
I don't think the Viper ultimate change was supposed to be enough, but it changes every single good ult she has, so that's significantly worse. So they were talking about the ult lineups. They asked in a Discord for teams to post specific ults to keep it. Technical changes, they would consider it, and nobody did.
제타 3위 한번 뚫어보도록 하겠습니다. 前は TFM がチャレンジャーだったけど、今回は俺らがチャレンジャーとして挑みます。
You gotta put it a little bit on the players there as well, but they're also just. Did that be their job?
頑張って盛り上げてくれたと思うけど、これからは俺らの番だから大丈夫だよ。
ありがとうございます。頑張ってください。
옛날에 이제 TFM은 이제 일생이 간절한 팀이었는데
Surely we don't need players to balance the game, but at least they were considering looking at it.
트로피가 간절한 팀으로 좋은 결과 보여드리겠습니다.
대지만はキックオフでたくさん学んだよ。
Akno with the tier 1, appreciate the 49 mums. Thank you for that.
チームとして今たくさん準備をしていて、とても今自信を持っています。特に
DFM 戦は絶対勝ちたい試合なので、全てを出し切って全力で頑張ります。
What's up, guys? I'm back. Cruz from Full Sense. As a team, I think we agree that we are lacking leadership.
Has this break been long? I think
Guide them until
I thought it was just EMEA that has like long breaks in between the games now, but maybe it's across the board thing.
무대가 너무 막 멋있고 이렇게 사람들도 너무 많이 오셔가지고 그거에 대한 저희가 살짝 부담감 때문에 조금 아쉬운 경기력을 좀 보여드렸던 것 같아서 좀 죄송스럽긴 합니다. 풀센스는 그냥 프리미 원맨 팀이었습니다. 프리미가 안 터지는 날에는 경기가 질 정도로 너무 프리미한테 의존도가 너무 높았던 것 같습니다.
I mean, at least we have Primi.
스테이지 1 준비하는 시간이 생각보다 널널했기 때문에 풀센스전에 저희의 색깔로 크루즈 형님을 밟아보겠습니다.
Coming back as a player, I'll definitely make the team stronger. I'll try to be as humble as I can to keep on improving the team and myself.
승리 하나를 따내고 차곡차곡 모아서 우승까지 한번 해보도록 하겠습니다.
조금 주춤했지만 그래도 이제 저희 색깔을 찾아서 2위를 할 수 있게 돼서 조금 만족스러웠던 경기였던 것 같아요.
I think after the T1 game, it's just like we all feel a bit angry because like that's not how we play, and we know we could have done way better.
자기들이 못하는 거 인정하고 있는 게 일단은 맞는 것 같고요. 그건 이제 모든 사람들이 다 알기 때문에.
So in stage 1, we wash it away in our revenge match.
저희는 그런 거에 신경 쓰지 않고 저희 갈 길을 가기 때문에 네, 별로 신경 쓰이지 않습니다.
We will bring back the London trophy, and meanwhile, you guys need to try to get the Pacific trophy.
요즘에는 솔직하게 퍼시픽이 국제대회보다 더 높은 퀄리티를 보여준다고 생각을 해서 그걸 가지고 있는 거는 부럽긴 하네요. 비록 산티아고에서는 조금 부진한 모습을 보여드렸지만 그것 또한 저희의 과정이라고 생각을 하고 끝까지
It's kind of confusing to try and predict or learn the meta because of the changes. Nah, I think this has been the easiest year for predicting the meta, for sure. Maybe out of any year we've had in Valorant. At least within the last 2 years. It was a little easier back then, maybe just because people, I mean, they didn't change as much as often. You got all your pick'ems right so far? Nah, I didn't predict, I think I had mates against Furt to win. Bobby, not too bad. Still training.
Welcome to
And the
stage 1
GE
of
look
VCT
really good.
Pacific,
Really,
and you
really
heard
good.
it from Stacks
Squeezy
himself
Bob, thanks so
that
much for the 19
Pacific
months.
is
Thank
more
you for that.
competitive and exciting than international, so welcome to Pacific. Now T1 is one of the most experienced and decorated individuals, not just here in Korea, but globally. And our T1 predictions are across the board for good reason.
Not that I disagree for the most part with Stacks, but after an All-Pacific Grand Finals, it was a little bit of a snooze fest. It is a little bit harder to back that up, but T1 backing up their performances from kickoff is exactly what they're looking to do here today. To go from a performance like they had in Master Santiago, only be able to best EDG, and then lose to Team Liquid as well as G2 and make an early exit from the tournament, to lose to Varel on top of that would be a damning sign for this squad.
Absolutely. That's because Varel is the youngest team besides Nongshim here in Pacific. They're the newest team. A lot of the players are also brand new to the stage, brand new to Valorant and VCT.
It's a young squad. They're hungry. I think half of them are younger than the Nintendo Wii, for God's sake. I mean, I think there's so much potential in this roster.
Younger than the Nintendo Wii.
I mean, first
the
person,
comparison.
and it was amazing to see, but they've not hit that height. They haven't captured that magic here on the Pacific stage. Now is the time for them to step up. It's a tough opponent in front of them, but they have to forget the names, forget that you've looked up to these players. And wow.
They are, if nothing else, jazzed the hell up today. Starting things off with a little dance into the walkout, now just manically shaking on stage. So, if nothing else, they're bringing the energy.
I think that's a good sign. You know what? I mean, LB said the pressure got the best of them.
Sure.
And, you know, they're literally shaking it off right now.
And then that was a thing that I had concerns about when they did Ascent, was that they're going to come into here, they're going to get themselves into
Okay,
tier
well,
one, and they might just get checked at the door.
More so with the Varro play on this.
Squads that have so much more experience, and that proved to be the
Do they
case
go
for
back
Valve,
to more of the old school? I would like him just to see him force a jet again and stuff,
while
man.
I do think that T1, again, this is
Just go
a
pure
big
comfort.
must-win game for them to save face after Master Santiago. I would still love to see this go the distance, go to Lotus, and potentially even to see Varro win, because I want to see the team that was promised.
Yeah, I mean, for Varro, I can let them off for kickoff. You can sort of give them
Fracture?
a
Yeah, we haven't got a
their
fracture
first
yet.
chance here at Tier 1.
An inverse boom.
Yeah. But if you look like that in stage 1 as well, then we start to really have to ask some tough questions of this young squad. So I know that they can put a stronger foot forward. It's just about delivering on the day for this team.
Now, there were two teams from Ascension that have compared themselves to Paper X as they entered and ascended into Pacific, and one was Nongshim, the winning team of Masters just a month ago. Can Varro be that
Okay,
other
there we
team?
go.
And I'm really happy to see
They go
Zexy
pure comfort.
on that jet.
And T1 go Paper X
I mean,
comp.
here on Haven, it's been few and further in between, but Zexy's one of those players where maybe he can make it work. So, Jet
Yeah,
Neon,
I mean, he's a
very
good player, man.
Bizarre double duelist comp, not something that we're
They're
used to seeing
just,
at all. But T1 are actually the team that's leaning in
Just
towards
relying
that
on
Phoenix.
chaos
It's
and
gonna
then
be the hands of
individuals.
Meteor.
Yeah, I mean, I like this T1 comp a lot. We saw Phoenix over in EMEA playing very similar comps, but we are seeing them run that Sky. Now it's buffed back in Pacific, and Izu on the Chamber.
Use
I
a
think
Sky
he would go
instead of a
electric.
Fade. Ooh.
Well, we have seen Ascension teams do
Interesting.
the unthinkable. Can Varro do that today, especially starting here on Haven against a T1? That did show a lot of cracks. over
I
in
mean, they're
Santiago.
big Sky believers with the
I just
change.
want to see a bloodbath. I want to see these teams run at each other. I want
That
to
may
see
because they
a
think that
bloody mess left on the stage.
you're not gonna have the.
like it. I like
mean,
violence.
honestly, I
choose
get it.
violence today too, as
I'm
we
not
send
sure you
it
need
over
the
to
double
our
flash,
crafters,
but
Pilsky and Quack.
Okay, with that image in my mind,
you can set up the chamber well, though.
I'm glad I'm on another floor, honestly. I think Big Time's in for a rough time of things, to be perfectly honest with you. I'm looking forward to this match, though. Varro winless in kickoff, already have been beaten up by some of the other Korean big brothers, and now it's their turn to take on T1.
I think that's the main thing. You just want to see the fact that this has to be, you know, a bit more of a performance. We want to see a bit more coming out from guys like
Why
Varro.
not stick with the Gen G
not
comp?
just, you know,
Everyone
one-sided
plays the
affair.
Gen G comp wrong, man.
I mean, Varro,
I think
they
everyone's
had so
just
much
giving it up.
potential in Ascension. They didn't realize it on the Pacific stage last time around they got to play. They played a slower style than they did in Ascension. I am already excited seeing this comp. Klaus, first time he's
This
ever
meta should
played
be
the
good for
Neon
Varro's
here
fast
to
play.
start
Yeah, that's what we
things
said at
off.
kickoff, and then they played
Back
slow.
on his signature jet, and you're going to get Meteor also playing the Phoenix for the second time ever, so I'm going to clap for that one.
Yeah, let's have some claps for it. I'm trying to do my best boom quick impression, but otherwise, yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, you do have a lot of these different things coming out, especially for Clouds and Neon. T1, I mean, what do you really think? You got all the flashes coming into this.
Yeah, they do. I mean, it's interesting that Varro picks attack here because this is T1's map pick and they're being allowed to start out on defense, which you've seen. I mean, T1 on a 5-match win streak in Pacific, having taken the second spot over there into Santiago. Maybe they didn't necessarily have Santiago go the way
EG were
that
looking
they would've
incredible
wanted,
today.
but here in Pacific, things have been going swell.
It was a
I mean, they had shaky
little.
start. They looked like they would've
I mean,
lost
it
to
was
GenG,
helped
but
for how
after they make
GenG
their way
looked,
through that mess of a series,
but
they went on a
G
run,
did look good.
This whole thing.
Holy
Hope to see a
pistol
lot
record,
more of
that is
especially
rough.
now that we are in stage 1. Group Omega.
4 out of
of
16
course,
pistols?
Starting things off on the attacking side, we do have Varro in a 4-1
Okay, T1 on
to
defense,
take
Varro
first
on attack.
contact here. Doesn't manage to find his target as he's pushed off the line. Minus 50 HP from him. Meteor ready to back him if the cease hit does speed up.
Not to sweat. Got hot hands, got curveballs and everything to toss in as well, but just a
Mate, Easy, you're
and
mental.
Very
Imagine,
careful.
imagine
I mean, he
going
had the
down to the
traces
8
that were
HP
being
and
fired through
continue
that
to
smoke on low
spam.
HP. It's a risk that ends
Like,
up
are
not
we
paying
okay
off for
here?
Izu. LP active inside of grass with the cam for a little bit of support. Stacks with a bandit in hand has got a nice off angle here, but there's no plan B for him. He has to connect his shots, and when you hit nothing but the body, the bandit is not so
And
great.
they're going back to C.
Plan B,
Fair
plan C.
play.
It's all thrown out the window. Now it's Varel's turn as they pivot.
I mean, that was
back
bad from
over onto C,
T1.
thanks
As
to
much
the
as
space that LP has
it was
gained.
nice from
I mean, this
Varel
is
as
the
well to
beauty of
cancel
having
here.
your
I just
mid
don't
round
really understand why we're facing this and then why we're going close here. Dude, why am I starting off stage 1 being so negative, dude? There's so much bad stuff going on.
And if I'm honest, making them look a little bit silly in this pistol.
Very those shots through the smoke. Now off to the end of it with Suna on Sheriffs. Is definitely not the
You need to watch
situation
more
we
China.
want.
Zuna was one
Yeah,
of the
I mean,
standouts in Ascension,
the
right
problem
up
is
there
when
with
the
Zexy.
level of this other
Munchkin
stuff is so
looking for
low,
any damage he can possibly
doesn't,
find, and
I mean,
LP
to be
caught
fair,
him aside, but cleaned
you
up
gotta
by
wonder what
Zexy.
China's
That's
looking
exactly how you
like.
would have wanted that to go for
That
Varel,
they're
to
getting
be
wrecked
honest.
so hard as well.
Multi-frag from Zuna on the Sova, gets himself very close to a Hunter's Fury, and Zexy already closer to his Blade Storm, picks up the Marshal for the anti-eco here.
Yeah, of course, though, this is just the pistol round, so we'll kind of keep things in check. But at the same time, I mean, just keeps you inspired for how things could go. In a little jump check, cross over onto Stacks.
I mean, in this group for Varel, they have
Dia
Zeta,
playing
who
mix,
I
yeah.
think they could be pretty
Yeah, I heard
confident they
about
could get a
that.
win over, although Zeta did show some improvements
Not
last
sure we're
season
missing
as
too
well.
much.
Varel and Zeta were two of the lower performing teams in Pacific. So I think if they could get a win over any of these teams, T1 included, it would be huge for them.
Nice shot. Nice shot.
Your best foot forward, as always, of course, but when it's soon on to this Guardian.
Yeah,
hello.
take that.
This
that's
is the confidence that Varel needed
that's the
early on
ult.
in the game.
That's can't go much better.
Pistol, they really haven't missed a
Can't
beat.
go much
He's
better for this
very
as well.
cute inside of the
Perfect.
smoke, but there wasn't much for him to do. A flawless anti-eco for Varel to start off this
Okay,
game.
Sova all into the
Just write
bonus.
that off. Just write that off. You go into the next one, shake everything off. You actually, no, we were talking
Dude,
about Varel
imagine
needing to
a
shake things off.
Varel beating T1 would make that group pretty fun.
Hunter's Fury here on Zuna. He had a multi-frag on the Sheriff on the
Now I'm
pistol.
getting
Continues
insanely
to go
ahead of
strength to
myself.
strength.
It's been a
That was
pistol and an
4
eco,
players
but
stacked up on A long there, and he just starts shooting away on the Guardian. Wallbangs to boot. Last kill gets him the Hunter's Fury. They are feeling very pumped up.
Just exactly what you need. T1 though, off the back foot now, trying to gain some control back in.
double Bucky. Double Bucky. Well, just purely from the buy, we know they're going B.
Side, though, Zexy already up inside of A link.
Hey, you guys have done enough. Just get the plant. Get out of there.
Yeah, especially around the link corners. Zexy
Well,
still
that-
a threat, getting taken out, but either way, now it's a spike planted.
We've got a Bucky in both of the links, man. No matter where you go, you're running into a shotgun, but now you're seeing Varel forfeit control of the site and play for the afterplant with the Hunter's Fury.
Suna.
Yeah, they gotta go fast, man. They're up
Got the
against
Guardian,
Sova
of
ult.
course, as well, which will just allow him to puncture through walls even. T1 need to fight for this space, not just hop into the spike. They're going to try to bait out the utility first and foremost. Also noting the positions now as the Bucky
Astra
continues
smoke.
to fire through. Spams awarded.
Why have they smoked
And now
themselves
it's
off?
all the following utility
Why have they
jumps
given
in
them a smoke?
as they push on out alongside a fast
Why is
lane,
Cinder
though,
giving them a
it's
smoke?
Varel out in
Holy, that's so
corners.
scary.
The bonus to success.
That's so
3-0.
scary.
What a start for this team.
Munchkin was so close to getting that defuse off, but not quite able to
Oh
get
my
it
God.
done. And that is a huge bonus win for Varel. 7-0 start for Zuna. One of the
I mean, at least they
standouts of
smoked in the
Ascension
choke so they could
Bangkok.
spam it.
And T1, little bit slow to start. I don't know if some of the Santiago form is starting to bite them a little bit.
Dude, they smoked window and not the
highs
spike though. Oh my goodness, what am I watching?
Against G2, a stomp against EDG, but they still weren't able
Can't
to
see the
make it out
vision.
of the
I mean,
group.
I don't mind. I don't mind this.
First Masters of the year not
I
going as
prefer.
smoothly as
Well,
last year for T1.
the more outrageous smoke is window instead of the spike, but it's the fact that they didn't smoke the spike itself that meant that this was just a scary one.
Literally, like, feeling the face palm right now because I was so close to sending the Varel prediction for this series, but I had no facts or logic behind it. It was just all a vibe-based prediction, but I'm feeling the vibes here of the Varel upset early on in Haven.
Feeling the
Let's,
vibes, yeah. I
let's
mean, my guy's 8-0.
reiterate that this is T1's map pick, and they've been allowed to start on the defensive side with an Astra Chamber Phoenix comp.
I think
You
that's
know,
all fair. You know, we don't have that much data off of Varel, especially from their kickoff performance. But
I mean, the
T1
data is they're not good. That's the data,
That was
especially against Korean teams. They're having a tough time.
Still though, I mean, you expect a lot more from a squad like T1.
Having a slow start. They had a slow start to kick off, let's not forget. Before they went on that 5-match streak, they weren't necessarily looking great. And even at the start of that 5-match streak,
Whoa, what a play that is. He pushing through?
Players sub 100 ACS to
Wait,
win
it's
that
early. That's early info.
Okay. Otherwise,
And this is how we react with 30
Just
seconds.
trying to sneak off some kills here and there, play around the timer.
Dude, what a weird
as Munchkin goes down into the ground, you kind of think this round is done.
I mean, that was so close to going very wrong for Varel. But they've avoided a pretty serious snag on their run through this trail. Plant from LP, Stacks last man alive.
At what point do we kind of consider, like, T1 are done kind of testing this? You know, like, this is truly the epitome of veteran versus rookie. And you can kind of run off the first few rounds, but at what point does it...
It was in the same
like,
play. I think they didn't know about full numbers, so maybe they thought the one had taken the space over towards here. The play to try catch off the spike makes more sense instead of the gamble here. I guess.
Even if T1, let's say T1 did pull off that defuse from Munchkin, he probably would have died
Especially as
anyway.
the Cypher was still alive.
Gun round with no guns. So this has not been a particularly close game, and LP, that's a freebie onto Stacks. It just feels like Varel is blessed right now.
Yeah, I mean, dude, their money's really nice, man.
Of course, we'll keep an eye on things up for the next round. T1 will be able to buy back up.
Yeah, they do have the run it back. That's a very nice tool. Want to try to string as many of those
they saw forward the peak there.
I mean, looking at the comp that T1
And then the
is
Cypher gets the kill. Yeah, I got no. I
got
no.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about that. I was trying to shoot him some bail, but I don't think it's a thing. Unless the timing after the kill was long enough, maybe. Okay, Phoenix also, they can play retake on the side if they want to. Whoa, that's a lot of damage, bro. What the hell? Well, they got wrecked.
He's going to be tested by Zexy, and the re-peek as well. Feeling very bold today is Zexy. I'm surprised he's gotten away with that.
Still in with Phantom Spams as well. Izu almost getting caught down, but thanks to Sky being in the game now, he's going to get topped off.
Yeah.
Varel need to hang back, reset.
LP's made it into sewers, but he's very low. In fact, if the Skydog headed in his direction, that might have been the end of him.
Definitely, yeah, T1 are re-clearing question marks fast. Like, that's not even 5 seconds of silence and they're trying to Skydog out.
Judge in hand could be problematic if Varel heads in that direction, but they're just going to re-hit A and leave LP on the lurk.
Yeah, why not? Might as well dump in.
Don't really have any clue about the damage done.
Through, but you don't want that happening. Out towards B, Izu
nice
now
shot.
locks down the front. Just hoping for the best as Varel pushes through. Cinder able to walk away one, TP's on towards top
good
of
Phoenix
heaven,
on.
but abandoned Suna completely.
Oh, he double TP's
the guy
heaven.
has the spike, and he cannot make it out of the choke point.
He's getting fluxed.
He's sandwiched. Okay, we're just trying to do what we can, but still buzz out from
I mean, the
behind.
play is cool, it's just the fact that this guy has the spike and he gets wrecked.
That's a very clean round from T1 though. As soon as the operator comes out from Izu, it gets immediate impact.
Yeah, they
The run
wrecked
back
him on
is
this A
securing the
default.
round
If
there
I'm
for
Varel,
T1.
I'm not A
That is how
defaulting
the
for a
comp
little
is
bit.
intended to
They
function.
first of all, they lose this kill. At the same time, one goes down to 3 HP from the spam through the cage.
A little bit easier for them.
You just needed to go max your way. Lose 4 rounds just to get the investment in for the operator.
Oh, right, yeah.
A ninja, hello mate.
Maxing, now we're eco
Best of
maxing.
luck in your
Lost
game.
bonus maxing as T1.
Alright, done with that though now.
Off angle from Meteor inside a garage on the other side of the map. Izu once again set up by a teammate. This time Buzz on the rotation over. In the meantime, you had the drone up C long from Varel. Just to be
It's
able
the
to put
drone
LP
C long.
on the line. He's got an
Set up
attack
the op.
inside operator on the Cypher. Cage goes up. He's looking to maybe try to get his neural theft here from the orb, but how do they re-clear Izu when the drone's already been used?
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps you look towards someone like Klaus.
The loose drone, well, not a loose drone, but the drone to try get a pick with your attack op. Like, I would rather just use a smoke here, and then you can have something to push off a chamber. Like, against the chamber to do the only drone over towards C feels mad.
Under pressure, able to walk away, scot-free.
Continuing clear out the back of B as well. Now you just kind of cement where the hits are coming across, and Meteor is pretty much prepared. Sends out more flashes. It's a full blender as Varel unfortunately walks towards their doom. Just Cinder. He does survive for the time being.
Get
but
okay
goes down
damage,
either way
but
in the end.
Yeah, nicely
Still,
done.
yeah, dude, this
T1
whole...
starting to pick up more and more
I mean,
momentum
that's
as we
just
head
a waste,
into
let's be
this
honest.
attacking side. It felt like Barrel was reading them very well, running them around the map, never really had bad rotations, but now the operator is starting to give them some more problems, and it's a little bit harder to get into these sites.
Lack of some flash utility. I mean, the only way is if you somehow are able to clear out Izu, but that's not simple.
I mean, just look at the rotations, though. There's 4 on that site for T1 before they even really try to get that site hit kicked off. So, feels like if Varel don't get the right reads, the right rotations...
Okay, they go back to the AD fault even though they got wrecked. Dude, early so overdrawn even though they don't have ult.
The A site is a change in setup from T1.
You don't see Izu anywhere nearby, so you
Because they got wrecked so much with the spams, I guess. That's pretty cool. And maybe they're scared of the chamber going to the other angle.
Lots of flashes to get back on in.
Dude, it worked well. They love an early drone. I prefer this one way... Like, if I'm droning, I want it to be a big investment. Like, I want us to get a lot from it instead of the chance of a pick.
And with a trip not being broken towards the back, Varel just needs to focus towards the front, but still, T1 waterfalling out.
Oh, that's nice from Stacks, though. That was nice. That was a good retake on this. Astra ult locks him into side, and then they get absolutely wrecked. Yeah, as soon as Stacks gets out and doesn't get, gets that first kill, that becomes so easy. They got no trades.
Like, that retake was way too easy. Look at this.
How's he allowed to do this? That's a sick flash, though.
Oh, no. A singular flash, and everyone from Varel starts to...
Dude, Meteor didn't even use his wall or his flashes to get back in there. That was so easy for T1. I think Meteor expected there to be a little bit more pushback. He's like, okay, they're going to go out heaven. There's going to be a couple of trades, and then I'm going to have to start...
No, they didn't even use that much util. It's just Astra ult into one flash.
Two blinders there. Back on into the site, and that's 3 in a row for T1, and I'm feeling much less worried for them now. It was a very poor start, but indeed, you were correct, Quack. They have loss bonus maxed their way into 3 rounds on defense.
I can't believe that's actually true. But this timeout, of course, does make sense for Varel. You definitely need some more post-plant protocols because this currently isn't working out.
Molly in the corner? That's true. The Molly in the corner was actually pretty big.
If you don't get into a fully
but I don't think he would have been able to trade the guy jumping out anyway, right?
Relay bolt or the paranoia, you burn that on the execute, you actually don't have any utility to be able to hold the site. Maybe a trip or something like that, but that's where you need to play on the front foot, actually up in the face of T1. The problem is that's quite difficult against a comp with this many flashes. You've got both the sky and the curveballs coming at you with potentially a neon fast lane to cut up the site. It's actually a pretty annoying retake to play aggressively against.
Okay, force him down to an eco, 3 in a row.
To the rounds, and Varel need to find a way forward either way. Out for this one, just the pistols upgraded.
Yeah. I mean, this is dangerous if Varel is feeling like they're in their ascension form. They were a great team with the
Retake, dude, they like a retake on A at the moment. I like the setup with Chamber, though.
Klaus outside garage. Cinder applying a little bit of pressure.
It doesn't feel like T1 are shaken by it whatsoever. Everyone's still holding down to the same position.
And the game up slightly, sure.
Stacks doesn't see too much, but
Could be loud enough.
still able to walk away with a dink. But suddenly it's Klaus into garage.
He has
Could throw the gun over if they wanted to XXI and all.
Overdrive is online. He can potentially juggle that rifle to a teammate if he wants to continue up the pace with the ultimate. Out comes the neural theft.
Easy call over towards B.
But he's made a meal of that, Sheriff.
Oh, and now it's out for T1 to try to pick things up.
After the info.
Fumble, and instantly still pushing forward. Cinder finding a frag, but now ultimately it's the spike that's irretrievable.
It's still winnable here.
What?
For Cinder, especially if he's starting to pick up the pace. Very low on HP, should be cleaned up by Stacks, but where's the trade? Easy enough for LP to pick up the spikes. Trip goes down.
How have they done this? This is big from Cinder, though.
In fact, he's got 2 trips, one on spawn side as well. Izu just got to complete this retake with an operator.
Spike planted.
Not going to be an easy task. Hops across, still has the op trained into a singular spot, but
big
a little bit
miss.
too wide. LP completes
Dude, nicely
the
done from Cinder. He just fully
that
turns that whole round. 2 individual drills.
Teammate is in another postcode
and low HP.
Just opts to swing out and simplify that round. Great opener from Klaus there. And look, that's what I was saying. Varel quite dangerous with these sheriffs. That's a good round from Cinder. Look, make
He
no
owned him.
mistake about it, Cinder had probably one of the worst Tier 1 debuts in kickoff. So, given the fact that they've kept him on the roster, you're going to have to see a pretty big step up from this man in Stage 1.
There's the C here.
Pretty good so far. Now a quicker paced round
Is
straight
weak.
on execute into the C side. Munchkin drags the
No
crosser
way.
across, and it's just not enough. Buzz
That's
be
rough.
able to find one back into it, but still, all the post-plant utility is online.
Yeah, you do have to run it back as well. And Meteor's going to send it straight out of Garage to get the Paranoia in response, and Zexy's going to deal with the ultimate at least.
So far, so good. Still have Hunter's Fury and everything now tossed into it. T1 starts to scramble, but they still want to push through. Klaus locks it down towards the back of Link, and then it's just Meteor. Will be able to heal up for the time being, but that's all you can really bet on. Just the shots outside of Garage. It's too tough of a choke point. No angles, no vision.
Pushed away and run it back doesn't
I'm
have
pretty
as
sure
much
that's a
impact
save.
as it had in the previous round. As I said, holding the Paranoia and Relay Bolt, some of the reactive utility makes such a big difference in the post plant. That Paranoia straight through Garage to be able to deal with the run it back really helps Varel to be able to secure that round on the C site. And after a bit of a dry spell, Varel with a half buy and a very nice follow-up gun round have once again put T1 under pressure.
Just the recovery. We do have Izu back on the off though, but you can clearly see, even though in theory this comp does work out well for retakes, T1 of course, if Varel pick up the pace, it makes things that much more difficult.
I mean, Munchkin is probably spewing that he's not on the Viper right now. I'm not
Varel
going to
looking
lie.
at their ascension
Been
cells.
put
I
on
mean, they are
Astra
just
on his
sending it.
signature map. That
Also,
is-
just the comps.
Yeah, that is
the
not
comps
probably
allow
where
a
he
little
wanted
more
to be.
for it.
Just quietly, by the way, Cinder is 10-4. This is maybe his best game in Pacific
He
thus
hit
far.
again. Izu's gonna hit this.
I'm being serious.
Yeah, this is the thing.
Pushed away under a
I see
lot
quite a
of
lot of
pressure
people
and
talking
picked
about
off
like
after a
when you
cheeky-
just use
cheeky
chambers to
TP up onto the
beat
top
these
box
comps.
there.
Problem is
Zexy
you gotta
inside
hit
of
that
the
shot.
smoke could be a big problem here.
Just continuing to play around these
And
chokes. Don't
they're
allow
not
for
easy
T1
shots.
to set up. Don't let them go through with their flashes. He walks up behind them, and there they go. T1, even though they've made it kind of past choke point, it's still not going to be enough, but Zexy unfortunately will get caught. Buzz.
Yeah,
trying to gain some
Munchkin's
footing for T1
smoke
now
on
in
the
retake.
spike here might actually win
Throwing
this.
down a star onto the site. It's a nice open
Dude,
plan,
Odin
and
spam?
He's got an Odin
I mean,
LP.
surely.
That is brutal on the spam. You are not
The best
defusing
gun
the spike.
possibly
Half
for this.
doesn't even come through, and Munchkin
Very,
cleaned
very
up
nice.
as well. That's
God,
3 in a row for
they're
Varel.
getting a lot here, man.
Done and dusted. As far as we're concerned, Varel secured a lead in this first half. You got 2 more rounds to go.
They brought an Odin and a shotgun into a buy round there. Zexy with the Blade Storm active. I think, like, honestly, T1 did very well to clear that smoke out. I like their approach to the execute, well aware that there might be a disruptive kind of post plant on offer from Varel, who have already kind of not been able to deal with the flashes. You see Zexy dive up inside of the spawn smoke. Meteor throws down the hot hands and then tries to create an opening for them to come out spawn side. But just beautiful timing there from Zexy.
3 people they can one-shot with the
Undoes all
Outlaw.
of that hard work.
Just not enough delay. It's all down to the retakes.
Oh,
And
he got
retakes
wrecked by
go
that.
south, and that's pretty much that.
I mean, the flash on front B hasn't worked once for Meteor. They've played around it very nicely. In fact, he's popped another shock dart there. LP's been watching the Brock VODs, I think. Just wants to be a menace on the Odin here. Spamming away through Garage.
The
breaking
Jet any good?
doors.
It's fine.
If you're T1, you're going to be a little bit more worried about pushing out.
It's most of the time when you see it,
Here,
it's for
though, they
comfort.
don't have a
It's
hard
not like
sentinel on this map. It is just the chamber. Once again,
it's not like
you
the
do
Jet is
see
in a bad
left
spot
on
right
his
now.
own
Jet's
on
pretty
one
good.
side of the map, Izu, while Meteor has taken mid, so it's very obvious
Safe
it's going to be
dive
an
over
A
towards
finish,
site.
but can they proactively deal with the post plant?
When you
Once
got double
again, both
duelists, the
relay
Jet
bolt
becomes a
and
lot
the
more
paranoia
viable
on
just
one
purely
for
because
Varel.
Doesn't feel like it's going to happen.
you can do
It's
so
all
much
down to this
chaos
choke
with it.
again, and I don't
Pretty
think
good
they're
on
gonna be able
defense
to
as well.
waterfall the same exact way. Varel wise to it this time. All the crossfire set up towards the front. You got Sexy with a shorty out in hand. Flashes all tossed out towards T1. Does buy some time off the clock, but now it's the Outlaw. Zuna up to the top of heaven, and as T1 tries to step through, Buzz falls to his dome.
Buzzes.
Munchkin, Izu still trying to fire through, but all of this
Oh,
as
God.
the timer ticks and ticks.
God, they're
It's Cinder off to
looking
the
a little
classic,
rough, man.
left
Okay.
flicks away. Varel up to 8.
Just
There
great
is,
adaptations from Varel.
Cinder is having an
See them holding
absolute
the
game
paranoia,
though.
holding the relay bolt, and playing so aggressively in the post plant. They are
Dude,
not
this is
letting
T1's
T1 out
map
of the
pick.
choke points. You saw how easy it was when Stax is able to get out of heaven for free, but when you see, look at these positions for Varel.
Oh, that's so rough.
Zexy's in their spawn. You have a player Graffiti, a player in Hell. They are just playing up on the front foot and never giving T1 any breathing room at all.
They've got the read. The download is complete. All that's left is this first half. So just sliding across for now. T1 trying to hold true to their
I think the main thing with Jad as well is it's just like we're in a gamble meta where essentially you don't have to have like perfect map control. You more just you can definitely get away with playing ranked, which is just taking map control and then sending it.
Finds the kill and Neuro theft. He still
And that's
survives
what Jet's good
almost
at.
by a hair. Meteor will take him out, but unfortunately, this is where everything goes wrong. The rotations a little bit too early. They've abandoned their positions. Allows for Varel to push up front, but still good recovery as Iso snaps his top buzz onto the judge. More kills, more rounds, and T1 still might have a say on this
Does
map.
that save them? Get in the last round. They probably need a pistol.
By the A-lurk from LP. T1 not quite
I'm excited to see how Varel's going to hold A default.
Earlier on in that half.
Because in theory, this is not a good comp for holding this at the beginning.
Rotations in the right position. They were doing very,
Might
very
descend it
well,
with the
but
double
Varel did a
duelist.
really, really good job of being quite tricky with the active lurks. Izu gets a lot of space out backside there, never even has to TP, and Buzz having some good impact there on the judge.
With the neon stun in? Yeah, I think they will.
In the opening half there,
They'll probably do it really early on. Third or fourth round, they'll probably just do A default just to prove they can do it.
Yeah, double flashes and a chamber with a neon to boot. I mean, it's not going to be particularly easy to defend against. They do have the Cypher at least though, and I think that that's going to be pretty big for Varel, have to say. No Sova on the opposing side, nothing to really easily break.
Do you think making neon stun be an equip also?
I mean, fantastic first half from him. He gets the first half.
I wouldn't want to see it personally.
ACS on the Sova, and he started beautifully, but I am by far and away much more impressed by Cinder. Like, Cinder in kickoff was just a non-factor, and this game
I would rather do something with the slides or the fuel,
I do think, you know,
or something to do with like more tagging, something to do with speed, something to do with the sidestepping.
You cannot write Varel
I would much rather
It's not just the scoreline, it's
tackle that
also their
stuff.
comp, the players coming in. They still have their options. They can still play retake just because of what they have in store. T1 on the other hand,
Get rid of the second slide when you
it
ult.
feels like everything goes along with it.
Doesn't really tackle the main
This
issue.
one big setup on the C side of the map with only LP with a shorty in hand here on this A side. Does have a Cypher trip across B, and he's just going to opt to play in short. You didn't get any kind of action on the C side of the map, so instant rotations there for Varel. They've left Cinder.
Use more fuel when you jump. I like that.
It's a very slow
That one's
round
pretty
here
good.
for T1. Izu just looking for information. Does have the TP for safety if he needs it.
Someone said about making the wall just one line as well. That one's pretty good. You actually look at the situations why Neon's good. It's because of the wall here, jumping through, getting info. There's only one of them.
Well out of the radius of his TP here, so
It actually changes quite a lot.
gets some pressure. It's going to be
But again,
pretty
I
annoying for
would
him. Buzz has put a lot
tackle
of pressure onto front B here.
slides.
Really looking for some kind of a
I would tackle
reaction
something
out of
to do
Varel.
with the
He's
slide
broken the
speed
trip.
or accuracy.
Thinking about it. Still not going to budge, though. They feel like something's right around the corners, and they are right. The Trailblazer will confirm, but LP has to hold on to his position. He unfortunately gets flushed out of the corners, and now T1 beginning to make their move. 30 seconds. Do they
The
go
bold
to
move
C?
from... That's a really bold move. He carried on fighting. I mean, he's owned it, though. He gets the full info. Dude, I thought when he did the one peek, he was going to chill. Then he carried on going back for more. Rotate goes in. They haven't seen enough, so they're scared that they're already on C, especially with the early smoke.
Time this paranoia just right. It could work
Dude,
out
look at the
even
time.
better. He's holding on to it, listening
what a
for
shot.
the tap.
Flash
Sexy's
goes in,
already
send
in
it.
line, and he gets a shot off. Cinder up around the corner. Unfortunately, position
Oh my God.
revealed. He
Oh my
still
God.
managed
Oh my
to get
God.
the kill. You just need one more.
Ooh.
No, no. What is that flag? The Red Bull
shots,
clutch up to
man.
9.
Holy, what a round.
Pistols. And you can see
Dude,
exactly
he just
why
got the
this man is
planter as well,
incredibly
pushing through the
sharp.
smoke in garage,
First
the
bullet
Omen.
accuracy over in Bangkok was
Dude,
something
Cinder
to
and
behold.
Xena having just insane,
On the sheriff, rather, in
insane
both
map.
pistols for Zuna.
Dude, I knew I should have put Zuna in my
things off well for
VFL.
Varel.
I put in my VFL for kickoff and he didn't play that good.
All he needed was the kill on
Now
the
he's just
spike
popping
planter.
everyone.
But he got both.
Yeah. all 3 shots connecting. It's just about how many
Cinder
heads
did
he was
really
hitting.
good, man. Getting that kill as well.
Hell of a game. Can't say
Mate,
this
they
game
are
They lost both pistols. I've had a decent string of rounds in that
double
first
judge.
half to look
Dude,
at.
look at this
after the
buy.
first ball
Double
from Barrel, but
judge.
that's where the good news ends.
It's
This
a
is one
hard
of these
retake if
punchier
they
kind of executes. You're going to see LP
they
just
do
playing
lose sight
inside of
and
his
give him a
cages.
judge
He's a little
here.
gremlin with the judge.
Oh boy, this gets
Neos
scary.
can't do too much against that.
They might
Klaus
pick
has
up
brought
double
his own
judge.
judge
Dude,
in
they're
as
gonna
well,
pick up
and
double
Media
judge.
flashes
You gotta
out,
retake
bandits
a
in.
double judge. That's done.
At what point do you start to get a little bit
You
worried?
can't
Drone
lose.
goes
You
forward
can't
for
lose an
Barrel.
after plan with
Still
double
have the
judge. Why is no
headhunting
one
in
playing
play for
close?
Izu. Let's not forget about that.
Why have we only picked
This
up one
is
of the
the point.
judges?
I'm worried now. I
No
don't know.
smokes?
2 shotguns in spawn, Quack.
Exactly. You might be able to flash them, but you can still left click
Yeah.
away with the shotgun.
This is why you don't. This is why you
Safe to
don't
say
buy
this round has
judges on
gone
this.
horribly
Have
wrong,
the
but
strict
still
rule.
Cinder
We spoke
will
about
try.
it
Does
yesterday
have
with
the Spectre,
Navi.
but
Daka
ultimately his HP is
had the
way
good
too
side
low
of it
to
where he
get
got
anything
3
done.
kills. This is the bad
Izu and
side of it.
Munchkin just playing the spike. You can see that start. It will be an immediately grab well onto the tap. Cinder playing outside
Ooh.
of it. Does pick up Izu.
No shot.
Munchkin now looking for the right click to clean things up. And
Holy,
you can
oh, they
see
gave him
Cinder
a
was
way
expecting
in.
to
The
flank from
double
garage there.
judge
He didn't
by.
expect
The
two
double
towards
judge
C-Long.
by, and my guy
And
is
T1
so
eco them
greedy.
right after
Gets
the
the
pistol.
kill. He could get out of there, go through, like now. Could get out of there. Could play the time, could get out through garage. He
Yeah, that
jumps
is
through
a
into a
play
possible
from LP.
crossfire.
That is a play you're allowed to
Like,
make
we
in
okay?
Valorant. I don't know if it's going to pay off against T1. That's the kind of
Avi
thing that I
Daka,
feel
sorry,
like in
I'm in
Ascension,
Vitality
he probably
Duck.
would have killed the whole team.
Fair.
Yeah, this level of play,
Dude, that
yeah,
is
that's not going to
rough,
cut it.
man.
Wish I knew what they said. But either way, moving forward now.
Yeah,
it's
I mean, this was
5 up for T1,
pretty cool that we
trying
got to see the
close in
good
on
and
this
bad
gap
side of
off
buying a
of
judge, though. But
Cross
again,
in
when the
lobby.
bad side is looking like this, I just think you can't buy it. Or if you buy it, you got to have insane discipline. We ended up just banning it from our teams because we couldn't have the discipline.
Emphasis on the word try.
It was just easier to just have strict rule of not buying it.
Meteor is never really in a rush to go anywhere.
That's
He
the
just
thing.
likes to take his time, even on
Because
the
there's
Phoenix.
too much that goes
And
into
on
it.
the- Yes.
And actually, he has been left on the active lurk. It's not the Astra on the lurk, it is the Phoenix. Just sitting front B. You know, you can take Meteor off of a Sentinel, but you're not going to stop him playing like one.
Yeah, he's got Phoenix ult for next
Should
round as
not.
well.
Meanwhile, the rest of T1 will just continue to make sure every avenue is in their control. Now Spike plant soon enough. Meteor still a pesky thorn in the side for Barrel.
I mean, he's already got his run it back, so as far as he's concerned, job done. I see a one putt from Buzz to finish off Klaus, and it's all down to LP, who's really only looking for damage at this point. Doesn't want to really feed a Cosmic Divide over to Munchkin if he can avoid it, but money hasn't built up yet for T1, so every pick that he gets with the Sheriff, it's going to be worth it this early in the half.
That's where problems could start to arise. I mean, same could be
Okay,
said.
very,
for
very
Barrel.
nice.
I'm still waiting to see if
Two ults
heavy
that combo
investment's gonna
pretty
come in
well.
in one of the upcoming
Potential
rounds. For
Astro
now,
if they
I mean,
wanted to see
T1,
default.
If they have their way with things, they're taking things this slow, it's going to expose some gaps here and there.
It's interesting that the stars, really, of Varel haven't got rolling. It's usually Klaus and Zexy on the double duelist. You used to see them play the Waylay over in Ascension on things like Abyss. They were quite
Did anyone
comfortable
on your team
with
break the
those
rule
kind
for
of
buying a
comps.
judge on
Sometimes you'd see
eco?
LP on
Nah, I
something
don't
like
think
Yoru,
so.
but those
Maybe at
were
the
usually
beginning.
heavy hitters for
Maybe
Varel. It's
before it was
interesting to see Cinder
implemented.
at the top of the scoreboard. Zuna's usually quite solid. I'm wondering if the
The
duelists are
problem
gonna
back
start
then
getting
is
rolling
I
on
was trying
defense here,
so
though.
hard to make people use the
Varel,
judge
T1
to tell them to not buy the
control of a
judges.
lobby here. Have been scanned
Counterproductive,
by
really.
the Sova of Zuna. Over on the other side of the map,
I wanted
Zexy
to use
making
two
an info
judges every
push, but
defense
LP is
side.
set up with the judge here yet again. This time on the A side of the map.
Only some of them would do it.
But he's going to hang back instead, set up for retakes?
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult to retake into this, I'll tell you what. You have the drone and the paranoia. Klaus is going to have to make some space there. You see the pivot there of the death camp on the run it back. Meteor cleans out all of Spawn, but Munchkin with that plant does get the Cosmic, and that's going to make this retake a lot harder.
I don't even know if you go for this retake.
Start to consider a save rather early on. You hear the judge, all the seekers all being sent out. I mean, it's a lot of heavy investment for T1 on this round.
They're not getting back in, Varel. I don't think there's any way.
Still gonna try though, but no, you're just
Yeah,
falling
they
to your
should have
doom.
just saved
Yeah,
this.
they
It's hard in the
literally
5v5, I get it.
jumped into the blender, to be honest.
Yeah, look at that
position.
situations though.
Yeah, end
Can't
of the
win
day,
that one.
a lot of guns donated over there to T1.
Oh, dude, that
LP walks away with his life,
that double
and that's
judge
about
behind
where
the
good
eco.
news ends. To be fair, T1 do invest a run
might
back
haunt
and
them.
a Cosmic as well as Seekers in winning that gun round. But when you're going to bankrupt the enemy team, that's well worth it.
For sure, especially when the scoreline is like this. You bring yourself closer to a tied up number.
Yeah,
Apart from that.
I mean, T1 is well and truly in it now.
I mean, the thing that I do want to see, like you mentioned from before, get those duelists running on the side of Varel. If Zexy, Klaus start to take more proactive space, you know, like kind of what Zexy was thinking about down C, it might help.
Yeah. I mean, in that round, the C long push didn't really help them too much, because when they find themselves out of position with this comp, it's quite hard to be able to get back in. And we talked about the question of, in these comps,
Did double judge on defense
where do the flashes
and
come
lost
from?
the
Well, I can
strat
tell
is
you,
bad. I mean, yeah, it's only the
flashes,
eco.
that A retake is very cursed.
Yeah.
You
But
basically
that's the
have
only
to
thing
be
with
able
it.
to fast lane your
Gotta
way,
remember as
find a
well,
good
man, the
paranoia
judges had
timing,
2
but
nerfs.
Leon has to get the right entry back into the site, or it's not happening.
That's pretty much it. So, for the upcoming rounds, after Coach TK9's timeout here, I mean,
They had a nice adjustment on the attacking side, I will say, after
The money's so strong for T1 as well.
Post plants, paranoia and relay bolt, things like that. We were talking about that in the first half. So what's the adaptation going to be on the defense? I mean, I really think they need to either get the Neon or the Jet active onto a deep info line and stack the other side. The
Who's been
Cypher
doing the
hasn't had
smoke
much
and
impact
Haven in
yet. It's
between
mostly just been
towers?
LP on a shotgun,
It blocks out
either
a
kind of
shot
donating himself or running out of the site because there's a run it back
between
running
the
at him.
towers.
well, Zexy is saving in this round. Apart from LP on the Hero Vandal, possibly.
I don't know
bringing
what
an
you're
op on
talking
the
about.
upcoming,
100% that's an op in round 18.
just to hold those info lines.
You talking about the defense one here?
Now T1 back into it. You've got Izu on the outlaw as well. I mean, he's going to try to farm up close to the tour de force.
Yep, that's a freebie onto Cinder.
Well, that's the
No
round done.
smokes on the retake now for
That's the
Varel
round
and a
done.
3C site on the cards. You
And
can see
honestly,
how tentative they are. Buzz goes in first, followed up by the
he might just
Trailblazer.
Get max
Very
money
much not
here.
trying to get caught off guard by any cheeky off angles or shotguns.
Watch this from Munchkin as well.
He's not done buying guns. He's still deciding.
Shopping here and there. We're shopping for out points now as he crouches
Ooh.
down. Unfortunately, does get taken out. Hero Vandal still in play. Back out towards C long.
It doesn't
where
really matter.
Izu's gonna
The
be
only
one
thing that
eyeing this
kind of
corner.
went down was just the all points, yeah.
Incites the rest of T1 to continue pushing up and ooh.
Yeah, he's dead.
Buzz, chill. He's a lot younger than you.
Hey, I mean, it's the big brother treatment. Get the tag out for Izu, as you said, getting closer and closer to a tour de force. And Zuna not quite stunned up there by Buzz, who was a little scared
Ooh,
to be
nice
peeking
shot.
it with aim like
Oh,
that.
nice
That's
shot.
exactly why you won't want to be. And the last two players definitely going down to the spike one
Okay,
way or
damage,
another.
damage, damage,
Zuna
gets
does
Sova ult.
very well on the exits there. Earns himself a Hunter's Fury and takes every gun away from T1.
Oh my god. Despite the scoreline, I'm still fired up for Zuna.
I mean, Zuna's crazy. Great to see his potential fully showcased. He didn't have that many moments in kickoff. I mean, to be fair, Barrel didn't.
Yeah. He was the, I think biggest stat performer for the team then. So still is, which is nice to see. But upcoming round, this is what we want.
Yeah.
Surely the op brought out. There we go.
Indeed. Op on the attacking side as well, though, and it's going to be back-to-back rounds.
What
where
are
the
we
op will be
doing?
brought out
Passive
on the
hold?
attacking side, because Izu's got the tour de force next round, one way or another. Meteor active in the middle of the map. Nice off angle
Bit
from
of a
Klaus, with
well.
a trick to back him up here.
Was
It's
there a
gonna be
timing
Trailblazer
here?
into garage.
Recon went in the smoke, so they might have felt like they held long the whole time here. No, he's checking
As much as
short.
possible, but you
Oh,
can't
boy.
stop Buzz. Cinder will come back through though. Just try to stop and hold. LP trying to play around the
dude,
angles,
he's
but
gotta
gets
get
caught
that kill.
instead.
He's been trying to
How's
be so
Meteor winning
aggressive
that?
on these off angles, and time again, he's been punished by T1. Hot Hands is going to stop the scale into the smoke on spawn side
They
here,
gotta
and
save
Meteor
again.
is up close and personal.
You can't. You
I
gotta
say
save
again,
now.
this is the first time
Again,
I've actually
I
seen
mean,
them go for the
You
save.
try to retake this with an op. I just don't think it's happening. It's another round where it
Oh,
feels
that
like
one
T1
round.
are just running a train
That
on them.
one anti-eco
Feels
round
like you just gotta try to
in the whole game.
read where T1 wants to end up, but they can end anywhere so fast that it makes it difficult.
Well, like, how many rounds has T1 been hitting the Cypher side of the map and had no issues? Like, that is the thing that should be the hardest thing for you to approach for T1 against this comp. You have nothing to deal with Cypher trips, really, unless you have a run it back, for example. And to be fair, one of the Cypher trips did get a kill that round in Garage. But in terms of actually holding the site, the Cypher has been terrible.
I don't know where he was. Was he in this area?
Well,
Yeah, it could have been pretty big.
Time isn't really playing off of his setup that much. Like traditionally, you'll have the Cypher or someone else sitting in the back of the sites. The other team attacks into you. You pop your cages, or you have a specific setup.
Normally, when you do it though, it's like you need people to fast flood in.
LP, like this round, for example, look how deep he is on an off angle.
Nah, he's too far away, man. He can't do it.
In the open on the C side. That's the swing he took with the cage up on main. I don't mind that. Honestly,
first of all, he can't do it because he's too far away. Second of all, there was luck smoke here, which meant that it created pressure that they could have pushed through either side. Wait, is that the smoke you were talking about in chat? This one? It creates pressure either side that they could luck through.
Curious to see how that pays off.
I mean, they had 3 rifles.
Yeah, because he was here worried about short while they got the garage kill.
The approach of mixing a couple shotguns in full stack on this A side.
Wait, this is looking like their best chance.
By some string and some tape here.
String by the tripwire.
Drone makes it look like he's solo holding, trying to get info.
Goes through A lobby and sees nothing. That is going to be the biggest false sense of security here for Varel.
Dude, I'm impressed if T1 don't hit this. Really.
Does T1 sniff anything? I think they do.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Sus. That's for sure.
Hear the neon, they're like, we want none of that.
It's crazy how much Varel have rotated in this round. Based off nothing happening. Like, this is just mind games. There's the From the Shadows just looking for some information.
Yeah, it's talking about it now.
You don't see anything.
The barrel.
Now you start to piece it together. Could they be around C long? Could they be around grass, perhaps, even?
I mean, again, this is LP by himself with nothing on the site, really.
Well, he does have a
Does
judge.
the one pass and fake? Kinda.
I mean, I've seen that movie before.
Dude, look at Varel on the minimap. They got no idea which one to go to. They have 3A. It's doable. Give me the A jaws.
The rest of the team still hovering around A site, and they're trying to slow it down as much as possible. Look up to the top of the screen. There's only 15 seconds left, and it just might have worked out. Meteor, though, stacks. They've managed to cross safely. The op shot's not connecting, but Zexy will dip back in. Let's go. On towards it still, though. Meteor will continue to plant his feet down, but as soon as the timer goes down, he kind of knows it's all done and dusted. Just down to it, trying to take those guns away, but Klaus manages to hop away scot-free.
I mean, Varel does very well to hold their nerve
T1
there.
overcook. Kind of, but at the same time, I don't think they knew that the Omen all was here.
Varel was not buying, though. Still 3 players on the A site, despite the fact that Buzz is on C.
I don't think they got the full info that we got, or at least the Varel got.
LP cleans him up, and I think the neural theft does a very
The one pass and fake was pretty good, but the fact that he got seen with the gun barrel here and he was like aggro short.
With all of the map pressure.
I don't know. I would have to see what all the comms were like. It depends. If they knew about the Omen ult, then it's an overcook. Didn't then? Oh. Gotta imagine he's somewhere though when they have full map control.
I believe they took like garage control. They pressured.
Looks worse because we can see the minimap. Yeah, exactly. It's all about the Omen ult stuff, really.
I'm coming garage. I've taken C side.
He might think that he's tucked in and he can't see the barrel, and he heard it. I don't really know.
That's the game sometimes, but either way now, with a scoreline this close,
you have rights for
T1
Pacific?
smell
Yeah,
a possibility and
Riot good at filming.
They're going to call it a timeout. Final one possible.
Jim
have a
sent
runner
it in.
back to work with.
Yeah, I don't think I'm on the announcement though.
Can simplify some of these attacking rounds.
I don't know if it's just a given now or what.
Straightforward approach.
Is that guy asleep?
Yeah.
Brother.
I think he fell asleep in the GenG game.
Is that guy asleep?
He woke up, he's like, hang on. This is a different Korean team.
Oh my god, no way.
It's like Munchkin, Meteor.
Somebody.
It's still GenG, right?
Somebody wake him up. And Ace is going to happen. He's gonna explode.
Well, aggression there from Klaus. Traded
Good
by
trade,
Munchkin.
but maybe Meteor should be winning that.
Run it back on the attacking side. You do have the 2 to force in play from Izu, though.
The 1-for-1 is good though.
He'd love someone to peek
Both teams would take it really.
So far, Varel not really giving them much. This is a cheeky off angle. I have not seen an Omen playing up here ever. Flash off the line though is Cinder, and under a lot of pressure, he's taken a long time to TP.
Oh,
but he still gets his gun at the ready.
Bro, bro,
he went
for more.
All of a sudden, it's just Izu alone trying to dodge those beams. brings back out the tour de force, but he's completely surrounded, quite worried.
Mate, Cinder's
about
having
the
a
flank.
mad map.
Zexy's just gonna toy
21
with
to
him
12.
As much as possible for
He won him
LP
maybe
to creep up
3
front.
rounds on
this
attack
guy?
on his
Is
own.
this the same guy from kickoff?
Nah, dude.
In the off-season, Cinder has gone into the hyperbolic time chamber. The amount of aim prac that this guy has done is immense.
He's got weights on his wrist.
He's taking the gloves off this game for sure.
Yeah, and when those gloves hit the ground, it's just going to cause like a huge earthquake. That's how hard he's been training.
Well, Izu scanned up by the dart, flanked by LP. Another round for
Very
Barrel.
nice.
Back-to-back
I mean, that's
rounds
a
on the
solo
defense,
round.
Post-timeout for T1. It felt like they read that round very well, to be honest. It was 1-for-1 early on, and to be honest, if they, in the timeout, had a game plan that revolved around the run it back, then I'm sure they would have had to pivot in the mid-round. But there's no way that you should be really having this much problem trading
He
out
should
an
not be.
Omen
He
in
should not
that
be owning
position.
stacks like that.
Yeah.
Legit, if Cinder got taken out, this round would not have gone this way.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like, the spacing looks horrible there for T1, but that's kind of just a side effect of what they're playing. The Neon is 4 steps in front of the Sky, who is setting him up with the utility, and then the Astra is holding short. They're kind of in all the positions that you would
Phoenix
expect them
or
to be.
that's the main
And
one.
they're running at an Omen who's been stunned, and he's late to TP. I mean, I think 9 times out of 10, you're probably thinking,
No
well,
slide for
T1's
Buzz.
just
I think he
rolled
used
him
it
in one
earlier,
round.
right?
But that is just some individual brilliance from Cinder.
Not much you can do about that. Cracked Koreans. Either way, though, it's going to be back-to-back timeouts. Pilski.
Yeah, that's when you know something's going wrong.
Situation's getting more dire by the second. Izu back in with a NOP.
This is T1's map pick, and Varel are looking to pinch it here in a moment. Starting to run out of money on this attacking side. Still do have the run it back, so if they had some kind of plan to utilize that ultimate in a round previous, I dare say they want to get it used. It's very frustrating to be in the coaching booth and not watch your players
Cinder?
use ultimate.
Dude, he's
That's
having
something
such
that
an
T1 would
insane
never do,
map.
right? They've never done
Wasn't
that
he like
before.
5 cost on... I think
I've
he was
never
5
seen
cost
T1
on
not use their
VFL.
ultimates.
Well,
What a pickup that is.
either way, you lose
I mean,
this, it's up
he
to
normally
map
doesn't
point for
frag this
Barrel.
heavy, to be
T1
honest. It's
need
normally
to
these
pull
two.
something out. And there they go.
I mean, bold from Klaus. I respect it. He's done that exact same wide peak in the last round.
Yeah,
This time, not so good. Here's the run it back straight through the middle of the map, though. LP gives it a little bit of a jiggle. He's not interested. Stax is getting the plant down in the meanwhile, and T1 are digging their heels in. Buzz has been left on the back of the site.
Theoretically the correct play, but
Could
go back into
save.
it. What's the
Save,
retake
guys.
gonna
Just
look
save.
like? You
Just
can't
save
take
now.
out Buzz. Buzz
Okay,
actually
that's...
slides up front,
Oh, they're going to be
making a
tempted to go
trade.
for it.
Suddenly, Meteor comes back in to take the place of Buzz, and then we have a huge problem.
Nice
and
shots.
he spins around, swiveled onto a tap headshot. Just Cinder outside of garage, and he's been pinned down. That's going to be T1 up to 10 and 11.
Yeah, I think the coach
1-9
of T1
loss
has just
bonus.
called that timeout and said, guys, remember that play we
Two
didn't
of
do
them.
in the round previous? Let's do that
Good
one. And
force
let's not
with
get
light
caught by the
armor.
Neon
Oh,
sliding
dude,
out
I think they're
Garage's side.
forcing. It was an instant buy. Nope.
Good stuff from Meteor. Punishes that
Pepperoni Tony with the
aggression,
prime.
and
Thank
just
you. The
goes
11
crazy in
months,
the
man.
middle
Thank
of
you
the
for
map.
that.
Optimistic swing from Buzz. It's the kind of swing that you take when the round is probably
They're going to
already
force
won.
in the 2 judges. Yeah, but here I would like the 2 judges.
Preventing Farrell from trying to set up.
I think there would be 1 judge if they're going to force.
Issue for Farrell on this half, the retakes.
Oh, they got knives. Got jet knives. Okay, they're kind of fine. 1 judge, jet
You have
knives.
the Bladestorm in play here for Zexy.
Or
T1
backup
push
ult
out
as well if they need
early
it.
on. It's a big stack.
Dude, look at
over
this.
here.
4
Paranoia
passing
was
here.
wrecked in from suicide.
They got to get info at one point.
T1
Yeah, they got to
making
disband
any
this.
inroads on that part of the map. Lucky not to, because if they got caught by that trap play, it could have been bloody.
But we've seen this setup from Varel again before. You mentioned, you know, sticks and tape and... Okay, at least we're moving parts around now.
Yeah, playing off the trips a little bit more. There isn't a trip on front B. Once again, Trailblazer goes forward, confirms that there is a trip inside a garage. Needs to be broken by Buzz. Klaus trying with the counter spam, but not connecting it. He's stunned himself. So, that's not ideal.
It's just LP around C. Suna's not going
They
to
used the dog for garage, though.
T1
They don't have
still
anything to
trying
push him off A-line.
More out towards the C site.
Yeah, they creep back into C here. LP on his lonesome with the judge on the backside of the C site. See
What's
how
my Omen
proactive
doing?
he's going to be. I mean, it's going to
What
be
does he
a
think he
suicide
can do
mission
here?
from him one way or another.
I'm
the only
confused.
question is how successful it will be.
Feels as though T1 should be able to anticipate it. They've seen him play this position again and again. So up around the cages, they suspect something around the corner. They still hop into it though.
Good to get one.
Suicide mission complete. You
Flash
walk away
fast
with
flood.
one. At the same time, T1 managed
Guys?
to gain control over the side.
Use all util, you can do
Cloud's
fast
trying to
flood.
toy around. It will be to slide forward, but no one is here to follow up. Cinder actually arrives. The spike is down on the ground, and you've got 10 seconds left to try to get it planted. Meanwhile, Suna out from the back garage. Cinder just to toy around with it from the shadows onto site itself. Buzz not cracking under the pressure just yet. He will hop back in and
Holy
cross.
bro, no guys.
Just as easy as ever, Buzz. Still ever the veteran.
I thought I only saw that in my ranked games. Zexy whiffs every single knife on the Blade Storm and is left jumping around like a goose with the classic.
Not from Zexy, no.
Anybody but him. Usually incredibly sharp on one of his signature agents of the Jet. I mean, to be fair, he did use 2 knives to the body there, so he only had so many. There it is. That's the last knife. And then he pulls out the shorty, which doesn't do much of that range.
That's a bit of panic for sure.
And I think the second player to trade him there
Awesome
was
down to
LP
Nico.
with the judge. So that's
It's
2
a
players trying to
devastating.
run at him with shotguns.
This loss here for Varro, if
That's
it
why you
goes
got
down
the
like
transfer.
that,
Well,
this is a
it's
devastating one.
11-11 now. Winner might take all.
Overdrive is there from Klaus. I'm surprised he hasn't given someone else the Hero Vandal because the overdrive on the Neon is a rifle in its own right. T1, how many times have they crept into a site for free here?
Yeah.
It's a trip in play. LP
Dog's
playing
gonna see
inside of
too
his
much.
cage once again, does deal with the Trailblazer, but caught there by the spam, by the relay bolt. It's again another unsuccessful suicide mission from the Cypher with a shotgun, and the rest of Barrel aren't doing much on the flood either.
Positioning.
Yeah.
His positioning with the judge. A little rough.
Kind of want to have this round go.
But I get it.
Yeah,
I get it in this
maybe
one
not.
more than the
Yeah,
others.
Yeah, not really. Credit to T1 though. They're just simplifying really, you know. They're taking their time, working together as a unit, sending in the Trailblazer to see what's going on. Buzz dives in on the entry and they have Meteor to follow up if needed.
Dak should just run at him.
Unfortunately, sometimes that's the case, you know.
Yeah, it works out well for him,
Rookies,
no matter what.
They brought this
Dak
game
just
up
go
this
there.
far, but
Yeah,
up
that,
to this
all that.
point,
Nicely
that's where you
done
start
from
to really
Buzz here.
feel the shakiness
Just
in
being
the
distraction the
defense. They
whole
start
time,
to
just let him get the
early.
kill so that he can get his ult.
Yeah.
How's the money look?
One goaded and they got 4 ults.
Triple judge? If there was going to be any team to do it, it'd be Varel. They love their shotguns, these guys. Klaus once again does have the overdrive to follow up, so he's not completely bound by the judge this round. They are backing the judges though. Run it back is in play for Meteor. You
E1
once
and
again have the
ults.
Cosmic.
Yeah, but
In
surely
T1,
they pop him. And surely they have an idea with
and
them.
put the Cosmic down against the triple judge.
They focus so heavy
That's
on
gonna be
getting
it.
stacks ult
That's gonna
that
be
they have to have a plan. Oh, it's I don't know about this one. Why?
Come on, Klaus. Surely you've got something. He pops the overdrive and he just goes in Hail Mary fully on towards Meteor's
He
running
ulted out
back.
in the
Cinder comes with the
open.
follow-up, and that's good enough of a stop for now.
Yes, you could definitely be on for OT here. The Cosmic has kind of just turned C-Log into a bit of a shooting
They
gallery.
thought they were gonna
Drone
get
goes
sight
forward,
no
confirms
matter
the
what
T1
because
is
the
still
Astra
hanging
ult. He
around here.
ults out in the open. They get shut down because of the neon. And then he just gets spammed.
Well, not for long.
And that's
Back in
all
the
4
garage,
ults
Sparrow's
gone.
consider the fact that T1
For a
might
1-for-1
get
trade.
Where Zexy's on an exploration mission.
He's walked down the middle of the map. Cinder once again has to stand and deliver. Klaus very close by, has the fast lane to break up the push. Whiff shot. Cinder has
Oh, God.
got to multi-frag here and he can't.
Unfortunate. It's Izu with just the headhunter, and that's possibly all it took. Now you got the trademark towards the back. Zexy's efforts have completely been thrown aside. It's just Suna, and he
Huge shockwave
has
kill.
to deliver. Otherwise,
No.
this is done.
Cloudburst starts getting past the trademark though. RT1 going to be ready for the flank.
What a round from Izu though. You gotta give Izu this. What a recovery.
Shots, headhunter, and that's all he needed. Despite Sparrow's best efforts, it's now on to Zexy, the young duelist. Heavy responsibility,
should have it.
and it's a huge choke point as well. Izu trades it down,
Okay.
swaps to the headhunter. Zexy still trying. He's running out of time though.
Very,
and
very
that's
nice from
where
T1.
it
Oh,
ends.
Varel, that's a
Munchkin
devastating
up
one.
13 to 11. T1
That's one of the worst,
entire map.
one of the like most, not the worst losses, but like the most devastating loss.
They still won.
because they should have had this.
Even if they're slow starters into
T1 will take this big time. Izu had some nice rounds,
and if they
man.
warm up, they start to hit their stride. That's where Varel is really in trouble.
That's pretty much the whole game. It really feels
A lot of
as though you
misplays,
wanna see
yeah, a
lot
lot of
more,
misplays. They give him a way in.
You know, you do see some of these players start to stand up. Cinder having a hell of a game, but for now, let's toss it to the stage.
Probably the best example of the judge role that we've seen for a long time.
Haven is
Against
in
the
the back
Ecos.
for T1. I've got
It was more so how he played it though than anything else. His positioning was rough, man. Just went for the hero play.
Game, but you guys completed the comeback, and we got to see the individual brilliance from all of the players on T1, especially towards the end. So what was the difference between the first half and the second half? What made it difficult for you, especially on your defense? 일단은 감독님 조합의 변화를 줬고, 그리고 이제 후반전 가서 선수들 모두 살아나는 모습을 보여줬는데요. 전반전이 좀 아쉬우신 부분도 있었을 것 같고, 좀 T1에게는 큰 고비지 않았나 싶습니다. 어떤 점이 달랐고, 또 전반전 어떤 점이 힘들었던 걸까요?
일단은 전반전 특히 수비에서는 저희가 조금 난이도가 있는 조합을 선택하기도 했지만, 그럼에도 불구하고 저희가 한 명씩 약간 잘라 먹으면서 리테이크하는 구도가 좀 나왔어야 되는데, 사실 저희가 잘라
Playboy with the Prime,
리테이크가
appreciate you.
아니라
Thank you for the 2
저희가
months. Thank
리테이크되는
you.
상황이 많았어서 조금 더 힘들었던 것 같습니다.
Well, yeah, on defense with this comp, it is a bit tricky, but what made it trickier for us was our initial plan was to go one by one, gain map control bit by bit, but we ended up dying, and we had one man going down from our side, so that kind of made it tricky for us to perform well on defense, but we pushed it through. Thank you very much, KDG, and good luck.
네, 감사합니다.
Okay. We'll be back in a little bit, chat.
What a map one. Varel had a very strong start on Haven, but it must be so heartbreaking the way this script has completely flipped.
Yeah, I mean, I'm upset for the guys because they came out and they looked so good in this first half. I thought it was over and done with. The way they were playing looked great. They managed to capture that aggression. They had those moments of individual brilliance. And then the side swaps, you see T1 start to build that momentum, and it all falls apart for Varel.
This felt eerily similar to me to when they squared off against each other at the SVL during the offseason, where it was a really strong early start for then SLT, now Varel, and T1 just kind of started figuring them out, started assessing, like, okay, this is how you're trying to play the game right. Okay, we can make these adjustments, we can figure it out, we can solve this puzzle, and then they did. This one considerably closer, but this is going to be a heartbreaker for Varel after taking both of those pistols, after being so far ahead, to then have this map not even go to that overtime, to have that denied away from you. Even though this is your opponent's map pick, you would really like to come away with the win here.
I mean, for me, I think their inexperience showed, you know, look at that, the anti-eco after that second half round switch, they win the pistol and then they buy 2 judges. This isn't something that you see a lot for a reason, because the site gets overrun. If the judges don't go crazy and multi-kill, all of a sudden you're in a horrible retake against the judges. They lose all that momentum that they just got from the pistol, and the half runs away from them. This is where I want to see them have that bit more discipline, a little bit more structure, but it didn't come out today. T1 managed to steal a map win, essentially, here.
I think that's a really good point, and I'm pretty sure that exact those moments are going to be something they'll be reviewing after this match today, win or lose. But, you know, to that point about experience, this is something that Munchkin is especially a specialist in, is sort of reading the patterns of the opponents, and the more rounds you give them, the more time you give Munchkin to figure them out, especially on a map like Haven. But what I really like to see from Team 1 is that it's not just the Izu show, they've all done their part.
Yeah, I mean, they come out with this this double duelist, this Phoenix composition here, putting Meteor on Phoenix for the 2nd time ever in his career, which I was kind of surprised by. I thought that given how long he's been competing back in the day when Phoenix was a lot more prevalent, I thought maybe we'd be seeing him there, but no, 2nd time that he's ever brought it out, and it ended up finding its footing. It was a very rocky start for everyone on T1, but we started seeing that level up, because initially it was Izu kind of being that guiding light, saying, come on guys, catch up to me, I'm the only one who's really finding some impact here, and then they were able to do so.
Yeah, I mean, I really want to echo something that Pilski said at the end there, and it really shows the caliber of this T1 team. They played a game that was unremarkable then. You know, we weren't blown away, but they know how to get these games across the line. When it gets messy, when their backs get against the wall, they can always turn it around, really switch on, and they get those wins on the board. That's what's important. Varel, not quite there yet, not having the experience to close it out when such big names are on the other side.
Yeah, that's right. And, you know, two of these big names, one of them is definitely Meteor, you know, being on that Phoenix role.
Yeah, this was, you know, we were questioning how this was going to end up going for them. And as mentioned, Izu, very good hot starts for him. We know that when he gets that operator in hand, he can be so very deadly with it, but having that headhunter behind, in the case that he does whip, he was able to come up with some really nice headshots.
Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it before on this desk about how Chamber can be a great answer to double duelists because they don't have a lot of util to deal with you, but the caveat to that is you have to be able to hit the shot on the moving Neon. It's a hard thing to do, but if you're able to make it work, it is a very good answer, and Izu really started to light up. I mean, you know, 4K on that last round should have been an ace. Like, he really has that individual capability, and I'd love to see him come back to this chamber even more as we move through stage 1.
Now, on the other side of Varel, we did see some great moments. Zuna was on all our build diff rosters for a reason, because he's shown up so well during kickoff. But Cinder, now this is the guy we wanted to see step up as the IGL, not just the vibes guy, and he did.
Yeah, I mean, I see you, Cinder. I feel like he did a good job there. I mean, this was a different guy from what we saw in kickoff. He's able to put these multi-kills together. I mean, that's what you want to see from him. Even if he is that experienced player, you want to see him come alive. Really, you know, a very positive sign for Varel if he's able to get on the board. But now we need all 5 of them firing at the same time. Otherwise, it's just going to be more of the same.
Yeah, it's kind of, you know, what we were talking about with T1, what they were lacking at Santiago, what we need to see from them, that big level of everyone arriving on the same level. They ended up getting there. Varel now, the onus is on them to do very much the same.
Yeah, that's right. Now, you mentioned SBL. These two teams faced each other. The last time they played each other, they did play Pearl, and it was also a fairly close game, but was it a similar pattern back then?
At that point, T1 kind of had a decent understanding of what they were going to look to do at the beginning of the map, so T1 had a considerably stronger start compared to the first one, which I believe is Bind to kick things off in that series. But so they have a decent understanding of what Varel probably wants to do coming into this Pearl, but obviously the meta has shifted. It's been a long time since then. You know, that was back in December, so we're many, many months now in the future. So Varel could have something a bit different up their sleeve coming into this Pearl, but I think that, you know, Neon still going to be a consideration, obviously, but I could honestly see them sticking with the composition and just keeping the Jet in as well.
Yeah, I mean, we know Jet can be so successful on Pearl. You know, the operator is so important on that map, and we know how strong it can be on this squad of Varel. So I think big questions there. They did, of course, pick it as we move towards this next map. So I want to see something well prepared, well drilled, and very ready.
It was one of the few maps that they did win during kickoff as well, on that huge overtime back against GenG. And yeah, so I think I can see why they would want to keep it and kind of improve upon it. We saw the Waylay, you know, with Zexy last time they played this map.
I mean, yeah, could just stick with that one as well. I'm just curious, you know, do they still continue to lean in for a double duelist on this one? Do they decide, okay, we might need a little bit more util here to break some of the setups that you want to bring to the fold, especially if they're going to be keeping that chamber, which is something that they absolutely could do.
Yeah.
So maybe they do decide to pivot away from that and go for that solo duelist.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a big question. I mean, for me on Varel, I want to see them run double duelist. This is what you won Ascension with. This was what you really, you know, showed so much strength with. And I think if they pivot away, if they want to play util heavy, old school Korean Valorant, that's not who you are. You're Gen Z Zuma kids. Get in the face, man. Play fast. That's where they're the best.
Or at the very least, if you're going to go that solo duelist, match the chamber. Bring Klaus back out with that one, because he has shown that he in his own right can be a very deadly chamber player. So if you want to just fight fire with fire, I think that's also a very good approach.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. And this is, you know, Korea's next generation of talent here. Yeah, Varel is a Japanese team, but the talents are Korean, like the youngest players in this squad. So I'm really curious what the coach is going to have to say about this team, how they're going to mental reset, because you're only going to get so many resets again in stage 1. So let's send it to the stage to hear from
See what we
Jen.
get this time. Whoa.
Here with TK9 of Varel now. TK9, 11-13 was the score line. T1 came back in the second half, but from your perspective, what were you able to point out before heading into map 2? 헤이븐에서 11대 13으로 끝났습니다. 흐름이 좋았는데 T1이 역전을 이뤄냈거든요. 2세트 들어가기 전에 좀 어떤 부분을
They never do interviews like this.
실수 나온 포인트나 저희가
Did they straight before?
고쳐야 됐던 포인트를 고쳤다고 생각을 했는데 그게 또 그대로 나왔다고 생각을 해서 그 부분을 다시 좀 되짚었던 것 같습니다. 네.
Mistakes from the players and also some mistakes that we thought we fixed back in the kickoff. It kind of repeated itself. So those were some points that I talked about before heading into map 2. Thank you very much and good luck on Pearl.
Yeah, I can't agree any more with that. There's so many mistakes.
All right, well, TK9 mentioned
Exit is
mistakes.
not playing today
Do you
because
think
of
those mistakes
visa
are more than
issues.
just mental crumble?
Oh,
I
then
mean,
who
I
are
think
they playing
definitely
with?
can be. I think we saw a few structural issues there in how
Angel
much
just
space
subbed
they were
himself
giving T1,
in.
how much respect they were giving T1. I didn't like some of the buys coming out from them.
Oh,
I do
that's
think
bad
there's
for
things they
Na'Vi.
can iron out as we move towards Pearl. Take a look at the compositions here. Varel going for that double initiator look, bringing back the KO and rocking with solo duelist Waylay. So very different to kick off for them.
Yeah, I mean, it took us a long time in kickoff to even see our first KO. Now it seems like he's starting to crop back up a
Solo
little bit,
Waylay.
but Izu is going to be sticking with his chamber, so I
Sure.
do like that a lot. My biggest concern for Varel is when
Not
you
the biggest fan of
mistakes that you're
Solo
making are
Waylay in
ones
this
that you
map.
talked
but-
about and tried to conquer in the well in the past, and they continue to rear their heads. Those are the ones that linger on your mind and
Absolutely.
really affect your mental all the more because you're saying, no, I know how to deal with this, and I'm continuing to have this problem. So I'm hoping that they can find that adjustment, that they can just shrug off that Haven.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And they have shown they have the potential to do that. They have the potential to beat T1 and bring us to the very first Lotus of 2026. Okay, we're going to go into map 2 of Pearl as we send it back to our
Shah's in?
casters.
Okay.
Are they going to be dancing?
Not quite.
Straight up no.
Yeah.
Nice try, nice try. You're gonna make me
That's nice for
happy.
Heretics, man,
Bottom
'cause that's like a
place on
pretty
another
close
versus
game,
four,
I
making
think,
sense
without
again.
the sub.
But for that, yeah, you're absolutely right. We're going
Heretics
back into
will-
this one onto
will
Pearl.
take
I
that.
mean, any thoughts on the comp so far, Billy?
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit of a change-up for both of these teams since the last time they played, but obviously the meta has come a pretty big way since then. You see Meteor currently holding the kill record in VCT Pacific,
okay.
and this is a staple for him. Killjoy on this map on the attacking side, he loves to be aggressive, he loves to walk
got
it down the
T1
middle
on
of the
attack,
map,
we
so
got
I
Varel
think he's
on
going to be getting a fair
defense.
few more on the tally to start out on the
Oh, I
attacking
like that
side
they're
of
doing
T1,
this.
which
That's
was
kinda
their
cool.
pick, by the way. They could have picked defense to start, even with the slower comp on the solo duelist. In fact, it's only one agent different from their Haven comp, so this seems like T1's approach to the meta here.
Just kind of, sort of running it back in onto the attack now, straight in through, down B long with a flash.
Guiding light down, turret dealt with as the orb goes towards Sax, but this is anything but a hard commitment for T1. Just a little bit of pressure on that B side of the map, which has drawn out a rotation from LP and Zexy.
Ooh, and leaving Izu on an insert as well. I mean, at this point, T1 could potentially explore their options down middle.
Gonna get a regroup.
gonna
and they
re-clear the
push
question
towards
mark.
B-long, looking for some information. As you mentioned, T1, Izu, lighting in wait. Does have his rendezvous if necessary, but only a KO knife. Oh, Izu
it's a
finally finds
nice
his mark.
shot.
He was
Dude,
lying
I
in
think
wait for
he's
such a long
aiming
time,
floor
and
and
Zexy
flicks up as
overstepping a little bit,
well.
now push down the middle of street as the alarm bot gets dealt with.
That should be clear as day, what T1 are trying to do. Varel, of course, though,
I don't even think it's a pre-aim
deep in the
thing.
positions. Not sure if they're
It
going to
might
actually be
be.
able to play around it. Nice spike plant.
Wait,
So
Buzz,
far,
mate,
so
you got
good, though,
no
especially with the
help
kill
from your
from
team
LP,
here.
but Meteor, there he goes again. That's the player that's always been around these corners. You're worried about him. Suna still able to deal with it, though,
Oh,
but
mate.
then comes Stacks.
Dude,
Izu back
is
into it
looking
again.
lovely.
So despite all of Varel's
A
best
little
efforts,
fortunate with some of the
unfortunately,
HPs here, but dude, I gotta see
from
this flash
Izu,
shot.
and
I
there was
think
a
it's a flick
couple
shot, man. It might be really
little
nice.
Moments there where it felt like Varel was peppering them. I think Cinder, it's very hard to be done by.
Mate.
That's a hell of a flick from Izu. You can see crosshair placement was expecting
That's
the back
really
swing
nice.
and a beautiful raw adjustment. And an upwards flick is not easy to be converting there. So many headhunter bullets purchased there by Izu. I think he went 6 in the
Dude, what
headhunter
a-
with a trademark.
Yeah.
What a round
He was
from
already
him.
heating up off the previous map, and now he's back at it here. Varel in for a rough ride.
I mean, they won both pistols last map and still lost, so already dropping a pistol on their map pick
Yeah.
after T1
Pretty
barely scraped
orb.
the win across the line is not
Orb
the
for an
start
orb.
that you would have wanted. KO Knife does secure LP the orb. He's working his way towards a
Didn't watch the GE game. How was it? I mean,
At the end
GE
of the
looked
day, I
really
mean,
good. GenG looked really
Just gonna write
bad.
that all off, you know, fresh map, fresh start.
Simple as that.
Maybe didn't go so well in the pistol, but think about what the defense
I think GE
should
looked like
be or what it
really
should
good.
look like. You already know
But
Izu
it was
tends
so
to
hard
be
to
this
focus on it
alert
because
for T1,
GenG
maybe Meteor as well.
I think for
I
Varel,
don't know,
what I
man.
want to see is them get an op out and really
Foxy
try
9
to
was
play
playing.
some like trap setups
And
around.
that's
the fact
normally
that
not a
T1
bad
is
thing,
just
but he was
gonna
on
be walking
smokes.
around the map. Big A stack on the cards here for Varel though. Trailblazer goes in.
Yeah, so far so good, but then again, just everyone getting kind of concussed up by the relay bolts. Now towards the back lines as T1 just continues to flood in, but losing numbers as the pistols will rain through. It's Munchkin now, back onto the Ghost. Just around the corner, waiting for Zuna to swing. Who's going to make the first move? It's going to be Munchkin, pushing
That
up
is
front off after
close,
The
though.
A stack does a lot of work for
Yeah,
Varel
there's so
there,
much
though.
damage here.
Has to be said, and Bulldog wasn't picked up at the end of round for Munchkin. He lost his armor, so the only thing that T1 walks away with that round is a Marshall. Not exactly the cleanest anti-eco you've ever seen. Similar kind of pacing as you see on Haven there.
Oh,
you get
mate.
the
Dude,
Neon diving in
Cinder is
first,
looking
while the rest
so
of T1 waits
good.
inside of the smoke. And then if they need kind of a second wave to the execute, that's where they pop out with the guiding light.
Looking like an actual different player from kickoff. Crazy.
Especially of that flavor. Varel though. Now with the rifles, just trying to poke across. Some information outside of B for now.
Dexy's got deep info on A playing the off angle here. This is exactly how I want them to play. Do
Yeah, I like T1, man.
The middle of the map and you have your
Just
options open to you to be able to
be
rotate
pressure
flexibly
all
with
the time.
initiator, but with the waylay,
Grade the
on a deep
question
info
mark
line
into
here,
the group over towards A. Focus on the sides. Bit of pressure towards middle.
B, but Zexy opting to play it safer and full off the line. Doesn't want to get isolated in a position like that. And when he doesn't have the refract active, I can imagine why. He's going to play retake from pit side. The issue is, I mean, T1 are just being given the middle of the map right now, and there really isn't any recourse for Varel other than just setting
This
up
is
for a
probably one of the
retake.
longest lasting question marks over towards B I've seen on Power for a while. They gotta try jump peek that. Are they just too scared or something? They got heavy armors, right? Yeah, they gotta jump peek that.
They are able to successfully get
This
the
question
spike
mark
down. Little bit of spam
was
damage
just
on the
here the
stacks,
whole
though.
time.
Otherwise still good.
Like,
Now
it's obviously
you're
very
setting
good for
the corner
T1, but I've never
everything
seen
as well.
pressure last for so long here.
Prepped up.
Oh, that's a lot of
Rendezvous
etel.
away, clean as ever. Meanwhile, Varel still looking for the execute back in. They initiated
I'm surprised they didn't get a
with
kill,
light
Lecon.
speed. So far, so good. Still have some time to work off of it. Meteor is choosing the right timing to swing through, while Munchkin is setting up a big old
Ooh, nice
flank.
shot.
LP, though, so far, being able to take
Astra
down
Sark,
Meteor makes
perfect
things
timing.
a little bit more doable.
Oh, he's around the
Izu out
corner
towards
though,
top,
right?
and, oh, they managed
Oh, he's
to
around
turn
the corner,
at the right
spot on.
time. It's Izu now, just the only one left, and Cinder sticking it all the way through.
Very nice
Yeah,
retake
they
from
did
Varel.
this whole thing where you plant on the corner and
Survived there. T1
you
invest
got
a
two
fair bit
areas
into
that you
that
can
round. They
defuse it.
purchased up 3
It's a
rifles
shame because
after
I think
losing
T1
all
actually
of their
played
guns
better
in round
overall
2.
here.
So they threw a fair bit at that round. The spike plant and the extra money will help them put
Yeah,
together
Varel
a
coaches
better
at
fight
least
here in
maybe
round
rang
4.
that they need to clear this
Take
question
3
mark on
rifles
B
away from
earlier.
Varel. So this next round going to be critically
The weak
important for
side.
both teams. I do like the approach on the retake from Varel. This pairing of initiators can work quite well. I think
Yeah,
the
that kill was a
Fade
big
and
one.
the KO together is a very flexible initiator pairing. You do have other initiators like Sova or Sky, for example, that, you know, they have to trailblazer in, they have to be stationary while they take that space back. But with a Fade and a KO, you can really just throw a Prowler, throw a Flash, and just very quickly be able to
Okay,
take map
instead of
control
like
back and
question
pull you
mark
away.
clearing, just trying to stop the B default early on. A 3-person punish here. Lose a main control, question mark created. I like this. You get the trip around the corner, so you get info if they actually clear like
Does
deep
get placed
behind.
down from Izu. And big rotation back to that side of the map. And this is what I was talking about. Meteor, he loves to do this. He just
Yeah,
loves
if we're
to
running
walk through the
double
middle of the map.
Senti, we gotta
He
do
is
stuff
just a
like
man with
this.
a
This
gun
is
on
nice.
the killjoy.
Knife
But
goes in,
Meteor can be a
but
very
they can
dangerous
just
man with
walk
a
and
gun
clear
when
all
he's
of this
feeling
because they know they got no bodies. Can only be holding this angle.
Even on a match like Split, he just
Yeah,
walks
it's
up by
so
himself
nice.
and somehow opens
And
up
they think they've
sights.
cleared all of this,
Varel just
when actually they kind of just get this free space. And then with the B pressure with the smoke, ah, dude, T1 look nice though. They gotta play smart like this if they got double Senti, but it's good.
Different variation of the A execute this
I
time.
like
It's
minimap
gonna
game
play
right now.
good.
Oh, it's a
Huge
strong
done
pulse.
so well here.
That's pretty good. Undetected. Just hiding into the corner while Buzz is inside the smokes, actually. But either way, okay. Couple kills, stacks, instant reaction. And then you've got Suna back into it, out from dugout. No, Buzz! He's done the best. So far, so good as it goes back into a 2v2.
15 seconds.
Sudden Nightfall does drop the
Probably get spammed.
sound away. And with him decay down, it's going to be a full connection onto the wallbang kill. 5 seconds left to pick up the spike and to try to hope for a plant or to bait the peaks out, but
very,
it's
very
not gonna
nice.
matter if it's
This is
a
a
crossfire.
nice
If it's
round
two
still.
players
Like
from
T1, I
Barrel,
kind of
makes
like
it
a
tough.
lot of
You can
what
see
they're
why
doing
Barrel
still.
trust their retakes. I mean, that was
Both of
very
the
well
rounds they've lost,
organized.
I've
It
liked.
never felt like T1 got
They
comfortable.
maybe missed some
rips
duels.
the null command, which he
About
was
it.
building up since the second round. Let's not forget that he was farming
Smoke
those
on
orbs
site,
inside of
that's
A
pretty
main.
cool.
Great opener to take
From
Izu
Barrel.
out of the equation. That's very consistently been the player that has been left in these post plants. I mean, look at the KO. His ult just faded half a second before that. Buzz has taken his head off at the worst possible time for Varel, but they've still found a way to win the round. To be fair as well, I think Cinder could have got more in that position. He only got one, and then Stax was able to react
VFL
onto
team
it.
just
I thought
wiped.
Cinder
It's
was
fine,
on
man.
for a
It'll
3K
still be
there.
there. Just
So
it's the website.
I think several things in that round went
Just
wrong
try
for
check it
Varel,
when
and they
games
still
aren't
won.
on is honestly my tip.
Looking good for them on Pearl.
Sure. Similarly for T1 as well. I mean, maybe sometimes it does go a bit rocky, but either way, right now it kind of looks neck and neck. I mean, scoreline aside. You do have an early timeout, though. I do wonder what this is for.
We lost, but we liked our rounds.
Yeah,
But they're doing the right stuff.
Concerned, they've been playing a similar style for most of this
Like
game,
they
and
did,
both of
if
the
they did
opening
all of this
rounds
stuff
doesn't
throughout
go
this
very
half,
well.
it
I
would
think
be
we see a
most
similar
likely
kind
a
of approach
6-6,
from
I
Barrel
would say.
where they give most of the
And with
map.
double
They're
scented,
not
it's so
really
fun.
kind of being very active. You
a big
haven't
win.
seen any kind of waylay walks with the refract active looking for a pick or anything like that. You haven't seen any trap setups. You can run things like that off of the Killjoy turret with an underarm flash from the KO. That's something that you could definitely see from Varel. So I think T1, the timeout is really just going to have to be an adaptation to what you're seeing from Varel. They know they've been given a lot of space. They just need to kind of iron out winning these post plants.
Got the tour de force out now.
Yeah, you do have the overdrive in the back pocket for Buzz. Timmy the turret does reveal that is on that side of the map,
Nice
and
kill.
Sexy takes that as an invitation. In fact, I'm kind of wondering if Izu had full armor there, to be honest, and if he did, I think the turret just got him killed to the Outlaw.
Actually, maybe. Either way, thank you very much. He's going to take
Oh.
that one. At the same time,
Oh,
the
it's
rest
nice
trying to
popping
fight
from
more
Buzz. It
with
goes for
but
the
there goes Buzz. Overdrive pop.
goes
and
for the
will
GenG.
pick up a weapon off of it.
They have to play on site here. The Cosmic is in play from Varel, so T1.
They get the
you're
good
gonna have to
plan
see
as
them try
well.
to tuck themselves into back halls and play around
Astra
this
sucks,
Cosmic
so they gotta
retake.
go a
Varel
little
trying to
fast.
Find out where they're playing. Underarm flash on the close angle, trying to deal with any pressure. And this is what I was talking
Two
about.
on
The
site 'cause they're
KO
playing
and
up against the
Prowlers
ult.
working in tandem to be able to take this space back.
I mean, hell, you still have the fragment as well. It can still clear out some of these closer positions where, you know, a Stinger or Bucky could be lying around. Instead, it's going to be the Seize that connects out to the front. The Smoke's trying to obfuscate things, but it all comes down to the quicker reaction. Stacks. Oh my
so
god, the
good.
double, and
Wait,
then
what a
Buzz onto the
smoke
Bucky.
though from
The
Munchkin.
overdrive was enough to get it done. They lost to 2 of the 4.
He puts two stars down. One's a smoke for them to hide in on site, and one is and also kind of blocks. And gives them a crossfire, hopefully long enough to delay for the Astra ult. And the other one's for the Astra side. That was a lovely smoke.
Buzz, who was sitting in back hall since the start of the round, pops out with the Bucky, and that's enough to get it done.
First smokes.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah, post the timeout as well, which bankrupts Varel because let's
Okay,
not forget,
Izu
in
can
both
one-shot
of their
everyone.
rounds that they won, they only had 2 rifles survive. They could not afford to lose to that eco from T1. Now, Outlaw picked up from Izu. He wants to hand out the same punishment he was given last round, and Sexy's given him the opportunity.
Not fully anymore. Smokes.
Sure.
gonna hop
But
away
he's done his
at the
job.
same time, T1.
Question mark credit over towards B.
Yeah,
Trying to clear that question mark a lot earlier. That's nice though.
Wondering when the shoe is going to drop, so to speak, and Varel are going to run like a trap or something a little bit more active in
Good
this
shot.
part of the map. Klaus under his turret is not exactly something that you're going to write home about. Buzz not particularly impressed by that. Here's the second wave of Seekers, by the way. Stax must be getting so many orbs and plants.
Double Seekers A main. And they heard one spamming from spawn.
Off the
An easy
Seekers,
cancel.
they confirm that all the players are positioned around A. Let's go to B.
Yeah, I mean, they walked into the A stack last time. It's good to see some character development from T1. Nice open B site. To be fair, the majority of Haven on the attacking side, they were walking into open sites. So the mid-rounding has been great for T1. You saw it in the Pacific content. A lot of people tipping Munchkin as one of the best IGLs in the league.
Yeah, yeah.
So far, been worth his weight in gold.
Yeah, I mean,
What about Varel, though?
this was an easy one, but
All things considered, this is just slight eco. Looking for the exits, perhaps, but
Yeah, I mean, they'd love a bit of damage here. The problem is you don't really want to feed them a Cosmic Divide or a Lockdown.
not one bit.
Meteor
T1
wants
might
one.
start to, push up for it, though. A little bit of a flash will kind of scare Varel for the
who
time
here
being
would
as well,
be
as they look to
Killjoy
die
on?
to the spike, possibly. Crosshair straight in. Oh, and even with a
Dude, Buzz
crossfire,
got
Buzz
both there?
somehow still walks away with daylight robbery. He's hopping across
Nice,
now, and it's
though.
just going to be Zexy to pick up 1 point. But that's it.
Yeah, at this point the
Meteor one off
ults
the
are worth
lockdown
quite a
now.
lot. One away from a Killjoy ult, so you would imagine at one point we get a default
It is perfection.
and get the
A really
Killjoy
nice
ult.
thrifty win on that B site, and then pivoting off the Seekers in the mid round allowed them to avoid walking into that A stack. Really, really well worked from them. Jesus.
I can't believe he gets the second one there.
It's like Buzz is on
They're
permanent
lucky.
duties. Which, to be fair,
meta.
I'm pretty sure he's sick of sending it in on Waylay.
Okay.
Attack. It's a sad
They
job.
got to re-clear over towards B better. Well, they've either got to re-clear over towards B better or they got to fight B better. Is it a good comp for fighting B? Not really. They can go like deep aggro with these two, but at the same time, this could get punished. So they just got to make sure they actually like clear the info over towards B or scrap B and then just get full info on A. Is our team incredible at getting info on A? It is. So I think you just ignore B and put the Killjoy B, and then you just fight A main with these three.
They've just been happy to give T1 the middle of the map. I mean,
they're playing on the extremities.
Yeah, half the time they've been winning their
Samuel with the
retakes
prime,
though, so I
appreciate that.
wonder
Thank
if
you.
Varel,
And then every time you pushed off over towards A, just retake A. Okay, they go for the fast one, which is kind of looking like a punish of B. But they're gonna go deep.
Stick to a retake setup, but
that's a good spot.
I don't know.
Now gonna get more aggressive.
Yeah, I
this
mean they're
time.
sending it.
Zexy gonna activate.
What's this KO
the
flash like?
reflect and get a little bit active. Trailblazer goes forward though. Oh, and lucky to be alive
He
there,
is
isn't
lucky
he?
to be alive there. It's just a missed shot.
So, maybe give T1 a rabbit a chase. Buzz is way up front.
With the orb, they get Killjoy ult. And you can already see them talking about it.
T1 is just looking to prep themselves for the
We got a
lockdown
KO
here.
nade for
This
this?
convergent paths could be the
Doesn't look
responsive
like
piece
it.
of utility from Zexy.
Gonna have to connect off of it though. Make something happen. Buzz is gonna play around with a relay, but look at Zexy, Lightspeed over the top. And even then,
How the hell is Buzz
Zux is
alive?
still gonna answer back in kind.
It's a 1-for-1. Trade the Killjoys off, and T1 is still up the creek without a paddle.
It's a 1-for-1 with the ults as well.
Izu gonna place himself down a rendezvous and wait for someone on Varel to overextend. Meanwhile, the rest of T1.
All of this is a question mark for T1, so 40 seconds, they got to try and somehow re-clear this. They just go for the simple one.
They're just sat at the back of
Good
the map.
though.
You haven't got the Astra in A main. You haven't got anyone in the middle of the map.
Kind of need it though. You got those two initiators, and unfortunately, without the Killjoy, yeah.
We saw him.
It's just a face check from LP. Will confirm positioning. Might be
20
good
seconds.
enough. Still though,
Big
up close
slide.
and personal. He's gonna have to be able to stand tall. Goes down towards Stax on the trade, which is not too
Not
bad.
again.
Now you're down to 10 seconds, but Stax continues to pummel through. Out with the haunts, in with the peaks.
My God.
Suna's gonna find and collect on the two. The Prowler out, and as he
And
tries
time.
to look for the final one, it's not completing. Just Cinder.
Honestly, they kind of deserve to win this round, though. There was, well, to an extent, there was 2 times where they should have had kills where they're just spraying through smoke and someone's crouching, dodging everything.
Has to be said.
Like Varel did pretty good.
Another perfect round from him.
I have
love
no
this
idea how Buzz
reaction,
survives
though.
all this.
To be honest, I thought that Varel would have got more out of that. It was the perfect convergent pass. It caught the entire team.
And I got
from
no
T1.
idea how Stack survives this as well.
Dominated B long.
I don't know.
Oh, that's rough from Zexy. He's made a mess of that one. He's caught Stacks completely saturated, sopping 200 pounds wet.
Win the round,
And he still can't
and they
clean them
call
up.
for the eco, trying to make sure they can get that full buyout.
You want to have from your star duelist either way.
A little risky,
Cool
but
round, with all the
sure.
guns dropped here. Back down to the pistols. T1 just still trying to play stable.
Yeah, the problem is if this
that's
happens,
Meteor's domain. You don't step
and then you're
foot in
giving
the middle of
T1
the
a
map.
lot of rounds where
well.
They got double
Killjoy,
Senti.
I mean, this is where this guy does his best work.
Gonna think twice about doing that next time, which just does not bode well for the upcoming rounds towards the end of this first half.
And even the rounds where Varel is winning, they're just so strugglesome. They've had to take an eco after a
Yeah,
round
and
win.
I feel like when I've watched this map so far, there is a permanent question mark here every single time. It's one of the hardest things to do, and it's just here every single time.
Just gonna have to keep digging. Keep digging. T1 on the other hand.
It's a nice game plan from T1. They're using the chamber well. Kind of using the fact that they don't have anyone that can hold B well as well.
Trying to be a cheeky man yet again.
In terms of game plan.
A little pocket to play with, but
Good
T1
kill
all
one.
over it.
Yeah. Don't hate it though. Alright. Got a little fragment here and there.
Oh.
More shots peppered through. Yeah, let's find someone. There are a couple pretty
Kilios
low
said G
players
will
on
not
the
qualify
other
for
side.
playoffs after the win today. What? Well, who does he think?
Oh no, but it's the flash peek.
Who does he think qualifies instead?
Oh, LP.
Because it can't be GenG.
1 or 3 for Klaus.
He
If
thinks
T1's
that
giving
Secret's
him
gonna
nothing.
qualify.
Astra is not alive, but
There's
you've
no
got
way
multiple nanos for
Achilles would ever say that Secret's gonna qualify for anything.
Nicely done for T1. It's another round that could have gone horribly wrong.
Take aim, Zenfire, let's not complicate it.
It's on the attacking side. At what point is the job
He
done
said
already?
it before the game.
Doing
Oh,
very
okay,
well
okay.
for themselves, especially because they only have
But
a
then
solo duelist. This is a very slow
that's
comp.
unlucky.
This is 3 guys with guns. Chamber, Killjoy, and Astra.
Before the
that
game,
don't
I
really
can get
do
on board
anything in
with.
terms of scaling
After
into
the
side
game,
or, you know, interacting with the
yeah,
rounds.
it's pure madness.
Just buzz. But, you know, they still are the ones you want to have on these agents. Izu Meteor, of course. Really makes you question, you know, what the second half could look like if Varel don't start picking up more rounds.
Izu juggled the op. This is where Varel are.
Dude, Varel
need to get a
just
little bit more active in the middle
like,
of the
what
map.
is this?
Haven't seen it so far. Will it be deja vu? A double in this position. from
Give
Meteor
me
last
something on the sides. Anything.
And they've got the guns now. Just Cinder trying to play
Wow.
around the stairs. Oh, no.
He had no head armor. The Phantom's just taking his head off so easily. Zuna next up to bat. Like, this is just
Guys,
players
win a duel.
taking 1v1s
I mean, you don't deserve to win this round with how you're playing.
plan
Yet.
around that.
Like,
Spike
what are we
gets
doing
dropped
though?
by Zexy, but,
As much as they should
like,
be
what
winning
is
at least
going
one of
on
those
with
duels. Like, what is this?
Entirely sure. I couldn't tell. You're trying to refill that space. At least Zexy's managed to walk away with 1 Meteor, relatively low.
There's so many things you could do with this comp, Quack, you know? Like, you could pop a flash over the top of double doors and go for a pick or something like that. You can have the refract active on Zexy, but that's just 2 guys trying to walk at Meteor in art. That's not going to get it done.
Starting to get too lost in the weeds, perhaps. You know, playing up against a team like T1 again, you're getting in your head, thinking about, oh, Meteor could be here. I've got to cover
Yeah,
all
I
my
got
gaps.
nothing to stop this
But
plant,
unfortunately,
really.
That's exactly where T1 looked to exploit you. Now,
Thank
defending
the
lockdown
plant for a
plays
killjoy.
good, but to
Oh,
no
Buzz.
avail. Spike
They
still
get that
planted,
plant down,
everyone
and Buzz
just
gets
dances
out of there.
around it. It's just
And he goes back and
Zexy
takes all
here.
the space that they feel like they
With him
could
being
have,
alone,
and maybe
you know,
should have
feels
replayed with
doesn't
it. Oh,
surmount
dude,
too
Buzz has done a
Gotten
masterpiece
away
there.
with robbery there. He's running, got
Ah,
2
he's still
picks
going as well.
inside of the lockdown, and fast laned himself in spawn to stay alive. Oh, man.
Dips back in for more. You know, it's Buzz.
He's a greedy man. That's just the kind of greed they talked about in the
I
Bible.
think Pearl might be one of the most misunderstood maps that's been in the game for like quite a long time. Like Haven was pretty misunderstood for maybe the first like 2
I mean,
years.
that's a round that is far too easy for T1.
Maybe the first, well,
Far too easy. And
maybe
Valorant
by
is
some
once
regions.
again. Here we go. We have to relive this.
It's crazy how many teams
Giving Meteor aim
crazy how many
duels.
teams don't
And if there's
understand
anything
Pearl
Meteor
still.
loves, it's aim duels.
And 1v1s.
And then Buzz does this. He gets Klaus.
Ah.
He's inside of the lockdown that entire time. Runs into spawn side, fast lanes himself, and then runs back into backhall. So,
Why are you so
The
mad today? You're
lockdown is
flaming
meant to
every
be
team
around
so
the
hard.
Yeah.
Usually.
Teams are just doing crap stuff, man. I don't know what to say to you.
Oh, yeah.
Like T1 are doing really nice stuff here. I can't be mad at anything T1's doing.
Like as Varel, like a lot of these late
Mate,
round situations.
some of
have
the
been
stuff
going
I've seen
well
in the
for you,
past 2 days is really bad, dude. I
but
don't know
you're not
what you want me to
doing
say.
yourselves any favors not getting very organized on this defense.
Like
feels
I
like
try and be
outside of
positive with the stuff I'm
T1
seeing.
the
Even in
entire
this game,
map
I'm
and
trying to be
play for a good
positive.
retake,
But
there
like,
just isn't any depth to this
when
defense
they're
at all.
playing no info on the sides, like what do you want from me? They're just gonna lose.
This This guy was the most aggressive duelist in the league. You could not stop this man from running through a smoke. I have not seen him take an aim duel in the early round, except for picking stacks up at tiles when they were down 3-on-5 there. That's the first actual aim duel I've seen him take. Maybe, okay, let's give him the convergent paths at B long. That's another round.
Okay.
It's like 2 of 10, it feels like.
Yeah.
Like, where is the balls from Varel right now? We saw this in kickoff as well, playing a very slow style.
Mills, thanks so much for the prime. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. How do teams not understand Haven? Everyone's rotates were pretty well. EMEA was actually pretty good at Haven, to be fair. But everyone's rotates in like other regions were quite off for like a long time.
They brought some of that from the first map, but right now it's a far cry from it all. Of course, it's now just the eco again.
Can you explain power theory why is mid not as important? You can't 5-pass and hit from here and here. It's literally so simple, right? You got 2 chokes here. You can't 5-pass and hit from here and here without having control of here and here because you got a crossfire and a crossfire. Okay? So if you have info on one of these sides deep, you know which side they're hitting. If you don't have info on either of these sides, you're going to lose. You cannot side hit from this. So, just hold one of the sides, get one of the infos, just one. If you have info on one, you have info on the other, kind of, because you know that no team's going to be mad to 5-hit from here. It's actually a super simple map. But it's just complicated because B's hard to like clear info with. And that's normally why teams will play like a Yoru or a Chamber, because you can set one up here deep and get that info, because they can TP back. So it's a lot easier in the Yoru meta. Now we're getting rid of the Yoru. Everyone's really, well, some teams are really struggling with B stuff.
It's very unnecessary.
That's it.
Just LP. And T1 are feeling invincible right now. They've got all the money in the world. Stax would love himself a Seekers here, so if I'm Stax, I'm running at him.
If his team's gonna find the last guy, he's starting to make a move.
Look at Stax. He's hungry.
No. LP's like, I'm not gonna give it up. I'll just die someone else. But now Meteor's close to lockdown again.
Why does it feel anyone who fights Meteor is just like, there's no hope? There's no hope at all.
It's like a regular.
Does EMEA not understand that? EMEA doesn't understand that. There's only Gentlemates.
Buzz, as a solo duelist, is
maybe BBL.
Like, I've seen other games where
maybe Liquid now after the game that I've seen.
Like
and that's it.
Solo duelist on attack just gets thrown to the wolves.
One definite,
guys,
2 maybes out of 12 teams.
I'm hoping for the best, but this just feels free for Buzz.
Yeah.
Oh no, Foot actually looked alright as well. Yeah, I would put Foot as a maybe as well.
It's sexy on an op.
They took A
which is a lot better than what we've had previous years. But the map's been out for 3 years.
We have been asking for just the guiding light.
4 years.
Racked active.
Oh!
There we go.
It's a nice shot, man.
All of a sudden, T1 maybe quaking in their boots.
Let's just close the 5-on-4. One off the conversion pass here. You've got a lot of nice ults for the retake here, Varel. They can close out the last 2 rounds of this half.
But you got to give it to T1. Like, T1's done so good. This is a comp that struggles to hold this because they don't have the chamber of the Yoru, right? So they beat default every single time they put the chamber here. They're trying to punish them clearing the question mark that they create. And they're creating this question mark every single round. We don't want to focus on the negatives too much. But, like, T1 are doing good stuff here.
Still good.
And he's just very patient.
Looking for something on B. I'm not sure he's going to find it. 40 seconds on the clock, and they're very disconnected here, T1.
Just waiting for that pin to drop. T1 shuffling around.
Why don't you talk to coaches and help them? I don't care, man.
Goes a toss.
It's not my job.
And suddenly it's munchkin out. Nova Pulse. Enough of
like I cared about the region when I was in the region. People can copy my stuff. Since I stopped playing and stopped coaching, I couldn't care less, man.
In towards
it's not my job.
Suna, though, he's going to swing out. Oh, and he saves the day. 10 seconds left. The spike out of reach. Meteor just has to run through with Izu.
No time. Nicely done for Varel.
Yeah, I mean, fight on the sides.
Sloppy stuff.
Fight on the sides. Who would have thought it? Get you a win.
I've been begging for this entire
Yampy, thank you so much, man. Dude, 52 months, Yampy. It's left it going as well.
Zexy finds a pick, and then the A-main setup is worth its weight in gold. Not particularly successful in terms of the frags, but
Thank you there, Yampy. Congrats on the win as well. There's a lovely
see what they
shot.
were going for.
Pretty fast, man.
Gorgeous flick from Zexy.
Let's get Zexy back in.
I mean, you could see how tentative the T1 were there. They saw the guiding light scan someone in their name. They saw the star on the ground. They were basically in the doorway staring at the mousetrap the entire time.
They weren't sure. We'll go back into it again. Oh, same setup.
Yeah, Zexy a bit more of a passive angle this time. He gets one pick here, we'll have the convergent pass, and that
Yeah, it's been a little better since they've got the op and trying to
T1
hold
not
this
giving
line.
him any peaks off the back of that, so he's going to have to play a little bit
Still
more
the same thing for T1 though. Doing good at creating the pressure over towards B. But it's so much nicer now that we're fighting A. Like, it's so much nicer. If they'd actually nailed to set one up here, as soon as this guy gets pushed off, then they can rotate out. I guess they're not going to rotate until he gets pushed off. Okay, now they should just leave the one and rotate. Just slow.
Yeah, especially with Buzz. It's going to be a hell of a shot if Zexy does connect onto it, but they were locked out planted in.
Yeah, you do have the Cosmic as well picked up on pretty long there for Munchkin, and he's going to burn it. They're going to use two ults getting into the site here. Zexy is hanging around, but misses the shot onto Buzz.
Unlucky leg shot.
Everyone just dumps back into it, and here we go.
Good news is Astra ult, so they can...
Soon enough. Oh.
You could tell how badly he wanted the convergent parts there.
Just banked in on it. Unfortunate. Either way, now 4v5. You just gotta put your best foot forward, toss in the Nightfall and everything, the null command, but it's all stopped. Meteor up front, close and personal, but Cinder's gonna come back in for his team.
My God.
Picks up the kills, but suddenly busts out from behind. Oh, it's
Dude, they got 8 rounds of a double senti comp on attacker Pearl. That's impressive. Yeah, Varel's got a lot to learn on this map.
They trusted the game plan in that round. They didn't care about the entire map. They sat in B long. They waited for aggression. They made sure that they got Munchkin that cosmic divide.
It's a nice shot, but like also, what is he doing? Why is he going for that in heaven? What does he think he's gonna do?
A single operator kill to help them on the retake. To be fair, I think you could have expected the Nightfall and the KO ultimate to be enough to be able to win them the retake there, but they just get shut down in some of the chokes.
Literally set down.
They picked this map as well. Yeah, I guess it's been working well in prank.
Sit back down.
I mean, this is a clinic from Buzz.
I don't think they've been exploited on B as well as this. Like, it's a nice game plan from T1.
But in this particular game, he is a menace. Really giving Varel the big brother treatment. And if Varel goes down in this game, that's going to be 3 out of 4 games in Pacific they played thus far against Korean teams.
Does EMEA play? 3 hours.
Just sitting them down one at a time. All it's going to take is a loss to Nongshim, and then they're going to be...
Oh, no.
They're going to be the little bro, the Korean little bro of Pacific.
Oh,
at that point.
Looking up to everyone. You don't want to have that. Surely at least one map. They were very close on Haven. This one, though, I mean, once you swap sides...
Me man as well with the tier 1. Appreciate the 8 months. Thank you for that.
It's going to work out against T1s. T1s, it feels as though they're just going to have so much more control of things, especially with the Chamber, the Killjoy. Think about the players who are playing.
Heretics or Na'Vi? I mean, I went originally for Na'Vi because I think it's a 50-50 game, but they don't have Exit, so Exit hasn't got his visa yet, so you would imagine Heretics should be so fine against the stand-in.
Can be a recipe for success.
I'd be very worried for them if they lost that.
Be long there and straight down street go Varel. There is no opposition here for T1. Meteor playing retake.
Ooh.
Oh, what a flash from LP.
Meteor just couldn't see anything.
It's a great flash, man.
Free sight for Varel. Opening pick. Nice open plant right in the middle of the site. This really couldn't be a better situation for them.
Here we go. This is where it all starts, Pilly. Now for T1, of course, you're just banking on Stacks, Buzz. Kick down those doors. If infantry action as the Frenzy gets pulled out, but Zexy has some ideas of his own. Gonna run out of ammo soon enough, though. Gonna hang back, but LP just dives into it. They're feeding up kills. No, what are you guys doing? You had everything set up for you. The spike's still taken away, of course, but onto the Prowler. Cinder trying to hold onto it as tight as possible. Now it's just shots inside of smokes. Buzz sticking onto it. Hops off. Oh no! Everyone from T1 pushing through, and Buzz
this is so dumb, bro.
The defuse down to the end.
They got a plant, at least they can force into it, but Jesus, how did they lose this?
Overheat in every situation.
Yeah. They call for the fight and go wrecked.
So long. You had the initial Astra stun off the back of the first flash play, but look how long they're just sitting there waiting for Varel to run at them. Nice little
Elijah, thanks so much for the tier
smoke
2.
here.
Appreciate
Buzz
the
is
2
one
months,
who
dude.
gets
Thank you for
it
that.
to
Thank
half on
you.
low HP, and after he finishes the half, they put Munchkin on it with full HP, and he runs out of the smoke, so there's less chance of a spam. That is very,
Yeah,
very
and let's look at the
beautiful
force. It's not the best.
retake execution.
Not the best.
from
It's not the
T1.
worst. T1
Devils in the
with their
details.
buy looking like they're expecting a force up. Might even be expecting an outlaw with what they're.
Yeah,
What's going on?
I guess so. It does look like the exact same round.
A little bit further apart though, with Meteor getting stunned up. Surely someone kind of considers that factor. Certainly all playing out the door. It's back pillar. And with all that spacing and timing, Buzz has managed to slip in as well. 7
What's
peek
going
out,
on?
And T1 are starting to collect.
Varel went down street, back into B long, gave up the site. Zexy ran back into the site. T1 ran into backhall. Is this real?
They're sightseeing. it's you know.
Have you ever seen a round like
Nah,
that?
I haven't seen
I've never
this.
seen a round like
I'm
that
not
in
sure.
my
I couldn't
life.
tell you. Maybe they thought they heard something. You know.
I think they thought that the B anchor was playing.
Yeah, they definitely
deep
thought
B long
Bianca
and
was
they
over
went
towards
looking
long
for him.
B, no doubt.
But they were just chasing a ghost.
He was actually inside a hall. They even had the saturate connect
Yeah, he
onto
was
him.
fully saturated. What is going on, man?
And now the whole force.
And the one person fake does keep him here for a little bit.
I mean,
But
Cinder has run into A as a one-man fake, crossing his fingers and
Ooh.
his toes. Buzz has copped a shot from the Sheriff there. Picked him up.
Planted.
I mean, T1, they're doing the same thing again, though, here, Quack. They're just sitting
Oh.
in spawn. They're like, all right, they're going to overheat again. Let's just wait for them to push into us.
They are pushing, just a different spot now. Okay, no.
big hill. Let's can send it.
Just hold on to it. T1 trying to make their move. Got a flash on sent through.
Oh, he ate his teammate's
But
flash.
You're getting blinded up as well. Just a Bucky to try and hope for something.
I'm pretty sure he just got
Oh
flashed by
man,
LP.
it's really rough
Like,
to
I'd love
watch.
to
It's
say
hard.
that was a Skyblind, but
T1 looked good though, man. Like I got no nothing to say
Oh no.
bad about T1. It's been a nice poll from them. Just so Varel, it's been a little rough.
Zexy's died by himself with no support from his teammate, despite being deep backhall. He's been
How is
skyboxed
Fracture
there.
misunderstood me? I'm not even sure I understand Fracture,
Cinder's
so
done
you're
this.
asking
I
the
can't
wrong
really
person for that
describe
one.
it. And then they've just been 5v3 retook on.
Is this what Seth Achilles is gonna
I feel like every coach has some kind of weak spot. Mine is Fracture, man. I don't know what I'm doing on that map.
Well, 10-4. Now's as good a time as any to start to mount
Ask
something.
Mini, yeah, Mini's way better on that map than me.
They force wall. They're in force by sunken cost fallacy. At some point, the force has got to work. Zexy deep on into the site by himself yet again. Is going to refract away. So once again, Varel given full control. But what can they do with it?
Spike planted.
Oh, nice shot.
Just try to hold them off on the chokes. Considering stairs as well. Don't want to overheat too much though. That was the
Whoa.
previous mistake. Now
I thought he missed his jump. Gonna get caught there.
away from the spike. It's planted for stairs, but with T1 just continuing to dump flashes.
Ah, Easy's
push
done
on
so
through bit by
well,
bit,
just
set up
staying
those,
alive.
Smokes. Wow. Makes things that much more
Here we go again.
continuous. Oh god. And Stacks just gets the stick on the spike all the way through.
It is
nice
just
shot, but
it's masterful from T1.
I mean,
honestly.
Oh, it's nice shots, man, and it doesn't matter.
gorgeous.
But it's really
They
nice
need to be
shots.
delivered before the round's over.
Kasha Dazio, the tier 1, appreciate you, man. Thank you so much.
T1 here. Izu just absorbs all of that aggro and he just turtles while the rest
Ah,
of
it's a
T1
little
take
unlucky
the
he
whole
wasn't
side.
aiming
Like,
for
they
him.
very much understand exactly how Varel wants to pivot and position here. They know that Varel in the afterplant is going to aggress somewhere and they just go passive in the part of the map that Varel's pushing and then the other arm of the push gets active. It's actually gorgeous.
really painful for Varel, but T1 masterclass. Now next round, just quick plays, paced up all the way through Art.
Yeah, they've taken the middle of the map with force. T1 quite happy to give it to
Well,
them
this
for the
is-
time being. Stunned from Munchkin,
this
forces
is
out
nice.
the refract from Zexy, so he no longer
Art default
has
put
that get out
the
of jail free card. Deep
put the alarm bot down deeper.
playing off his rendezvous.
He might be sitting around, but main thing is Varel has kind of absorbed all the Killjoy utility.
I mean, this might be the last proper
And
gun
they
round they have
smoke
access to if they don't
to
win it.
create the pressure
One
that
off
they
the
cross out
Once
towards
again, it
B.
looks like Varel is gonna try to
They're
sell
worried
a
about
very
this angle because they're
aggressive
playing
flank
against a
towards
chamber,
B.
so they gotta go back and clear this angle.
Happy to
No one on this angle. So now they know they create pressure here. Smoke in. Dude, okay, this is their best round.
To save it for the execute, and that is going to cost them.
But the fact, okay, it's like, it's all so good, but then they didn't see the chamber here.
No,
they gotta. It's like so nearly there. This was still their best round, even though this went down.
This was their map pick. This was their map pick, Quack.
I'm speechless.
25 seconds. I mean, Meteor again in the middle of the map. Like, it just feels free. It just feels free. Everyone he takes an aim duel with in the middle of the map dies.
This is the best round and they lost flawless? Yeah, sounds about right.
Well,
I mean, they just missed a huge step, but every step up until that misstep was good.
Them. Like, LP has a singular flash on the rest of that round. They already they invested a lot in the previous round, so I just don't think that they had that much in it util. Like, in theory, yeah, I've got a KO knife, I've got 2 blinds, I've got a Haunt and double Prowler, but when I'm on a lighter buy, I actually don't have all of that. So I have to kind of pick and choose what I'm going to use where. And when you only have no Prowlers in the singular flash and you haven't hit the site yet, yeah, you actually have to dry contact. And when you're dry contacting into the op, that's very sad.
Smallest round. Well, you're forced up. No shield.
Dude, the chamber wrecked Varel, by the way. This chamber actually wrecked him. Jesus, what a flash that is. Oh boy. Flash, everyone's stunned. Okay, they are way better than them on this map, though. Can't understand why Varel picked the map, and I think it must have been going well in practice and they hadn't been wrecked by a chamber this much.
Oh my god.
The lockdown in spawn.
You know, maybe take out Izu or something.
Yeah. He could do... I mean, he can have aim, and that's about it.
The Haven was better. Varel should have won Haven. They just messed up the anti-eco.
Hang on long enough, all of a sudden you might find 3-2 players just swinging you all at once. It's going to go good for a singular snap.
But I'm not even sure they should have got 4 rounds here with how they played.
T1's just like, all right, guys, let's chill. He needs the spike. We're just going to sit on it, wait for the egg, the proverbial egg to hatch.
Now, Munchkin shorty in hand.
Okay.
He tried to light speed on the box, I guess.
Maybe, but there we go.
Okay, very nice for T1 though. If you're sticking with positives, they got a nice pearl, and they make the chamber. They actually make the chamber look like a must pick. I'm not saying it is. I'm just saying it looked like it. Yeah.
Unfortunately, didn't get across the line on their map pick. That was hard to watch. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it was hard to watch.
Varel's 4th straight loss in VCT Pacific. To be fair, they're taking on the best team in the group right from the get-go, so hopefully that can help them start to get warmed up as they make their way through the rest of the group, but it doesn't get much easier. Maybe Zeta is a bit more of a beatable opponent, but then you have DFM, Full Sense, and is it RRQ? The other team in their group? I mean, those are not going to be easy teams.
You just
yeah, they got a rough group.
You know, don't think about that. Don't think about them as like all these big teams.
Still pretty sure they'll be Zeta though. We'll see.
This was, I think, a bloodbath. Fair enough. One that supports T1 instead because everything's all painted out in red. These guys managed
it's a fast day, yeah, it's just fast, man. It's a lot faster when you wake up 30 minutes late because you thought it started an hour later.
We're going to toss it back down onto the stage, I think, with a winning interview.
China? Mate, people are complaining that I'm being too negative for these games. I can't watch China. We got a whole stage 1 to go, man. Gotta preserve the mental.
A great start for T1, walking away victorious against Varel tonight. Now, Izu, I would like to invite you on stage for the interview. Over here. 네, 오늘 승리를 거둔 T1의 이주 선수 만나보도록 하겠습니다. 승리 축하드립니다.
감사합니다.
Now, right off the bat, from the looks of it, looks like you guys decided to respond to the meta change by...
How many squirrels would you have to see to tell your friend? What? Depends if I'm in England, quite a lot, man. If I'm in Iceland, then that's something pretty big here, and then we don't have them here. So one for Iceland and maybe like,
전체적으로 보니까
I don't know, man.
패치 업데이트
Quite a lot
이후에 T1이
in England.
조금 더 이주 선수의 체인버를
Maybe like
활용하는
50
방향을
in
잡은
England?
것 같습니다. 좀 더 공격적으로 이번 메타에 임해보자라는 결정이었을까요? 아니면
Good question, Yampi. Thank you for
이번
that.
패치 이후에 벌어질 메타에 대응하기 위한 결정이었을까요?
일단 체인버가 요루의 역할을 전부 다 똑같이 해낼 수는 없지만 그래도 어느 정도 비슷하게 해줄 수 있는 점도 있고 이번에 요루가 너프를 먹으면서 좀 더 공격적인 더블 엔트리 조합이 많이 나올 거라고 예상을 또 해서 그거에 또 카운터를 칠 수 있는 체인버
That's a lot of squirrels. Yeah, but I wouldn't tell anyone. Like in my mind, if I saw 30,
I wouldn't say
Let's wait.
the chamber can be a 100% perfect replacement for the Yoru, but Yoru can offer similar values and similar things in game as the chamber can offer the same.
Yeah, especially
as
on
the
PAL.
Yoru, so we decided to take advantage of that, and also with the recent patch updates, we predicted that maybe we're gonna see a lot of aggressive double duelists. So that was our way to respond to the
Sure.
possible changes that might happen
Makes a lot of sense. I like it.
after this patch. Now, I just
what was I
wanted
gonna
to
say?
ask you though, how does that affect the way you play? Do you feel like it suits your play style? How is it different for you? 그러면은 이제
Yampi, I was going to say, if I saw 30, I would think that it's a lot, but I wouldn't go tell anyone proactively.
맞는다고 생각하시는지 그리고 뭐 힘든 점은
Like
없는지도
seeing
궁금하네요.
50, I would probably tell someone, yeah.
일단 요루랑 다르게 좀 한정적인 공간 안에서 플레이해야 하는 요원이기도 해서 그런 점에서는 아직 좀 더 익숙해져야 할 것 같기도 하고 이제 상대 팀이 작정하고 저를 좀 밀어내려고 하면은 제가 좀 힘든 경우도 많이 있어서 그런 점에서 힘들긴 한데 총을 많이 쏠 수 있다는 점에서 좀 재밌게 하고 있는 것 같습니다.
오늘 노가 부퍼도 있고 재밌었습니다. Yeah, I would say playing the chamber, it puts you in a more limited space in the map. And when the opponents are trying to push in and kind of bully you, it did give me a little bit of tough time having to deal with it on stage, and it is definitely a different play style compared to the Yoru. I think I'm still getting used to it, but doesn't really mean that it's bad. I mean, I get to shoot more, so it's more fun. Lastly, I wanted to ask you what you guys decided to work on and how much growth you have witnessed in the team after Master Santiago getting ready for stage 1. I mean, what should the fans and what should we be expecting out of T1 in this stage? 그리고 이제 마스터즈 산티아고 이후로 스테이지 1을 준비하면서 좀 어떤 부분에 집중하셨는지 그리고 좀 팬분들 그리고 저희가 어떤 T1을 기대해 보면 좋을지 여쭤보고 싶네요.
일단 산티아고를 탈락했다고 해서 저희가 뭐 특별하게 무언가를 더
Gecko video before the end of the stream? Yeah, we can watch it at the end. Let's do that. And then we'll raid someone.
거의 못 쓸 정도라고 생각을 하고 저희가 얘기를 나눴기 때문에 메타가 어떻게 될지랑 또 그 상황에서 저희가 어떻게 플레이해야 할지 이런 걸 좀 중점적으로 얘기를 해서 스테이지 1을 준비한 것 같고 저희가 아직 조금 부족하게 보일 수도 있지만 아직 남은 시간은 많으니까 좀 더 연습을 하고 좀 더 저희한테 익숙해지게 해서 더 점점 더 좋은 결과를 보여드리고 스테이지 1 꼭 우승해서
Is Mini still helping Zeta? Yeah.
더 좋은 성적 보여드릴 수 있게 하겠습니다. 응원해 주셔서 감사합니다.
Well, the conversation wasn't really around what happened to Master Santiago or getting over the grief. Being with what happened in Master Santiago, it was more about how to deal with the patch updates, with how the meta is going to change and how we're going to respond to that, planning ahead really. And I know that we don't look perfect right now, but we are slowly working
My
towards
PC
it.
noise.
And I hope that the fans can see us deliver, and hopefully we prove ourselves in stage 1 by winning it. So that is what I would like to say to the fans. Now, thank you so much, Izu, and have fun on the chamber. 네, 이렇게 이주 선수 만나봤고요. 저희는 여기서
Alright, Chad.
인사드리도록
Alright.
하겠습니다.
Let's watch this Gecko video. See what Ivy's got for us, and then we will raid someone.
Watching Master Santiago when PaperX decided to lock in Gecko on Bind. Gecko, holy shit, that's my agent. And as the best Gecko one trick there is, I was eager to see what they had cooked up.
The best Gecko one trick is respect,
What I
man.
was
Fair
really
play.
looking for was cool
There's-
defensive Gecko
dude, there's
tech,
other Gecko
because
one
it's a
tricks
lot
out there that
easier
would
to
like
make
to
Gecko
1v1 you.
look good on the attack side, but a good Gecko is one that has good defense side theory, since it's a lot harder to pick up his abilities. However, as the half progressed, I started to realize that this comp, which might seem like it was designed to help the Gecko pick up the globules, was not going to do that at all. In fact, if you wanted to count how many times something picked up his abilities on defense, which is kind of the whole point
Is
of
this the
Gecko,
whole thing just
you'd
flaming
be able to
Paper
do it
X?
on one hand, because it was literally one singular time. One singular dizzy pickup on defense, and that was it. On the rounds where Paper X decided to take space on defense, something would just throw Dizzy down B-long and run away to rotate, leaving her stranded behind with no chance of picking back up. Like here in round 5.
Try to push out. No, it's not a contest for the orb. It's just Jing being sent forward.
Hey, that's cool though. Hey, that's a nice strat. I like this.
And here in round 11.
Same play again, deeps. Sure, this time we're learning. Got our molly out.
Scuba again.
At that point, you might as well play Yoru, because it allows something to flash and fight down long with his team, while also having the ability to TP away when he needs to rotate or take an aggressive line. On the attack side, their strats with the Gecko and Harbor default were instantly countered because they were using the most basic version of the strat.
Wait, you said he didn't pick up his stuff. I saw him pick it up.
As the Gecko buffs were countered, the attack side or take an aggressive line. On the attack side, their strats with the Gecko
On defense only?
and Harbor
Alright.
default were instantly countered because they were using the most basic version of the strat,
Context matters,
which
yeah,
everyone
you're
had
right.
come up with as soon as the Gecko buffs were announced. They would throw this molly for Octagon and use this Harbor Cove and then reinforce it to help the Gecko pick up Mosh. Once that stopped working, which like I just said was within the first attack side round, they completely abandoned the Gecko Harbor combo and kinda just left something to his own devices, which made it so that he never used his abilities in combination with the Sky or the Harbor, ultimately making him a weaker agent. From what I could tell, something was taught lineups with Mosh on the attack side, and they would use those lineups on their executes, which is perfectly fine, but in the process they would ignore what fundamentally makes Gecko good. The only reason Gecko is good is because you can pick his abilities up and reuse them, which would ideally be done multiple times in a round. You cannot play Gecko like a Breach or KO or literally any other agent with a flash,
God,
wherein
kinda
you
forgot
can just
Breach
throw your
exists.
flashes around willy-nilly because you don't have to worry about picking them back up. If we're only using one Dizzy and one Wingman in a round, we're fundamentally playing Gecko wrong and are actively putting ourselves at a disadvantage. Now, it wasn't all doom and gloom though, since they did end up almost running the gauntlet but ended up falling just short at 11 to 13. And there were a few good pieces of Gecko util that we can steal and use in our rankings.
Holy.
Before that though, I'd like to go over... During the game, in back-to-back rounds, Something was able to get 2 separate kills with Mosh, and people were logically quite confused as to how that would happen. Do not worry, I've got the answers. The first incident was with Scuba inside Tube on B. Here's what it looked like from his POV.
Oh yeah, this is the bug though.
Now what happened here? Let me make it clear by saying that the molly that Something used wasn't the old 100 Thieves molly that lands on top of site and bleeds into Tube. No, this is different. The old molly no longer works and it's been patched a very long time ago. What happened here was that the molly landed behind Tube, but because Mosh is such a large molly, it spreads around and into the Tube, covering the area as well. But for some reason, doesn't give the danger indicator, which is supposed to be instantly, causing Skabooboo to get blown to smithereens.
Wait, I didn't know
how
that.
does
One's
Brock
cool.
survive? Well, he swings out at the last second and dies to Envy. The second incident was with the aforementioned Broctagon, wherein he dies to Mosh
This is
while
different
walking
bug. Yeah,
inside
new
his own
bugs.
smoke.
New
Simply
bugs
put,
pop.
he walks into this Mosh lineup for top truck that spreads both in front of and behind it and dies because he probably missed the timing or something. I really don't know. That wraps up. And lastly, we have... As I mentioned earlier, just because the game started off pretty bad and there was no really good defense side theory, does not mean that there wasn't cool stuff for us to steal. So here's what I've found. Firstly, we have a Dizzy for contesting A main on defense. Then we have the Mosh lineup that spreads into Tube from behind.
Yeah, I mean, that's a cool lineup, though.
We also have the Mosh lineup for top of truck. And for the third and final Mosh lineup, we have one that was not shown on broadcast, and people might have missed it if they weren't paying attention, but it is essentially a cross-map lineup from B to A that lands in front
Retake.
of lamps and allows the teammate in lamps to survive for longer. For the last piece of tech, we have something that most people should already know, but in case you're not aware, you can hold Thrash back by pressing the S key, and that stops her from moving forward. You can use it to delay the timer on Thrash, you can use it to jump late, etc, etc. There's a lot of cool tech with it, and here's one piece that something did with it.
Both gonna be gone 3v2 now.
One more. Here's more.
There's another Thrash coming his way. Backpedals it. There's something maybe having a little bit too much fun there, but it's gonna be Envy again with a 3K.
There's
To
an
conclude,
Esky in
I'd just
Valorant,
like to
yeah.
reiterate what I've said earlier. For any team that wishes to play Gecko in the future, assuming they watch this video, XD. Gecko is only good if you can use his abilities multiple times in a round. In simple terms, more use equals more power. We understand this with Thrash, since teams will use Thrash as a skydog to take space, but then loop her back, pick her up, and then reuse later as an execute tool. The same thing needs to be done for other abilities as well. If we're only using one Dizzy or one Wingman, we're playing what is easily the weakest agent in the game, and at that point, we might as well not play Gecko. The wait for a team with good defense side Gecko theory lives on.
Flame.
I've been Ivy, thank you for watching.
Flame the agent at the end. Okay, very nice, dudes. This was good. I like this a lot. If you want to go follow. Ivy, double Y, FPS. This was good, mate. Okay, chat, give me dude, is the stream still going? Fair play. Oh, it did it pause, so it paused. Chat, give me a streamer. Give me a streamer to raid. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back in just under 3 hours for EMEA. Who's watching China? Yinsu? Yeah. Project Horizon, yeah, we'll get them tomorrow, maybe if Pacific finishes early again. We'll just rotate between. All right, thanks so much, guys. Thank you. I appreciate you all. I'll see you in see you in a little bit for EMEA. All right, bye everyone. Bye. YouTube chat, subscribe if you haven't already, and I appreciate you all watching. See you all soon. Bye everyone.